Lu Xing is a bankrupt rich second generation who travels to Chengdu in a cool novel. He is also the #1 bootlicker of the heroine Jiang Mengmeng. My confession was rejected. I won't pursue the goddess anymore. Instead, I married Liu Ruyan, a beautiful female tycoon from a mental hospital. Everyone thought he was crazy, not knowing that he was tied to the system and could get a huge reward just by being affectionate with his wife. On the wedding night, Lu Xinghe was excited as he watched his wife switch between personalities very smoothly. Marrying one wife means you can experience the double happiness of having two wives. During the day, she is a cool and elegant lady in black silk stockings, a good wife to Lu Xinghe. At night, she transforms into a slutty and charming little teasing girl, wearing lace pajamas and getting madly close to Lu Xinghe. Just now, a sweet lowly voice sounded in Lu Xinghe's mind. Ding, the pure love god of war doesn't cry. System has been successfully installed. Bound to Liu Ruyan. As long as you interact with Liu Ruyan, the higher the interaction value, the better the rewards you will receive. Lu Xinghe was immersed in the excitement of getting the system. It's too easy to increase the interaction value. Can you just get close to the person and turn on the big power? It's no wonder the driver looked so sad. After all, the blind date he was going to meet today was no ordinary one. Lu Xinghe's cell phone also rang. As soon as the call was connected, the girl's arrogant command rang out. Transfer me 8,000 so I can buy a cell phone. A flood of memories came flooding back. Lu Xing then realized that the person calling was the original owner's goddess, Jiang Mengmeng. That's right, Lu Xing is a person who traveled through the book. He was reborn as a rich second-generation villain, but was mistakenly taken away from the male protagonist Lu Yunting when they were young. After his life story was revealed, his biological parents disappeared, so he had to live under someone else's roof. Jiang Mengmeng chose not to reject or accept his confession, and she coaxed the original owner into putting her studies first. But she secretly went on a date with Lu Yunting to see a movie. Why, Lu Xinghe asked. In this world, there are cute girls with twin ponytails, mature flight attendants, yoga instructors, aloof female CEOs, sexy car models, and masochistic girls with long black straight hair. Why does he have to be so desperate and have to lick a sea queen? She was stunned when she heard Lu Xinghe's cold tone. In the past, Lu Xing always tried to please her humbly. When had he ever been so tough? Don't you like me? You won't even let me spend some money. Is that true love? Jiang Mengmeng said as a matter of course. Hurry up or I'll be angry. No more waiting. I'm busy, don't bother me. Busy? You only earn that little money a month. It's hard to even buy me a bag. What are you busy with? Jiang Mengmeng was stunned for a moment after hearing Lu Xing's cold and distant tone, and then she said sarcastically, I'm busy going on blind dates. Blind date? Ha ha ha, would you be willing to give me up? Jiang Mengmeng, however, seemed to have heard a huge joke and jokingly said, Stop talking nonsense. Who is your blind date? The eldest lady of the Liu family, Liu Ruyan. After hearing those cold words, Jiang Mengmeng's mind went blank. Liu Ruyan. Is she the Miss Liu who was locked up in a mental hospital for many years? I heard she's super ugly and fat. Rumor has it that she is seeking a husband nationwide, and she has dissuaded countless rich second generations, who even ran away overnight for fear that she would take a fancy to them. Would Lu Xing fall so low as to go on a blind date with Liu Ruyan? Liu Ruyan is fat and ugly, but she's rich. How could she be interested in you? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this blind date will definitely be a success. Lu Xing ignored Jiang Mengmeng's ridicule and didn't take it seriously. This marriage was a sure thing. Everyone in the world thought that the eldest daughter of the Liu family was ugly and mentally ill. Only Lu Xing knows the answer. In addition to her stunning beauty and sexy figure, she also loves to wear black stockings. 5 years, 1 million yuan transferred, and there was no mention of voluntary giving. I will ask for it back through the court. Lu Xinghe straightened his lips and said without emotion. The original owner escaped from the marriage for Jiang Mengmeng and accidentally fell from a high-rise building and died. But she did not shed a tear. She turned around and married Lu Yunting, immersed in the happiness of marriage. Jiang Mengmeng was overjoyed after hearing this. He's going to sue her? That's hilarious. Can he afford the lawyer's fees? Just when she was about to laugh at him, she found that the phone was hung up. When she called again, she found that she had been blocked by him. A moment later, another call came in. Hello, I'm the lawyer appointed by Lu Xinghe, and I'm here to claim the huge transfer to you. Jiang Mengmeng was dumbfounded. Was he serious? At the scheduled blind date location, Lu Xinghe opened the information about Liu Ruyan provided by the system. Name Liu Ruyan. Age 20. Gender, female, luckily not a Shemil. Identity, the only daughter of the Liu Group. Assets, a 5-story villa in Huan Garden, 10 buildings in Guangyi Community, an entire street of shops along Nancheng Commercial Street in the city center, 8 Sea View apartments in Guangli Garden, ownership of the entire Wanyi building. Over 300 properties and asset classifications omitted. Anyway, he's incredibly wealthy. Cup size 36D. Height 171 cm. Those legs are really long and thin, right? Specialties, dancing, yoga, oil painting, photography, violin, singing, tea art, baking. Good at dancing, good flexibility. Hobbies, cosplay, I love role-playing. A true otaku goddess. But is that the only hobby? Have you explored other areas yet? Condition. Before Lu Xing finished reading the medical records, his attention was drawn to the crisp sound of high heels. Are you Lu Xing? A female voice sounded. But he never expected that she would appear like this. Chapter 2. The blind date was in a mental hospital, and the rich and beautiful girl wanted to give me a luxury car worth tens of millions. Lu Xing had looked up suddenly and saw a beautiful woman with a slim waist, long legs, fair skin, and beautiful appearance. Her long black hair was in curly shapes, and her eyes were like a pool of clear water, but her expression was a little cold. Her long curly eyelashes were slightly closed, which could make people's hearts melt. Her red lips were plump and as tender as cherries. Not only is she stunningly beautiful, she also has a well-proportioned figure. Is she Liu Ruyan? Lu Xing had seen descriptions of beauty in novels, but he didn't expect that the real person was so beautiful. As expected, people named Liu Ruyan have been poor, mean, afraid, and down and out, but they have never been ugly. She looks quite normal, so why was she locked up in a mental hospital? The novel does not describe her very much, and her illness is not mentioned. If there hadn't been a guard watching over him, Lu Xing would have suspected that he had recognized the wrong person. While Lu Xing was confused, Liu Ruyan sat down on the chair opposite Lu Xing. She placed her slender fingers on the table and looked at Lu Xing slightly. There was a hint of tenderness on her cold little face. She got straight to the point and asked, "Do you have a car?" Lu Xing had no. Wow, the first question is about the car. Blind dates are really competitive nowadays. If you don't have a car or a house, you will be rejected directly. But the problem is that Lu Xing is bound to Liu Ruyan, so he has to increase his shyness value. He can't start with a complete collapse. It seems that I have to think of other ways to improve my favorability. While Lu Xing was thinking, the key to a limited edition Ferrari sports car was placed in front of him. Do you like it? Here it is for you. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing was stunned. Before he could think about it, Liu Ruyan asked again, "Do you have a room?" Lu Xing had no. After a while, Liu Ruyan took out a property deed from her bag. The Sea View Villa in Moss Garden is yours. If you don't have enough, I'll give you more. Lu Xing he. You know, Moss Garden is located in the city center and is a luxury house worth more than 200 million yuan. How can it be given away just like that? The rich woman is too extravagant. Are you attracted to him? Are you determined? Lu Xing was half believing and half doubting and asked tentatively, "Buy C, do you have it?" Liu Ruyan was startled, shook her head, and added, "I can go buy it." Lu Xing asked again, "Do you have a maid outfit?" Liu Ruyan replied, "I can buy it too." Lu Xing Okay, he was sure. Liu Ruyan is indeed not a normal person. Just ask, how could a cold, beautiful, and wealthy lady be so eager to get married? If all the men out there could see her once, they would all come to her in droves. There would be no shortage of men to marry her. As for being so eager to coax him, a pig-killing scam, but Liu Ruyan has plenty of money. Is she going to be a father? He looked at her slender waist and wondered if she was still pregnant. But it didn't matter. At worst, he could just buy one and reap the benefits. Besides, he had a system, policies from above, and countermeasures from below. What was he afraid of? In fact, he didn't want others to wear white silk or maid clothes. Liu Ruyan said, "I just have one request." What? Lu Xing asked. "Bite you first." Lu Xing was confused. That's it, he thought it was a demanding request. It was a piece of cake. Okay. So Lu Xing did not refuse. A fierce operation like a tiger. Okay, I'm quite satisfied. Let's get married as soon as possible. Liu Ruyan raised her red lips and smiled. Ding, congratulations to the host. Interaction value plus 20, rewarding the host with a 5 million bonus, deposited into your card. Lu Xing just received a system reminder that the money had indeed arrived. For Lu Xing, this was a timely help. You have to know that the original owner was a real moonlighter. All the money he earned from working was transferred to Jiang Mengmeng. It would take some time to sue her to get the money back. Now that he has 5 million yuan, Lu Xing's poverty has been solved. When Lu Xing was excited, he saw Liu Ruyan licking the blood left on her red lips, as if she was tasting something delicious, and her small face, which was the size of a palm, was filled with satisfaction. Is this still the same cool and aloof sister from before? I'm quite satisfied. Let's get married as soon as possible. Liu Ruyan raised her red lips and smiled. He is handsome, tall, brave, and can endure pain. It's really not a poke. She will definitely be very surprised. Okay, when? Lu Xing agreed with her. He has already installed the system, and he doesn't want to repeat the mistakes of the original owner, who ran away from the marriage in order to disobey the marriage and ended up being cannon fodder. It would be better to rub his fragrant wife. Next week. Isn't this the rhythm of getting married in a week, having a baby in a year, and having 2 kids in 3 years? A beautiful woman is urging you to get married. How would you respond? Of course, it's done. After the marriage was finalized, Lu Xing left first. However, he didn't notice that the girl in the room had a cold look in her eyes that suddenly changed. Suddenly she raised a strange smile and giggled, and a morbid bloodthirstiness appeared on her beautiful and delicate face. Her slender fingers casually outlined the shape of her red lips. You will always stay by my side, even if you are in a wheelchair. Chapter 3. The wedding scene shocked everyone. A week later, the wedding. The luxurious 5-star hotel was filled with gorgeous Chinese decorations, dazzling crystal chandeliers, exquisite table settings, elegant violin music melodies resounding throughout the venue, and the air was filled with the aroma of champagne. In addition to prominent figures, the invited guests also included Lu Xing's classmates. Lu Xing is so pitiful. He got married at such a young age, and he married a mentally ill woman as his bride. I heard that Miss Liu was seeking a husband, and all the wealthy families were hiding their sons for fear that she would take a fancy to them. And he actually had the courage to marry her. I think he can't win over the campus beauty Jiang, so he has to settle for the next best thing. He's just the adopted son of the Liu family. If he doesn't want to pack up and leave, he can only live off her. After all, Miss Liu is rich. Ha ha ha, yes, it's the same even if the lights are turned off. Fortunately, Lu Xing sacrificed himself, otherwise I would be afraid of being noticed by her. But what about Lu Xing? He's not hiding away crying, is he? Ha ha ha. Father Lu was secretly delighted and said to his wife, Lu Xing, that little loser is actually quite useful. He took the blame for our son. Otherwise, it would have been terrible if the eldest daughter of the Liu family had fallen for our son. Lu's mother gloated. Originally, we were going to kick our son out after he was recognized, but he refused to leave. It's disgusting. We kept him around because we thought he could be used for business marriages and gain benefits for us in the future. We have to get back the money we wasted on him. Father Lu laughed heartily. My wife is really smart. She helped us get married into the Liu family. From now on, it will be easy to take advantage of them under such a big tree. Not far away, Lu Yunting, who had escaped the disaster, was indulging in the gentle arms of Jiang Mengmeng, who looked very cute and waiting to watch the show. Jiang Mengmeng said coquettishly, Fortunately, you are not the groom today, otherwise you would be the one suffering. How many people would laugh at you? After hearing the news that Lu Xing's blind date was successful, Jiang Mengmeng felt very uncomfortable. She didn't expect that Lu Xing was so capable and could handle the eldest daughter of the Liu family. During this period, she was particularly uncomfortable. When her phone bill was overdue, no one helped her to top up. When new skins were released in the game, no one bought them for her on time. When she was hungry, no one brought her delicious food on time. When she had period pain, no one made her brown sugar water. Lu Xing is crazy. Who gave him the courage not to come and lick her? I don't know what he is busy with all day long. Does he still have her in his heart? Tusk, he married a lunatic and treated her like a treasure. Everyone is laughing at him behind his back. She didn't care about him. She had someone better anyway. Looking at the talented young man in front of her, Jiang Mengmeng finally felt better. What is Lu Xing? A poor fellow with unknown parents. How can he compare to toe of Lu Yunting? Lu Yunting is the heir of the Lu family, tall, handsome, and rich. After hearing Jiang Mengmeng's words, Lu Yunting nodded in agreement. That's right. Luckily I escaped. Otherwise, marrying Liu Ruyan would be more painful than killing me. Rumor has it that Liu Ruyan is fat, ugly, and mentally ill, and marrying her would cause unrest in the family. Jiang Mengmeng is the school beauty and comes from a wealthy family, so she must be better than Liu Ruyan. Besides, she is Lu Xing's goddess. If he can defeat Lu Xing and win her, he will win. Jiang Mengmeng smiled and said, "Then you should thank me and give me a bag." Lu Yunting coaxed, "Okay, I'll go back and make one for you with jeans." Jiang Mengmeng's smile froze, but she didn't give up and said coquettishly, "Gigi, I want the fragrant Grandma Tilda." "Lu Yunting, you smell like milk." Jiang Mengmeng whimpered, "Hate it, Tilda, you're so mean. I want to marry you, so you have to give me a big diamond ring." Lu Yunting held Jiang Mengmeng's slender fingers tightly and replied with a smile, "Okay, let's get a tattoo on our hands someday to commemorate our everlasting love." Jiang Mengmeng, "You've already played it, and you're still the one who's stingy." Jiang Mengmeng comforted herself that Lu Yunting must be joking. He was so rich, how could he be stingy? A moment later, she heard a cry of surprise. "The groom is so handsome." Jiang Mengmeng snorted inwardly, feeling very disdainful. How handsome can Lu Xing be? Just keep praising him for who he is. But Lu Xing didn't run away from the marriage. This guy is really trying too hard to live off his wife. Jiang Mengmeng looked towards the stage and her heart stopped. The boy's black bangs were pulled back to his forehead, making him look smart and neat. The lines of his face were clearly cut by light and shadow, and the narrow corners of his eyes outlined a proud arc. He was wearing a white tuxedo, which made him look majestic. The smooth lines of his neck, the perfect tall figure, and the long legs all showed sexual tension. Even the exposed arm lines were beautiful and tight. He walked down the wedding aisle with that lazy demeanor that was particularly attractive, like a prince charming arriving at the scene, making the girls blush and their hearts beat fast. Even Jiang Mengmeng couldn't help but feel shy. So handsome. How come she hadn't noticed how handsome he was before? In the past, Lu Xing dressed sloppily and didn't like to dress up. He was inconspicuous in the crowd. She didn't expect that after some sprucing up he would become so handsome. When Jiang Mengmeng stared at him and was reluctant to look away, the girls below were all feeling sorry for him. Were they blind before? They missed such a handsome guy and didn't take any action, so they gave him to Liu Ruyan. Oh, how nice it would be if they were the ones who married Lu Xing today. Even Jiang Mengmeng's best friend asked her incredulously, "How could you bear to miss him?" This made Jiang Mengmeng very embarrassed. If she knew he was so handsome, would she still let him be the backup? She would have let him take the position long ago. But can being handsome be enough to make a living? Even if she had to choose again, she would still choose Lu Yunting. "Now please welcome the bride," the master of ceremonies said excitedly. All the guests present showed intriguing smiles. They all knew that Liu Ruyan was extremely ugly, had an IQ problem, and was a mentally ill patient. Lu Xing will have a hard time in the second half of his life. He has to live with such a madman. No matter how much money he has, it will be useless. However, the legendary mysterious Miss Liu made her first appearance, and everyone must come and see her true face. Lu Xing couldn't see the giggles and taunts from his classmates, but he didn't care at all. Soon, everyone with eyes will see how beautiful his bride-to-be is. The lights in the venue dimmed, and a beam of light followed the figure walking in from the door. There was a chuckle from the audience. "Oh, so this is what she looks like. It's really ugly, but Lu Xing is quite bold." Lu Xing's body trembled, and he suddenly looked at the person who was walking towards him, dumbfounded. She is actually a fat woman with excess fat all over her body. What's wrong? This wasn't the woman I saw in the mental hospital. Chapter 4, the beautiful bride appears, and everyone bursts into tears. Faced with the guests' questions, the fat woman said awkwardly, "I'm sorry, I'm not the bride, I'm just a staff member." As she said this, she hunched her waist and ran dejectedly to the middle of the aisle to straighten the corner of the red carpet. Lu Xing breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, it was a false alarm. He almost thought that his bride had been replaced. The guests were confused. The woman in front of them was not the bride, so where was the real bride? In an instant, the wedding symphony sounded, and two more figures appeared on the red carpet. Everyone was shocked when they saw the girl in a wedding dress. Soft, fragmented light filtered through the lace veil, gently casting a shadow on the girl's long, curly chestnut hair. Her naturally pale skin was now, under the light, even more radiant like creamy white. It was a face that could easily captivate, its features soft and flawless, and its eyes bright and beautiful, clear and penetrating. The tight-fitting crystal rhinestone fishtail wedding dress with a train seemed to be specially designed for her. Her breasts were about to burst out, and her waist was slender enough to be held in one hand. It was definitely a sexy figure that would make people's blood boil. However, her sexiness was very high-end, like the noble and elegant daffodils in precious oil paintings. Is she Liu Ruyan, who spread rumors that she's ugly and fat? Drag her out and behead her. She looks normal, just a little cold, but not crazy. Is she really a psychopath? But even if he is mentally ill, It is worth it to have such a sexy beauty. Those male classmates who had just laughed at Lu Xing were about to cry. Liu Ruyan is prettier than Jiang Mengmeng, the school beauty. No wonder Lu Xing doesn't just want to be a bootlicker, but also wants to marry Liu Ruyan. Now their faces are in terrible pain. They were just laughing at Lu Xing, but it turns out they were the clowns. Lu Yunting's eyes widened. He did not fail to hear the exclamations of the people around him. He never imagined that the rumored ugly woman was actually a total beauty. Wow, I was fooled. No wonder Lu Xing's mouth was as hard to suppress as AK. He thought Lu Xing was stimulated to the point of insanity, but he didn't expect Lu Xinghe to pick up a treasure and keep silent. From this perspective, Jiang Mengmeng is far inferior to Liu Ruyan. What's going on? Jiang Mengmeng was confused. She was originally waiting for the ugly woman to make an appearance, to make Lu Xing look bad, and to become a laughing stock for everyone after dinner. Who would have thought that the one who appeared would be such a super beauty? Lu Xing was not bragging. Liu Ruyan was indeed more beautiful than her, with bigger breasts, thinner waist, and longer legs. Jiang Mengmeng stared at Liu Ruyan with great jealousy. How did she manage to have such smooth skin and such a hot body? The Liu family couple looked at each other, feeling very regretful. What a loss. If such a beautiful girl married his son, the child would definitely have good genes and inherit her beauty. How could Lu Xing have been the one to get it? No wonder Lu Xing had kept it a secret from them and hadn't let them meet Liu Ruyan. He was afraid they would regret it. Lu Xing was also amazed when he saw Liu Ruyan appear in a wedding dress. He was very proud and couldn't stop smiling. My wife is so beautiful. It turns out that the most beautiful moment for a girl is when she is wearing a wedding dress at her wedding. He naturally noticed the shocked reactions of the crowd below. Just now, they all doubted him, but now they were eager to become him. When Liu Ruyan walked onto the stage, Lu Xing observed her closely and found that she had a cold expression. Lu Xing felt very strange because he was filled with a strange feeling. Why does he seem like a different person? Before he could think about it, the priest had already read the oath. The priest said, "Handsome reader of Tomato, are you willing to marry the author?" "Sorry, I got the wrong script. I made a mistake. Let's try again." "Priest, Mr. Lu Xing, are you willing to marry Miss Liu Ruyan? Will you remain with her through poverty or illness?" "Lu Xing, I do." The moment Jiang Mengmeng heard this, her heart almost broke. She suddenly felt very uncomfortable. "Why?" "Priest, Ms. Liu Ruyan, are you willing to marry Mr. Lu Xing and remain faithful to him, regardless of poverty or illness?" Everyone in the audience stared at Liu Ruyan. How many men hope that Liu Ruyan will not agree, so that they can take over and become the thief? However, what she got was Liu Ruyan's firm answer, "I do." Suddenly, all the boys were heartbroken. The hatred of having your wife stolen is unforgivable. When the 10-carat diamond ring was brought up, Jiang Mengmeng was stunned. The pigeon egg diamond ring is so shiny and bright and expensive. It's not a tattoo. She was so jealous. How nice it would be to give it to her. Looking at it this way, it seems that marrying Lu Xinghe is not as bad as she thought. Lu Xinghe, who was in high spirits, was about to put the ring on Liu Ruyan's finger, but when he kissed her, he found that her face turned pale. Her whole body was trembling, filled with fear, and even somewhat repulsed by skin contact. The moment his handsome face approached, her beautiful pupils quickly dilated several times. "Ugh!" Screams echoed throughout the wedding hall. It was from the guests, who watched in panic as the glamorous bride on the stage fainted in an instant. Just as Liu Ruyan was about to fall to the ground, Lu Xinghe next to her quickly caught her thin body. Lu Xinghe looked confused. This wasn't a fatal kiss, so why did she faint when he kissed her? However, Liu Ruyan's body was delicate and soft. When I rubbed her in my arms, I could smell her sweet body fragrance. She was so beautiful that she seemed to be broken. Her curled eyelashes drooped, and Minjian's facial features were incredibly delicate. At this moment, she looked like a sleeping beauty. Lu Xing felt like he was the prince who was about to wake her up with a kiss, and couldn't help but feel a sense of pity. Ding, interaction value detected. Congratulations to the host for winning the Academic Master Skill card. A top student card? If he had this card in his senior year of high school, he would have been unbeatable in the country and would have instantly become the top scorer in the college entrance examination. He wouldn't have to worry about whether to go to Tsinghua or Peking University, and he wouldn't have to go to a private university. But it's not too late now. After all, Lu Xing is now a sophomore and hasn't graduated yet. With the Zuba card, he no longer has to worry about failing a course. Lu Xing was very satisfied with this. But a pressing question arises. The bride fainted. How would he end up? Jiang Mengmeng below was covering her mouth and laughing. That's great. I really thought Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan could get married smoothly. God help me, but the bride fainted and the wedding couldn't take place at all. Even Lu Yunting was secretly delighted. He saw clearly how Liu Ruyan avoided Lu Xing just now. He said that Lu Xing had no charm and was not as popular as himself, so how could Liu Ruyan truly like him? If the wedding of the two people is successful, then the juicy cabbage will be eaten by the pig. Isn't this a waste of God's gift? It is more reasonable for such a beautiful woman to be your woman. So stupid, now let's see how Lu Xing steps down. Chapter 5, On the wedding night my sweet wife shocked me. I'm sorry my wife isn't feeling well. I'll take her to rest first. Lu Xing tried to smooth things over and wanted to carry Liu Ruyan off. Unexpectedly, her tightly closed eyes suddenly opened. Her eyes were smiling, narrowed, and she was extremely beautiful. She looked at Lu Xing with a slight smile, a bit of a sickly ripple in her eyes. Be good, how could I be in trouble? The sexy and charming body suddenly moved closer to him, their bodies pressed tightly together. Her slender and tender fingers touched Lu Xing's face in an ambiguous way, and she said word by word, Our wedding will go on as usual. Lu Xing only felt that her hands were so cold, and her gentle caressing even carried a desire to conquer. Lu Xing was surprised. He didn't expect her to wake up suddenly again. The girl who had a cold face and wanted to keep a distance from him just now had an innocent and pure smile on her face and behaved intimately with him. Very strange. Ding, interaction value detected plus 35. Congratulations to the host for winning the milk tea shop at the university entrance. The system's reminder made Lu Xing very satisfied. Isn't this free milk tea? There is milk to drink as much as you want, and you can also make money. You know, the milk tea shop in front of the university is very popular. How many people felt sorry when Liu Ruyan woke up? I thought I would see Lu Xing embarrassed, but who knew the wedding would continue? Even Lu Yunting was puzzled. How could the bride who was just as cold as ice turn into a clingy little goblin? He almost never let go of Lu Xing. With everyone witnessing, Lu Xing rubbed Liu Ruyan's slender waist and was about to kiss her. I thought that since the girl was inexperienced, I would take the initiative. As a result, he was so frightened that he almost sprained his waist. She was like a midnight rose, captivating. Under his stunned gaze, she actively rubbed his arms with her hands, and her bright red lips kissed Lu Xing's thin lips fiercely, conquering the city and the pond. Girls nowadays, she actually took the initiative. Lu Xing originally thought it was just a light kiss, but he never expected it to be. She's such a good kisser. Lu Xing even doubted whether this was really his first kiss. Why did he seem like an old hand? But the novel mentioned that Liu Ruyan had never even had her first love. Lu Xing gasped for breath, and it took him a long time to stabilize his breathing. Ding, interaction value detected plus 65. Reward host Lotus EVIJA sports car, now placed in your garage. Lu Xing was very excited when he heard the system's reward. He finally has a multi-million-dollar luxury car of his own. This car is a new limited edition. He had seen it before in online racing competitions and loved it. He never thought he would own it now. It's a dream come true. Lu Yunting, who witnessed the kiss, felt his mouth dry. Looking at the beautiful Liu Ruyan, he felt that her lips were sweet and soft, and he really wanted to taste them. He felt even more regretful. Damn, why wasn't he the one who went on the blind date in the first place? Otherwise, you would be the one enjoying it now. Jiang Mengmeng's face turned red. She didn't expect Lu Xing's kissing skills to be so good. If she had known earlier, she would have tried it. She always thought he was a dullard, but she didn't expect that when he kissed Liu Ruyan, there would be so much sexual tension. What to do? She also wants to be kissed. Bastard Lu Xing is so unfaithful. Why did he marry someone else without her permission? After the wedding, it was naturally the part that Lu Xing was most looking forward to. The wedding night. As the night deepens, inside the luxurious villa, Lu Xing sat on the Big Simmons bed, his breathing a little hurried. In fact, this was only the second time he and Ruyan had met, and they were already living together. This was faster than a rocket. Lu Xing took a glance. This bed is incredibly white. It should be quite comfortable to sleep in. The bed that is rumored to cost 5 million should be very durable. While Lu Xing was studying the practicality of the bed, someone was rubbing his waist tightly and wrapping his soft arms around it. Lu Xing's heartbeat suddenly stopped, and he heard the other party's coquettish voice. Hubby, it's very late, Tilda. He shuddered all over and was almost numb. The shout is so sweet. He had never expected that he would be able to live a shameless life, just a few days after traveling through the book. Lu Xinghe picked up Liu Ruyan by the waist without hesitation and put her on the Simmons mattress. He covered her body and was bewitched by the scent of her body. Not to mention that she has an innocent yet beautiful face, with red lips raised and a hint of seduction. She raised her eyes, looked at his blushing face, and chuckled softly. "You smell so good." Liu Ruyan smelled the pleasant hormonal scent on Lu Xing and replied with a smile. Lu Xinghe blushed. She is so flirty. Liu Ruyan was patient in the beginning when she unbuttoned her clothes, but later on, she became annoyed. "What buttons? Why so many?" she scolded, becoming impatient. "It's troublesome." Lu Xinghe raised his eyebrows slightly, held her soft little hand, and smiled. "Are you anxious?" Liu Ruyan raised her hand slightly, playing with Lu Xinghe's hair playfully, spinning it around her fingers. "Are you not in a hurry?" Lu Xing smiled and said nothing. He didn't insist on unbuttoning her clothes, but kissed her. Liu Ruyan's charming eyes moved slightly, and the smile on her red lips became more and more intense. Her kiss was as sweet as nectar, full of intoxicating flavor, which made Lu Xinghe obsessed. 20,000 words omitted here. We strictly adhere to prosperity, civilization, harmony, freedom, equality, and justice. We love the auditor the most, meow. Ding, interaction value plus 10086. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the inheritance rights of 3 skyscrapers. Lu Xinghe's black hair was slightly wet, and he rubbed his wife to sleep. When Lu Xinghe woke up because he had to urinate, he found himself lying alone in bed. There is a bright plum blossom mark on the bed sheet, which is very eye-catching. Liu Ruyan, who slept in the same bed with him last night, is nowhere to be found. The most ridiculous thing is that his hands were handcuffed. What on earth is going on? P.S. Guess what the reason is. If you answer correctly, you will get a prize. Chapter 6. The real reason why Liu Ruyan was hot and cold. When Lu Xinghe was in disbelief, the door opened. A girl in a white dress walked in. She had delicate features, and her pretty neck still bore mottled red marks from last night's madness. When her eyes met his, her red lips lifted up in a strange and enchanting smile. "Honey, you're awake," she said faintly. "How did you sleep?" Lu Xinghe's body subconsciously tightened. She actually walked in dragging a hammer, which formed a sharp contrast with her pure and beautiful appearance. "What are you doing?" Lu Xinghe looked at her warily. She thought she was Zhang Wuyan, who could use her ultimate move to kill people instantly at any time. Things are not good now. Liu Ruyan climbed onto the bed with her pink little feet bare. She immediately lay in Lu Xinghe's arms like a well-behaved kitten. But Lu Xinghe didn't show any sign of being obsessed. Her beautiful face showed obsession, even a bit of madness. "You're mine now. What else can I do?" Liu Ruyan's tone was very innocent, and she caressed Lu Xinghe's cheek affectionately. "I just want to break your legs so that you can never run away and can't like anyone else." When she said this, Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with excitement. Lu Xinghe. After all this time, he ended up marrying a Yandere. Don't mess with Yanderes. 9 out of 10 are crazy or insane. Anyone who encounters a Yandere will 9 out of 10 die and 1 will be injured, and the injured one will definitely be a masochist. No wonder Liu Ruyan looks normal, but is locked up in a mental hospital. Whoever wrote this novel, please stand up and beat this crazy crying monster to death with 1 punch. Lu Xing moved his arms, but couldn't break free from the handcuffs at all. If he doesn't run, his legs will really be broken. "Don't waste your energy, you can't escape." Liu Ruyan breathed into his ear, her tone extremely gentle, but her words were as cold and cruel as if laced with poison. "I will be very gentle. Just bear with it for a while. I will soon break your legs and won't let you suffer for too long." Lu Xinghe. "Thank you to your whole family. Why don't you let me break one of your legs?" Liu Ruyan raised a strange smile on her face. She grabbed the hammer and was about to hit Lu Xinghe's leg directly. Suddenly there was thunder outside, and heavy rain began to fall. Seeing that the hammer was about to hit her hard at the critical moment, Lu Xing quickly stood up and gave her a side kick. She was caught off guard and was kicked. Her delicate body immediately fell onto the bed. With a bang, the back of her head hit the ground and she fainted. The room returned to silence, with only Lu Xinghe's rapid and heavy breathing as the sound. Looking at her lying there motionless, he was skeptical. Is it done? Who would have thought that she would suddenly stop and sit up? Lu Xing was almost scared to death, still coming. "It hurts so much." Liu Ruyan was seen rubbing her head, feeling dazed. When she saw Lu Xing was locked up, her beautiful eyes were filled with surprise. "Why are you locked up?" "It's you who did it," Lu Xinghe replied unhappily. Why is she still pretending to be confused? Oscar really owes her a little golden man. Me, Liu Ruyan pointed at herself, then suddenly realized something and replied firmly, I know it was her who did it. She isn't it you, Lu Xinghe frowned. She was the only one in the room, and no one else showed up. Could it be that she... She is my other personality, called Yanyan. Liu Ruyan expressed Lu Xinghe's thoughts. Lu Xinghe was surprised. She actually has a split personality. That makes sense. Why does she feel different every time? Hot and cold, so that's what it's like. The landscape is open. Is it far away to play Identity V? Just a joke, but Lu Xing can't let his guard down. Who knows if she will hurt him? Liu Ruyan found the key and was about to uncuff Lu Xinghe. But when she touched his hand, her face turned red and she couldn't breathe. What's wrong with you? Lu Xinghe asked her with narrowed eyes. Liu Ruyan tried hard to steady her disordered breathing. Only after she avoided touching him did her expression calm down. I have a fear of physical contact. When I touch someone's body, I hyperventilate. Yanyan doesn't have that, but she is very paranoid and very sick. Guilt was written all over her cold little face. I'm sorry, I took advantage of you. Yanyan pretended to be on a blind date with you just to trick me. I only married you so I could have a new guardian and leave the mental hospital smoothly. If Liu Ruyan wanted to leave the mental hospital, she needed to get married, have a new guardian, and start a normal life, so she accepted the arrangement and married Lu Xing. Lu Xing realized that it was no wonder that Liu Ruyan reacted so strangely on the blind date. It turned out that she was pretending to be another Yandere personality. So at the wedding, the real Ruyan Liu fainted after being touched by him due to hyperventilation. But the other personality was able to cling to him without any problem. This was the reason. What is the reason for the formation of personality? Lu Xing asked curiously. Liu Ruyan shook her head. Lu Xinghe asked, can't you tell me? Liu Ruyan said, no, but I don't know either. She was also troubled by this. I have lost my memory before. Yanyan is a personality that appeared 6 years ago. After that, I was sent to a mental hospital. I communicate with her through my diary. This is also the reason why Liu Ruyan knew that she was going to marry Lu Xinghe. Lu Xinghe was distressed. This is a problem. Although he traveled through the book, the novel did not mention much about Liu Ruyan's illness. After all, after the original owner became a cannon fodder and died, there were not many chapters about Liu Ruyan. When will you exchange personalities? Lu Xinghe asked. He has to know what the switch is, so that he can come up with a strategy. What if the Yandere just now comes out again? P.S. Guess the reason for the personality swap. If you get it right, I will grant you a small wish valued at 200 R or less. Chapter 7. My wife spends a lot of money, and the reason behind it is... Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes and continued to shake her head. It's hard to say. She would suddenly run out and take over my body. This also troubles me. Lu Xinghe was speechless. My goodness, this is an impromptu personality. He can run away whenever he wants. It is really the real-life version of my dangerous wife, and the vanishing one is about to be staged. Then what should I do? If she launches a surprise attack, I'll be in danger. As soon as Lu Xing finished speaking, he saw Liu Ruyan stretching out her hands. Tie me up. Liu Ruyan's eyes were burning, and her expression was sincere. This way she won't hurt you, and I will also find a way to prevent her from appearing again. Tie. At present, this seems to be the only way to temporarily restrain the wild power in Liu Ruyan's body. So Lu Xing took a rope and tied Liu Ruyan to the chair. Tied tightly. This way, she can never run away. Lu Xing went to the kitchen to get a glass of water and looked over the information provided by the system. Just tying up Liu Ruyan is not a solution. He must think of other countermeasures on how to conquer the Yandere. While Lu Xing was drinking water and thinking, a pair of snow-white and tender hands hugged his waist from behind. The coquettish voice spread out from her ears, full of grievance. Hubby Tilda, why are you hiding from me? Where do you want to run to? Although she was just acting coquettishly, Lu Xing broke out in a cold sweat on his back. His mind went blank. This intimate behavior clearly shows that he has a Yandere personality. Wow, how did she get away with it? When Lu Xing was terrified, the system reminded. Ding, interaction value detected +25, rewarding the host with God-level fighting skills. This reward is a timely relief. It will save his life. If he can fight, why should he be afraid of Yandere? Jinfu strikes, and his fists speak louder than words. Lu Xing turned around, pried open her wrapped hands, and replied provocatively, Who is hiding? Am I not here properly? Liu Ruyan raised her beautiful face, staring at him intently, her tone filled with dissatisfaction. Then why did you tie me up? Husband, you are not obedient. I have to punish you. Did he think he could tie her up with a rope? but little did she know that she had already mastered the technique of untying the rope. In a moment, Lu Xinghe saw a fruit knife appear in Liu Ruyan's palm, emitting a sharp light. It highlighted her beautiful face that was both bloodthirsty and excited, and she was approaching him step by step. Seeing her rushing towards him, Lu Xing immediately grabbed her wrist and snatched her fruit knife. Relying on his agile fighting skills, Lu Xing gave her a shoulder throw in front of her astonished gaze. Punishment, it should be your husband who punishes you. Who allowed you to play with a knife so casually? What if you really hurt someone? Liu Ruyan must have been hurt from the fall. With tears in her eyes, she looked so pitiful. If she wasn't a Yandere, she would be really lovable. Lu Xing raised his eyebrows. You know it hurts, but you still want to mess with me? What if I break your legs and lock you in the basement? After hearing this, Liu Ruyan suddenly became a little excited, and her eyes lit up. Lu Xinghe. Okay, just pretend he didn't say anything. Besides, even if you break my legs, can you lock my heart? Anyone who wants to cheat can do it anyway. Since I'm married to you, I will be responsible for you to the end. You don't need to trap me in this way, Lu Xing said domineeringly. Liu Ruyan thought about it and felt that it made sense. After holding back her sobs, she sat down like a duck, then gently grabbed Lu Xinghe's collar, made him bend down, and whispered in his ear. Okay, I'm more interested in capturing your heart than trapping you. But if you dare to leave me, I will kill you and then commit suicide. The sweet voice, yet with a hint of danger, stimulated Lu Xinghe's ears. Judging from her determined look, she will definitely do what she says. System reminder. Ding, interaction value plus 35. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the invulnerable shield. After use, it will protect your personal safety and prevent you from being attacked once. Lu Xing is not timid at all. Now that his safety buffs are fully stacked, would he still be afraid of a little girl? Liu Ruyan no longer behaved out of line, and never used a knife to attack Lu Xing. She just raised her eyes and looked at Lu Xing with a smile in her beautiful eyes. Husband, take me out, I have something to do. Lu Xing frowned in confusion. What does she have to do that requires her to go out? Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan to his limited edition Lotus sports car. He had never driven it since the system rewarded him. Just looking at the cool appearance and the cool design, Lu Xing was deeply fascinated and couldn't let it go. As expected of a multi-million luxury car, the driving feeling is incomparable to the Wuling Hongguang. It is so refreshing that many vehicles give way when this car comes out. Which experienced driver would dare to deliberately scratch other cars or cut in lanes? After all, a random scratch on the car would be enough to waste half a year's salary. Lu Xing no longer had to endure the rudeness of those unscrupulous drivers. He could drive smoothly all the way, which was really comfortable. If this car drove to the campus, I don't know how many people would look at it. It would be very impressive. However, Lu Xing didn't expect that the location designated by Liu Ruyan was actually a large shopping mall in the city center. Liu Ruyan sat on a leather sofa in a luxury store, a credit card tucked between her slender white fingers. She said, "Here's 30 million. Max it out for me or else." She chuckled and lowered her head, almost kissing Lu Xing's neck, bewitching him like a charm. "I'm going to punish you." Lu Xing was surprised. What? Let him spend 30 million in one go. Chapter 8, if you think it's too much to fit in, I'll give you a villa. My money is your money. Isn't it normal for me to spend money on my husband? You can't even spend this little money, right? Liu Ruyan questioned. Of course I can spend it all. Who doesn't know how to spend money? Lu Xing never thought that having more sickly wives would be such a good thing. His wife doesn't demand that he buy things for her, and she spends money on herself freely. This makes him happier than winning the lottery. Lu Xing happily picked things out. He immediately fell in love with the Patek Philippe Nautilus watch and the Rolex Green Submariner watch and asked her, "Which one is better?" Liu Ruyan directly said to the salesgirl, "Pack both for me." She said to Lu Xing, "If you want it, just take it all, why bother?" The corners of Lu Xing's mouth are harder to suppress than AK. The Yandere wife, apart from wanting to break his legs, still dotes on him. Lu Xing was hesitating about which pair of shoes to buy, and he picked up any pair at the counter. They all looked amazing. Seeing him struggling, Liu Ruyan gave an order. Buy everything he takes a second look at. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan in surprise. Isn't that too much? Liu Ruyan frowned. Is it a lot? I think it's not enough. I didn't buy enough. Lu Xing, my cloakroom probably can't hold so many. She nodded and suggested, how about I buy you a villa and pretend to have fun with it? Lu Xing was surprised. This is too extravagant, buying a villa just to store shoes for him. The world of the rich is really unimaginable. Lu Xinghe refused. No, I can afford it myself. Although living off a gigolo is nice, he is not bad either. Now that he has a system, he can easily buy a luxury house with his own ability. No, I coaxed you into giving you the villa. You're my husband, and I'll definitely find a way to give it to you if you want it, Liu Ruyan said paranoidly, her eyes sparkling. You dare not refuse this gift from your wife. There was a threat in that sweet and innocent tone. Is there really a way to threaten someone to take over a villa? Lu Xing was really surprised. Okay, collect, Lu Xing shouted. Liu Ruyan finally revealed a satisfied smile. That's more like it. The salesperson next to him was envious. Brother, where did you find that amazing wife? It takes 30 years of hard work to get her. If my girlfriend was this doting, I would laugh out loud in my dreams. The salesperson was in tears when he thought about his girlfriend, who only knew how to spend his salary card. It's true that different people have different fates. What is it like to have a wife with good aesthetic taste? Lu Xing has always had a problem with making choices. The clothes that Liu Ruyan personally picked for him were all to his liking. He liked them as soon as he saw the color matching and design. Try it on, let me go into the fitting room and help you to see how it would look like. After she handed the clothes to him, she looked at him bewitchingly. What he said made people blush, and their hearts beat faster. The crazy scenes of last night instantly flashed through Lu Xing's mind. What would happen if she followed him? Fire on the roof is on fire. Lu Xing went to the fitting room and tried them on and was very satisfied. It was true that Liu Ruyan had a unique eye, and the clothes she picked seemed to be tailor-made for him, and they fit him perfectly. After Lu Xing left, I asked the clerk to pack it up. At this moment, a surprised voice was heard. Meng, isn't this Lu Xing? This seems to be his wife. Lu Xing looked in the direction of the sound. Then I saw Jiang Meng and her best friend Yuan. Lu Xing was a little unhappy. It's really a narrow road for enemies to meet. I didn't expect to meet Jiang Meng, the queen of the sea, here. Jiang Meng was also surprised. After meeting Lu Xing, her heart was beating fast. However, after catching a glimpse of the charming Liu Ruyan beside Lu Xing, he felt uncomfortable. She is very concerned about her reputation, and definitely doesn't want to be outdone. What a coincidence, meeting you here. Jiang Meng treated Liu Ruyan as a transparent person, shook her big waves, secretly pulled up her one-shoulder dress to reveal her beautiful shoulders, and cast a charming look at Lu Xing. She thought Lu Xing would be completely charmed by her, but who knew that Lu Xing had a cold face and didn't even look at her? Hubby, I can't stand any more. Liu Ruyan, who was beside him, suddenly threw herself into Lu Xing's arms, and her pink little hands tightly grasped Lu Xing's shirt. Lu Xing was stunned. He knew very well that Liu Ruyan was not that weak. Now she is acting so delicately in my arms. It is obviously an act. Seeing Liu Ruyan glance at Jiang Meng meaningfully, he knew that she was bothered and jealous. If there is an assist, why doesn't he take advantage of it? Lu Xing pretended to be concerned and asked, "What's wrong, wife? Are you tired from walking?" Liu Ruyan blushed and said shyly, "It's all your fault. You made me so tired last night that I can't walk today." She rubbed her fair little face against Lu Xing's chest, looking very happy. "But if my husband hugs me, I won't feel tired." Lu Xing's Adam's apple rolled up and down. Although he knew that Liu Ruyan was acting, her cute and innocent look and coquettish tone really made his body temperature rise sharply. "Okay, it's my husband's fault. How about I help you sit over there for a while and buy you a pair of flat shoes to change into?" When Lu Xing saw Jiang Meng's face darken, he suddenly became extremely happy. Liu Ruyan tightened her grip around Lu Xing and pretended to be innocent. "Husband, you are so nice, I love." Lu Xing simply carried Liu Ruyan in his princess arms and carried her to the seat next to him. Then he half knelt on the ground and took out a pair of flat shoes for Liu Ruyan to change into. Ding, mission completed. Congratulations to the host for receiving a 5-fold spending rebate card. After hearing what the system said, Lu Xing was very satisfied. It just so happened that he went out shopping today. Not only could he get his purchases for free, but he could also get a triple refund. This is definitely a good thing. When Lu Xing was changing Liu Ruyan's shoes, Liu Ruyan, sitting on the chair, cast a provocative look at Jiang Meng, with her red lips raised, showing the pride and dignity of a princess. This made Jiang Meng almost faint from anger. Lu Xing, who had always cared about her, now ignored her and showed his affection with Liu Ruyan as if no one was around. Why is Lu Xing so nice to Liu Ruyan? He is gentle in his behavior, careful in his work, and even carefully takes off Liu Ruyan's shoes, taking good care of her. Jiang Meng was jealous. She wanted more than anyone else to replace Liu Ruyan and be cared for by Lu Xing. In the past, Lu Xing loved me the most and was only nice to me. He never took other girls seriously. Who knew that Liu Ruyan would appear out of nowhere and snatch away what belonged to him? Jiang Mengmeng definitely didn't give up, so when Lu Xing went to pick out shoes for Liu Ruyan, she squeezed over on purpose. Chapter 9, Are You Delusional? I want to fall in love with you unless the universe is destroyed. She couldn't believe that Lu Xing loved her so much before and had no trace of her in his heart. This pair of white shoes is so beautiful. It's a limited edition made of real leather. I think it's very comfortable. I love it, but it's a bit pricey. Jiang Mengmeng deliberately avoided looking at Lu Xing and raised her voice in order to attract Lu Xing's attention. Sure enough, she noticed Lu Xing looking at her. The corners of Jiang Mengmeng's lips curled up. She deliberately struck an elegant pose and then tucked her hair behind her ears. She said that she was still so charming, and Lu Xing must still have feelings for her. She was still Lu Xing as white moonlight, and he was just playing with Liu Ruyan. There was no real love. It's really good. Lu Xing nodded and took the pair of shoes. Jiang Mengmeng was secretly delighted and acted as arrogant as before. Okay, give it to me. I'll wear it and leave. You go and pay. Who knew that Lu Xing didn't move to hand over the shoes, but replied coldly, I bought them for my wife. What does it have to do with you? Lu Xing's cold and distant attitude made Jiang Mengmeng shudder. Are you sure you don't want to give it to me? In the past, Lu Xing always obeyed her and was never so rebellious. He seemed to be possessed by a demon confronting her head-on. It was outrageous. If you want it, go ask Lu Yunting to buy it. If you expect me to buy something for you, I'm the real sucker, right? Lu Xing said sarcastically. He is not the original owner, and he wants to be Jiang Mengmeng's bootlicker. Jiang Mengmeng is obviously a gold digger who only takes in and never gives out. He is an idiot, so he would give up his beautiful wife and become Jiang Mengmeng's spare tire. It is unclear. When Lu Yunting was mentioned, Jiang Mengmeng's face looked a little ugly. After all, she had just won Lu Yunting over, and in order to create her own high-end goddess image, she didn't pester Lu Yunting to buy things. She had mentioned buying something once, but she didn't know if he had forgotten and never delivered it to her. Jiang Mengmeng couldn't be too impatient, for fear of making things worse, so she didn't force Lu Yunting to buy anything for her. This also became a pain for Jiang Mengmeng, and she felt particularly depressed. Now she blamed Lu Xing. You really have no perseverance. Why didn't you persist a little longer and continue to pursue me? Maybe I would have agreed to you, but you let me go first and were so mean to me. Lu Xing has smiled. Pua him, he won't fall for it. Why are you still thinking about harming an honest man to take over for you? Sorry, I'm not that stupid. Lu Xing paused. You are acting like this now. Could it be that you have fallen in love with me and still have feelings for me and want to become my mistress? How about I broadcast it live to Lu Yunting and show you how you can win me back? Lu Xing's voice was particularly loud, and his deep eyes slowly turned cold. This surprised Jiang Mengmeng. She looked around again and saw someone looking at her. In addition, her best friend was not far away, so she was really afraid that the matter would get out of hand and make her look embarrassed. She was also afraid that Lu Yunting would misunderstand something after hearing Lu Xing's nonsense. She was furious and said to Lu Xing, Are you delusional? I want to fall in love with you. Unless the universe is destroyed, the seas and rocks crumble, and the world ends, I am the woman you will never get in your life. Lu Xing sneered. Delusion? I had a crush on you before, but I was young and ignorant. Now I have come to my senses in time. Even if you give it to me for free, I will not want a woman like you. Get as far away as you can. If his soul had not been transported to the original owner's body, he would not want to have anything to do with Jiang Mengmeng at all. Lu Xing ignored Jiang Mengmeng and turned away. Jiang Mengmeng was dumbfounded. Lu Xing's cold attitude towards her deeply irritated her. In the past, Lu Xing held her in the palm of his hand and loved her dearly, but now he treats her like a piece of trash, and his eyes are full of hatred. What on earth is happening? When Lu Xing returned to the sofa area, he found that there was no one there. He was confused. Where is Liu Ruyan? Where did she go? He had just walked away, and she wouldn't have run away. Lu Xing was not worried about her danger, but was worried about the danger of others. She's a Yandere. What if she does something crazy? Lu Xing looked at the people coming and going and fell into confusion. In the VIP guest room of the high-end luxury area, Jiang Mengmeng stood in front of the water dispenser, holding a paper cup to get water. She was almost furious with Lu Xing. She didn't expect that the dog who had been licking her all the time actually had the courage to scold her. It turns out that mental illness is contagious. Lu Xing is obviously crazy too, Jiang Mengmeng muttered angrily. She just wanted to drink some cold water to calm down. The water was about to be filled, and she just pressed the switch. But unexpectedly a pair of slender and tender white hands covered them and quickly pressed the switch. Ah, the boiling hot water poured down all at once, scalding Jiang Mengmeng's fair hands. The paper cup fell heavily to the ground. Jiang Mengmeng covered her scalded hand in pain. The pain from the scald spread out densely and was unbearable. Who is it? Jiang Mengmeng was angry and embarrassed. The result was a pair of eyes that were so beautiful that it made people's heart palpitate. The other person was staring at him, seemingly smiling, but it was so strange that it made people feel scared. It was Liu Ruyan. Did it hurt you? Liu Ruyan asked. Jiang Mengmeng said in an angry tone. Are you blind? It must hurt. Look, your hand is all burned red. When she extended her hand, she found that Liu Ruyan slowly grasped her hand and examined it carefully. It's red, but it's a pity that there's no burn scar. If it gets any hotter, won't it blister and pus? Liu Ruyan kept staring at her hands, and what she said made Jiang Mengmeng's hair stand on end. What are you doing? Jiang Mengmeng realized that there was something wrong with Liu Ruyan's eyes. She wanted to retract her hand, but it was useless. Liu Ruyan held it tightly, making it useless for Jiang Mengmeng to pull her hand back. Liu Ruyan held her hand tightly, and without even any effort, she twisted and bent her hand. Jiang Mengmeng screamed. She felt like her hand was about to be broken. It hurt so much. Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with hostility. She said expressionlessly, if you dare to yell at him again, I can't guarantee that the next time I throw sulfuric acid on you, it won't be boiling water. This one sentence gave Jiang Mengmeng goosebumps all over her body. Liu Ruyan is a mental patient. If she does something to herself, she won't go to jail. If she was really splashed with sulfuric acid, her life would be worse than death. No. Chapter 10, Double Your Spending. $1 becomes 100 million to make your wife happy. When Jiang Mengmeng was shrouded in shadow, Liu Ruyan had already left without saying a word. At this moment, Lu Xinghe was frantically looking for Liu Ruyan. When he saw the familiar figure appear, he saw hope and ran up immediately. Where have you been? Do you know I'll be worried? When Lu Xing angrily scolded Liu Ruyan, who knew that she would throw herself into his arms without saying a word. Her soft little hands rubbed his waist, and she leaned her pretty face against his chest, her tone of voice filled with a hint of jealousy. You are mine and only mine. Why is she so close to you and so mean to you? Lu Xing looked down and saw that she was like a little goldfish, puffed up with anger. Her beautiful and delicate face was full of reluctance, and her pink little claws tightly grasped Lu Xing's white shirt. Obviously jealous, Rang Lu Xing suddenly felt a sense of accomplishment and even felt sweet. Lu Xing gently stroked Liu Ruyan's hair and coaxed her. Be good, I'm yours. Don't be angry anymore. Do you want some ice cream? When she heard that she could eat ice cream, her eyes lit up and she licked her lips. Yes. Lu Xing suddenly felt that this little Yandere was quite cute. He doesn't lose his temper often, and he can control himself. He is much better than those heartbreaking Yanderes. System, ding, intimacy detected, intimacy value plus 26. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the super hand speed skill. Lu Xing, so you are this kind of system. Hurry up and reflect on your mistakes. He already has a wife, so he probably doesn't need to move so fast. The system retorted, come on. Can you rasterize the yellow garbage in your brain? Super fast hand speed can be used in all aspects of life, such as playing games, playing basketball, coding, playing mahjong. If you don't want it, then I will confiscate it. I think the boss and the cute girl really need it. Big brother's cute sister. Meow, meow, meow. I want it, so that I can update every day and update 30,000 a day, heh. Lu Xing thought about it carefully, and indeed, fast hand speed is very important. For example, when playing League of Legends or competing with Kato Toro in speed, it is very important. Before buying ice cream, Lu Xing still took Liu Ruyan to check out. After all, they had pre-ordered a lot of items. Lu Xing used his own card. After all, he could get 5 times the money back on his purchases, which was a guaranteed profit. How could he miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? When Liu Ruyan saw that Lu Xing didn't use her credit card, she was startled and put her hands on her hips unhappily. Why don't you spend my money? You treat, I pay the bill. Isn't it normal for me as a husband to spend money on my wife? What? Do you look down on me and think I can't afford it? Lu Xing raised his eyebrows. No, I just want you to spend my money, Tilda. Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips and pulled Lu Xing's sleeve and shook it. Lu Xing looked at her acting like a spoiled child and felt very pleased. Okay, I get it. Can you treat me to a meal later? Liu Ruyan's beautiful eyes then lit up, and she said proudly, Okay, it's settled, don't lie to me. The corners of Lu Xing's lips curved. Originally, when the salesperson saw Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan leave, he thought they were getting it for free, but he never expected them to come back. The beautiful woman asked to pay the bill, but Lu Xinghe refused. Oh my God, the salesperson originally thought Lu Xinghe was a gigolo. Who would have thought that Lu Xinghe was also a rich man? Faced with a bill of 5 million, he didn't even blink. This made the salesperson shed tears. It was true that there were rich people everywhere. One more rich person like him wouldn't be too many in the world. Why didn't his wish get fulfilled? Your Union Pay savings card account with the last digit 8,926 received RMB 25,000,000. The text message reminder on his mobile phone made Lu Xing very satisfied. Very good, very good. 5 million doubled to 25 million. The trip was not in vain, and I returned with a lot of luxury goods. Lu Xing closed the text message contentedly. Lu Xing already wears a Rolex green Submariner on his left wrist, Givenchy clothes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, Armani socks worth tens of thousands of dollars, and limited edition AJ sneakers worth hundreds of thousands of dollars on his feet. I'm wearing all branded clothes, but I still have a bunch of bags and things. How do I get them back home? Lu Xing was preparing to load the things one by one onto the truck and send them home. Just as he was picking up the things, he heard Liu Ruyan's order. Lay down. What's wrong? Lu Xing asked puzzledly. It's so heavy, who asked you to carry it? Liu Ruyan raised her head, frowned, and her red lips were filled with displeasure. What else? Lu Xing understood that she felt sorry for herself. Liu Ruyan said directly to the salesperson, I am an SVIP member of the store, and all these things are delivered to my door. As soon as she gave an order, the sales clerk immediately became very respectful and arranged things according to her wishes. So Lu Xing saw the shop assistants busying themselves carrying the goods downstairs one by one and sending people to deliver them to their homes. Lu Xing sighed, it's great to be rich. Being a member means you can have free door-to-door delivery service. After relaxing, Liu Ruyan wrapped her arms around Lu Xing and said with a smile, Let's go eat. I'm hungry, Tilda. She was as lazy as a kitten, with an upward-ending tone. Lu Xing said fondly, Okay, what do you want to eat? I'll do as you say, Liu Ruyan snorted. Then, after Lu Xing looked around and was thinking about where to eat, Liu Ruyan said, Wait for me, I'm going to the bathroom. Okay. Lu Xing was sitting on the bench at the door of the toilet, waiting for Liu Ruyan to come out. As he lowered his head to play with his phone, a shadow fell over him. You are Lu Xing. P.S. Guess who it is? Chapter 11. A 300-pound wealthy woman turns into a white, rich beauty with black stockings. It turns out that the clown is himself. Lu Xing's attention shifted away from his phone. He raised his head and saw a man with a crew cut looking Lu Xing up and down. Relying on the original owner's memory, Lu Xing remembered that this was the original owner's high school classmate Yandere, who was the class sports committee member. Relying on the fact that his father was the class teacher, he bullied the original owner a lot. Either he brought school bullies to beat up Lu Xing and collect protection fees, or he deliberately posted insulting notes on Lu Xing's back. Yeah, Lu Xing said perfunctorily and coldly. Oh my, it's really you? It's been 2 or 3 years since we last met, old classmate. Yandere laughed and sat down next to Lu Xing's chair. Your clothes must be fake, right? You're just an adopted son, how can you afford them? Don't be so vain. It's so embarrassing to be exposed as fake. He was very familiar and wanted to put his arm around Lu Xing's shoulder. Lu Xing subconsciously moved to the side, wanting to keep a distance from him. However, if a man doesn't mean to be mean, he won't be young. Didn't this guy see his rejection and kept rubbing against him? What's the matter? Are you still trying to draw a line between us? This is really hurtful. Although we are not in the same university, I have been following your updates for many years. I heard that you got married. Ha ha ha, you've acquiesced? Could it be that you didn't catch up with Jiang Mengmeng, so you picked someone who's easy to deceive? But you're too crazy. You dare to marry a mentally ill person. I really admire you so much. Aren't you afraid of giving birth to a little fool? You should learn from me. Look, this is my girlfriend's wallpaper. It's pretty, right? But she's the class beauty. She's a dancer, so she's very flexible. Yandere proudly showed off his phone wallpaper. Lu Xing said coldly, Get away. The smile on Yandere's face melted away in an instant. He never expected that the wimp who had always been bullied by him would be so arrogant now. Who gave him the confidence to challenge him? Yan Wei said sarcastically, "Don't be shameless. If it weren't for the sake of our old classmates who would care about you, you've fallen into depravity and married a psychopath. Now you're still mean to me. What's wrong? Are you jealous that I'm having a good life? My girlfriend is prettier than yours. You're still a normal person, right? You deserve it for not being able to pursue Jiang Mengmeng. You can only be her bootlicker. You've been chasing her for so many years, and she treats you better than a dog. You're so jealous. No wonder you're having such a miserable life now." Lu Xinghe looked at Yan Wei scolding and sneered. Where did this mad dog come from barking here? He didn't want to pay any attention to this person at all, but he still came up to him and got close to him. It was annoying. Lu Xing was about to use a heavy punch to scare the other party away, but he didn't expect that Yan Wei saw something, and suddenly his eyes flashed with golden light. Wow, what a super beauty. Lu Xing, open your dog eyes and look carefully. How powerful is your Viagra? How can I chase her like you and still not be able to catch her? I can definitely pick up girls easily and beauties will be given to me for free. Yan Wei saw a beautiful woman walking towards him in the direction he was looking. Her fair skin is so smooth that it seems to be blown away, and she has an absolutely beautiful face. In the bright light, her long curled eyelashes and her fluffy, slightly curly hair are tied with a white lace bow, making her innocent and soft face look like a doll. Her small mouth looks kissable, pink and tender. She's wearing a grass-colored JK with the collar unbuttoned and turned outward, revealing her beautiful swan neck and her delicate and undulating collarbone. The waist-cinching design of the clothes makes her breasts look more prominent, and her waist is slender and graceful. She is wearing white silk stockings, and you can vaguely see her translucent pink skin underneath. I feel like I can make her cry, but she can still make a nice little ahem sound at the end. Yan Wei was so greedy that his mouth was watering. He had never seen such a beautiful woman before. She was so pretty. Is this a model or a trainee? If it were in the past, Yan Wei would definitely not have the courage to go up and chat with her. But now Lu Xing is watching, and he has to do it anyway to save face. Yan Wei ran up to her happily. "Beauty, the fortune teller said I'm a lucky charm for your wife. Do you want to verify it? Add me on WeChat." "Get out of here," Liu Ruyan said with disgust, exuding an aura that kept strangers away. "Beautiful lady, don't be so disrespectful." Yan Wei glanced at Lu Xinghe and lowered his voice. "How about you just pretend to scan my WeChat and I'll transfer 50 to you?" Liu Ruyan remained as cold as ice, disgusted by being pestered. "If you don't get out of here, I'll kill you. Why are you pestering my wife?" At the critical moment, Lu Xing walked over. Yan Wei was very unhappy that his attempt to pick up girls was interfered with. But after hearing what Lu Xing said, he was shocked. "What? Your wife? You are such a good pretentious guy. If she is your wife, I will bark 3 times in front of the class. Everyone knows that Lu Xing married a psychopath. How could she be so beautiful? Besides, shouldn't the mentally ill be locked up in a mental hospital? Why is she here? Do you think she's stupid?" "Husband!" The sweet cry immediately shocked Yan Wei so much that he was speechless. She actually ran to Lu Xing and rubbed his arm affectionately. What the hell, this beautiful woman who was so cold to him was actually so gentle and clingy to Lu Xinghe, and even called him husband. Oh my God, she really is Lu Xinghe's wife. Isn't she said to be mentally ill? But looking at her, she seems very normal. It really shocked him. "Go ahead and bark like a dog. I'd like to hear it." Lu Xinghe could see that Yan Wei's face was like a palette full of colors. Lu Xinghe, who regained his face, is in great glory. "I let you act cool, and now I'm getting slapped in the face." Yan Wei's face was burning hot, and he envied Lu Xing very much. When did Lu Xing become so lucky that he could marry such a beautiful girl? The beauty is prettier than Jiang Mengmeng, taller and slimmer. Anyone with good taste would not give up on her and choose Jiang Mengmeng. What I just said suddenly became a joke. It was obvious that I was humiliating myself. Chapter 12. Wise men do not fall in love, fools fall into depravity. It's just a joke. How come you're still as incapable of taking a joke as before? Yan Wei just laughed it off, trying to fool him. However, Lu Xing's eyes were dark and he sneered. "I'm not joking, can you afford to play it?" Liu Ruyan was also very smart. After she sensed Lu Xing's disgust for Yan Wei, she subconsciously picked up her phone and said, "Just now, I wanted to call the police to complain that a creepy man was harassing me. Anyone her husband hates is her enemy. Then kill it." With Liu Ruyan's help, Lu Xinghe is even more powerful. Yan Wei was sweating profusely. You know, there was surveillance footage just now. If Liu Ruyan really called the police, he would be in trouble. No, 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 can't I just bark like a dog? Yan Wei didn't want to operate the sewing machine or sing in the prison cell, so he quickly stabilized Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan put on an arrogant attitude and urged, "Hurry up." Yan Wei had no choice but to bite the bullet and press the phone, barking woof 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 3 times in humiliation. He wants to die now. Although they were a high school class group, and they have all graduated now, the problem is that some of his old classmates are still in the same university as him. In the past, Yan Wei loved to show off and brag in the group. If he barked like a dog now, wouldn't that make others laugh? Is this okay? Yan Wei was about to withdraw when Lu Xing quickly snatched his phone away. You are not allowed to withdraw. Yan Wei, damn it, you're not going to give me any chance to survive, are you? After enduring a few minutes when he could have retreated, Yan Wei felt completely disheartened. He had already seen the teasing from his classmates in the class group, all of whom were just there to watch the fun and not mind making trouble. It's so embarrassing. The most important thing is that I was embarrassed in front of Lu Xing. I really can't swallow this anger. Lu Xing was very happy when he saw Yan Wei trying to dig open the crack in the ground and crawl in. Humph, you bullied me. Now you are getting your retribution. From now on, you will be the joke of the class and the subject of conversation after dinner. Let's go. Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan's hand and left. He was just hungry, so he took his wife out to eat something delicious. I just had a hard time choosing a restaurant. After all, there were so many shops in the mall and I didn't know what to eat. Ding, interaction detected. Interaction value plus 30. Congratulations to the host for having the food selection function, which allows you to quickly select the best restaurants. Each dish has a star rating, excluding online reviews. This was obviously a timely relief for Lu Xing. You should know that the software is now full of water armies who randomly recommend some bad and expensive restaurants. It is very easy to make mistakes, and it also affects people's dining experience. Now with the help of the system, Lu Xing can easily pick out a truly delicious restaurant. Leaving so soon, you must hate him very much. Do you want me to make him disappear completely from this world? When he heard Liu Ruyan's unhappy voice coming from beside him. Should we give him a quick death, or let him suffer for a while before dying? Lu Xing's heart trembled. She spoke harshly, with a hint of paranoia in her eyes and her red lips pursed tightly. When a person has murderous intent, it cannot be hidden in his eyes. Lu Xing had definitely wouldn't think that Liu Ruyan was bragging. If she wanted to do it, it would be easy. She's a super sickly girl. No need, he's just a clown. It's not your turn to attack him. Lu Xing had corrected him in a tone of teaching a child. Besides, this is a society ruled by law. You can't just kill people casually. Do you understand? Liu Ruyan was unwilling to give in, her inner confidence showing. But if he offends you, then kill him. For a person like this, I can make him disappear without anyone noticing without me having to do anything. Lu Xing knew that if he didn't stop her, she would definitely go crazy. No need, we will release you now, just be good. Otherwise, you will have to go back in and we won't be able to see each other again, Lu Xing said solemnly. A smile appeared on Liu Ruyan's lips. Her beautiful face turned warm and her eyes were as bright as gemstones. You care about me? Then I will listen to my husband and let him live. Lu Xing didn't expect her train of thought to be like this. But seeing that she was smug, with a blushing face and soft words, he didn't argue much. Lu Xing selected a Western restaurant through the system. Although the price per person is a bit high, the environment is great and the food is high-end and delicious. Lu Xing handed the menu to Liu Ruyan. Take a look, what do you want to eat? But she didn't take the menu, but licked the corner of her lips with the tip of her crimson tongue. You. Lu Xing's face was a little hot because of this, and he said helplessly, besides this. Liu Ruyan raised her red lips and cupped her cheeks with her hands, softly and seductively saying, anything you feed me is fine. I trust my husband's judgment. Being trusted by Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing felt a sense of accomplishment. With the help of the system, he ordered a bunch of things, all of which were highly rated and would definitely not be disappointing dishes. For example, there's grilled shrimp soufflé, French foie gras, baked Australian lobster in cheese broth, creamy mushroom and bacon baguette, Tuscan pan-fried salmon, white wine mussels, red wine oxtail soup, Japanese crab and mashed potato salad, butter and garlic shrimp balls, salmon and avocado salad, tender Western-style scrambled eggs on toast, and light cheese mousse cake. After the sumptuous dishes were placed on the table, Lu Xing began to eat with relish. I have to say that the lobster meat is really fresh. No wonder a serving costs over 3,000 yuan. It blends perfectly with the cheese, the lobster meat is tender and smooth, and the broth is rich and tasty as soon as you bite into it. It's really good, Lu Xing ate with relish. Lu Xing ate in a rough manner, but when he looked across, he saw that Liu Ruyan on the opposite side was much more elegant. Her slender fingers gently pinched a small piece of baguette, but perhaps her mouth was not big enough to swallow it in one bite. She used her white teeth to nibble on a corner of the baguette. There was cheese on it that could be stretched into strings. She looked at Lu Xinghe with charming eyes, her eyes watery, and her eating manner was very alluring. I have to say that Liu Ruyan is really a beauty. This scene is really full of color, fragrance, and taste. Lu Xinghe felt that the meal was worth it. He was enjoying the meal in an immersed manner, feeling happy both physically and mentally, when suddenly a black shadow reflected down. "Waiter, I'll share the table here. This is an acquaintance, I know him." Chapter 13. Such a good mood, it would be a waste not to drink. Lu Xinghe never expected that an uninvited guest would appear. At first glance, wow. It turned out to be Yan Wei, this shameless guy. Can't he just get out of the way? "Are we familiar with each other?" Lu Xinghe asked Yan Wei unhappily. Yan Wei said nonchalantly, "How could we not be familiar with each other? We've built a very deep revolutionary friendship during our 3 years of high school." The main reason was that Yan Wei was not convinced and was tricked by Lu Xinghe. When he saw Lu Xinghe taking Liu Ruyan in and out of high-end restaurants, he was so surprised that he was speechless. He didn't expect Lu Xinghe to be doing so well. He was originally a fake young master, but now he can eat in such an expensive restaurant. You know, the average cost per person here is over 10,000 yuan. Yan Wei came from a well-off family and had never tasted such high-end cuisine. So even if he was just a light bulb, he had to eat a meal and humiliate Lu Xinghe. After hearing what Yan Wei said, Lu Xinghe sneered. "It's true that the most despicable people are invincible, with thicker skin than pizza." Yan Wei could already feel the cold gaze from the girl sitting next to him. Her arrogant and ethereal posture made it impossible to approach her. "I have to say, she is beautiful, but why does her eyes look so fierce, as if she wants to kill him?" Yan Wei had some cold sweat on his back, but he still sat there with a thick face. Seeing that Yan Wei refused to move and had no intention of leaving, Lu Xinghe immediately came up with a plan. He will definitely make Yan Wei regret it. So Lu Xinghe didn't chase Yan Wei away, but picked up the menu. "Since there is one more person, we must add more food." After hearing this, Yan Wei's eyes lit up. Yes, we have to order some more. You are really smart." Lu Xinghe said, "In such a good atmosphere, we must drink some wine. Let's have a glass of 1987 Lafite." Yan Wei grinned from ear to ear. "Exactly, we old classmates are alcoholics, so we have to drink. Brothers are really nice." "Lu Xinghe, let's have the signature smoked king salmon, black truffle ice cream, oak smoked New Zealand French cut lamb chops, caviar crisp bread, super land, sea and air platter, white truffle pasta, and steak Wellington." This made Yan Wei very happy. "It's been a long time since we last met. I haven't heard about the current situation of my former classmates. For example, how are those friends you were good friends with doing now?" Looking at Lu Xinghe pouring him wine, Yan Wei looked very impressive. It seems that Lu Xinghe is still afraid of him and is unwilling to go against him. Now he is quite sensible and knows how to order so many delicious meals to please himself. Yan Wei talked freely, and with the help of alcohol, under the guidance of Lu Xinghe, he criticized the classmates in the class and said they were worthless. Little did they know that Lu Xinghe was smiling, but hiding a dagger. He had already pressed the recording button, recorded everything Yan Wei said, and sent it to the class group. This scene had already fallen into Liu Ruyan's eyes. Her fingertips rested on the beautiful cheek, stroking it gently, her eyes filled with a playful smile. As expected of the man she chose, he is quite sinister. How clever, advance as a means of retreat. I love it. Yan Wei was slightly tipsy and completely intoxicated. He squinted his eyes and looked at the beautiful and charming Liu Ruyan, feeling itchy in his heart. He began to slander Lu Xinghe in front of Liu Ruyan. You don't know about Lu Xinghe's embarrassing moments in high school. We all asked him to wear a JK miniskirt, and he did. Don't mention his legs are so white and smooth. If he were a girl, we would definitely laugh at him." As he spoke, he took out his phone and started looking for photos to show Liu Ruyan. Lu Xinghe was very unhappy. This is bullying. If Yan Wei and others hadn't forced her to do so, the original owner wouldn't have worn it. He was clearly the perpetrator, yet he showed no remorse at all. Instead, he made fun of him years later. He must be out of his mind. When Yan Wei wanted to show Liu Ruyan a photo, to get closer to her, to mock Lu Xinghe and take advantage of Liu Ruyan, he didn't expect that the phone would be photographed as soon as he pulled it out. Before Yan Wei could react, his phone fell into the simmering red wine oxtail soup. The boiling hot soup splashed all over his face. My cell phone. Yan Wei was completely dumbfounded. As the instigator, Liu Ruyan watched the scene without a trace of emotion, a smug sneer on her lips. This is all your fault. Why didn't you hold the phone steady for no reason? Yan Wei endured the heat, turned off the fire, quickly fished out the phone from the soup and wiped it clean with a tissue, but it was no use. The phone had been soaked in water, the screen was black, and it couldn't be turned on at all. This is his new phone, and it's broken. He has very little money left and can't afford a new phone. Not only that, Yan Wei is also in a very miserable state now. His face and hair are covered with soup, which is sticky and very uncomfortable. This also sobered him up a lot, and he felt very embarrassed. The waitress heard the noise and hurried to clean the table. Her fingers accidentally touched the fingertips of Lu Xing, who was handing her the plate. After seeing the tall and handsome Lu Xing, the waitress blushed and her heart beat fast, and she gave Lu Xing a shy smile. This was seen clearly by a pair of beautiful eyes not far away. Her slender figure leaned against the sofa, and the smile on the corners of her mouth gradually disappeared, and what was left was a paranoid, possessive desire. Ah, the waitress was wiping the table, but she never expected that her little butt would be touched. She suddenly looked at Yan Wei behind her and felt very unhappy. However, there was still some uncertainty in her eyes, and she couldn't be sure that it was Yan Wei who did it. At this moment, Liu Ruyan's light accusation came. What are you doing? How can you sexually harass others? When the waitress saw Liu Ruyan testifying, she became furious. Pervert! Call the police, they must arrest you. Yan Wei cried out in injustice. No, I didn't do anything at all, it wasn't me. However, as soon as he finished speaking, he was slapped in the face by the waiter. Yan Wei was indeed wronged, because the person who touched the waitress was Liu Ruyan. She couldn't stand the female waitress touching her man, and she also hated Yan Wei, so she came up with this method of framing him, hoping to benefit from the conflict between the two. Lu Xing looked at Yan Wei, who was unable to defend himself, and then looked at Liu Ruyan's calm demeanor, and guessed that it was Liu Ruyan who took action. The two people's eyes met in the air. She was like a fairy, exuding a majestic beauty, and also full of danger like a datura. Lu Xing gave her a look without any hesitation, and she understood and followed him out. The scene was a farce. The waitress kept grabbing Yan Wei and shouting that she would call the police. Yan Wei was afraid that the matter would get out of hand, so he tried to slip away. However, the waitress kept on asking him, "Where are you going? It's fine if we haven't finished our business yet, but you still want to dine for free." Yan Wei yelled irritably, "Who said that if I ate for free, my classmates would pay for it? Aren't they just?" He turned his eyes and found that the seat was empty, and his expression became very ugly. Everyone is gone, and he is the only one left. Chapter 14. After the Yandere wife turned evil, she actually. Damn, he fell into Lu Xing's trap. Your bill is a total of 93,500 yuan. Do you want to pay by credit card or bank transfer? The manager also came out and looked at Yan Wei unhappily. Yan Wei collapsed completely. A meal costs more than 90,000 yuan. He can't even pay it back if he sells it. There is only 670 yuan in his VX account. In the end, Yan Wei was detained and bilaid out by his father. When his father heard that he had harassed a waitress and owed a bill of more than 90,000 yuan, he almost vomited blood. So in the detention center, his father chased Yan Wei with a feather duster and beat him. "You evil son! You are such a misfortune to our family. You can borrow money from a loan shark or take out a loan and pay it back yourself." Yan Wei was no match for his old and strong father, and cried out in pain after being beaten. He was beaten until his whole body turned blue, and he cried bitterly. Finally, he hugged his father's legs and cried bitterly, "Dad, please don't kill me. I am the only child in our family. If you let me take out a loan with compound interest, you might as well kill me." So many people were laughing at Yan Wei and pointing fingers at him. But Yan Wei didn't care anymore and finally persuaded his father to pay back the money for him. However, not only did Yan Wei's financial resources get cut off, but he was also forced to work hard to pay off his father's debts. However, Yan Wei didn't know that his greater disaster was at the end. He finally returned to school, only to find a few yellow-haired guys smoking cigarettes and riding motorcycles, squatting at the school gate. After seeing Yan Wei, he waved at him and smiled. "Yan Wei, you are quite capable. You said so many bad things about me in the group." Yan Wei's eyes widened. When he took out the worn-out second-hand mobile phone his father gave him and logged into VX, he found that the situation had already exploded. All his high school classmates bombarded him with messages and questioned him. And the origin of everything was what he said in the restaurant, all of which was recorded by Lu Xing in the class group. No, Lu Xing forced me to say it. I am innocent. When the motorcycle lights shone on Yan Wei's frightened face, the air was filled with wailing after being punched and kicked. Wasn't he the same Lu Xing who was bullied back then? When you want to be a bully, you should think about the day when you will be the one being bullied. Before the avalanche, no snowflake is innocent. Don't be a perpetrator nor be a bystander. There was an ambiguous figure on the dim staircase. Lu Xing opened his collar wide, and his tall figure was pressed against the wall by Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's fingertips lightly brushed across Lu Xing's slender fingertips, as if wiping out something, and the gentle caress turned into a rough rubbing. You are mine, and only I can touch you. She thought of his hands, which had been stained by that girl. Her brows furrowed tightly, a cold and sinister expression covering her pretty face. She declared furiously, "No one can take you away from me, so why can't I get clean? I have to disinfect you." Disinfection? Lu Xinghe didn't expect that as soon as he left the restaurant, she turned and led him to a secluded stairwell. There was a deep meaning in her eyes. She leaned down, and under Lu Xinghe's surprised gaze, her hot breath lingered on his hand. She touched Lu Xinghe's fingers little by little with her red lips, with tenderness and gentleness. She raised her eyes slightly, and in the dim light she was gorgeously beautiful. Her left hand gently lifted her long hair behind her shiny ears. The fine itching made Lu Xing gasp slightly. It's so itchy. She didn't have the time to care about anything else and kept disinfecting, as if she wanted to remove all the scent of other girls on his hands and make it her own. As if she was satisfied with the disinfection, she raised her beautiful face like a witch, seduced him, and asked for a kiss with her cold red lips. Don't let women touch you casually in the future. I will kill her seriously. However, beneath the dangerous words lies her deep kiss that makes people drown in it, wrapping them up like the warmth of a hot spring, and trapping them deeply in the tenderness. Ding, interaction detected. Interaction value plus 57. You will receive a super strong stamina potion. This way, Mommy won't have to worry about her son getting weak anymore. Tilda. Lu Xing, QNMLGB, I'm not weak at all. You are weak. Your whole family is weak. As night fell, fiery clouds descended from the sky, leaving only a half-acre of light lingering. The stars crept higher, watching the luxurious car speed away. In the sophisticated carriage, Lu Xing sat in the back seat with a small head resting on his thigh. It was Liu Ruyan, who was curled up like a little pet. She was so tired that she fell asleep, with her eyelashes long and curly and her red lips pouting. She even draped his coat over her sexy body to prevent herself from catching a cold. Lu Xing had gently stroked her messy hair. She looked so cute and harmless when she was quiet. But as soon as he opened his eyes, he wanted to kill or cut me up. The contrast was too great. Lu Xing raised his hand and looked at his fingertips. There was a row of teeth marks left by her biting his hand after he hurt her. The marks were not deep, but it could be seen that her teeth were really neat. It can be considered a special mark she left behind. Lu Xing couldn't help laughing. Does she think she is a puppy and will bite people? However, Liu Ruyan maintained a Yandere personality the entire day and did not return to her original self. Could it be that after sleeping, I will wake up and become the real Liu Ruyan? This is very possible. After all, isn't that how it is set up in novels? After a while, he looked at Liu Ruyan's reaction to confirm. Lu Xing was thinking about it when he found Liu Ruyan in his arms. She moaned and opened her eyes in a daze. Lu Xing was nervous. Which one is it? If the main personality wakes up, it means the switch to switch personality is to sleep. Lu Xing, why was I sleeping on you? What did you do to me? Liu Ruyan rolled over and suddenly stood up, wrapping her coat tightly. Her pretty little face was trembling and she blinked in panic. Liu Ruyan, is that you? That's great. Lu Xing was ecstatic. Really sleeping, switching between main and secondary personalities. Are you so happy to see her? The girl, who was originally timid, suddenly had a gloomy look in her eyes. She stared at herself straight, her red lips tightly pursed. Yan, Lu Xing was stunned. Liu Ruyan leaned forward unhappily. Her tone was gentle, but her cold fingers lifted Lu Xing's chin, forcing him to look into her eyes. Is she important? Is she as important as me? Is it not okay for her not to appear in this life? Are you so eager to see her? P.S. The author is also a Yandere, do you believe it? Chapter 15, I only kissed you, not her. Liu Ruyan deliberately pretended to be the master in order to test Lu Xing. As a result, Lu Xing's reaction disappointed her. Is it not okay to just like her? That person is obviously cold and unromantic. How can he be better than her? She only allows herself to monopolize Lu Xing. No one else is allowed. The warning in Liu Ruyan's eyes made Lu Xing's heart tremble. Lu Xing knew better than anyone that he couldn't provoke her. Otherwise, she would go crazy and do something crazy. Lu Xing placed his hand on Liu Ruyan's slender shoulders, his dark eyes slightly raised, coaxing her. How could that be? Of course you are the best, but I thought that since she showed up, I couldn't say something to spoil her fun and irritate her. Liu Ruyan's expression softened a lot, but she said stubbornly, "No, you can only coax me, not her." Lu Xing lowered his head and kissed Liu Ruyan's cherry lips. "Okay, dear, don't be angry, don't be jealous, look, I only kissed you, not her." After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's face was filled with a sweet smile. She snuggled into Lu Xing's arms like a spoiled little animal, rubbing her little face against him. "That's pretty good, Tilda." Lu Xing breathed a sigh of relief. "Fortunately, I coaxed her into submission. The little Yandere is relatively easy to coax. Otherwise, other girls are unreasonable, and it will be a hassle. However, if the switch to switch between the main and secondary personalities is not sleeping, then what is it?" Lu Xing had recalled the time when the two personalities switched, and no matter how he thought about it, he was confused. The information provided by the system did not mention the reason, and I was really at a loss. Forget it, as long as the Green Mountains remain, there will be no shortage of firewood. I'll wait for him to ask around, maybe he can find the secret. Ding, interaction value detected, rewarding the host with a business opportunity kit, which will provide significant help for your business venture. This is indeed a timely help. Lu Xing has the idea of starting a business. Just the few stores that the system has given us before are enough to make a lot of money, and we must make them bigger and stronger. What's more, the system also gave me 3 buildings, so I just found a location and could start a business. Lu Xing opened the business opportunity kit and was greatly amazed. It turns out to be a super advanced chip development secret, even more powerful than the highest grade flagship chip on the market. Manufactured with a 4nm process, a chip the size of a fingernail can cost as much as the price of a house. This is the core component of smart electronic products. You have to know that even if research teams from multiple countries spend more than 80 billion, they may not be able to successfully develop it. Now I can own it easily, saving so much manpower and time. With this skill, why worry about not being able to make a fortune? Lu Xing felt that he would soon become the next Jack Ma. He immediately decided not to waste the system's secret recipe and planned to open an electronic technology company to develop mobile phones, computers, and other products. After returning to the Lu family, Liu Ruyan snuggled in Lu Xing's arms and sat on the sofa while Lu Xing watched TV. She was like a charming little fox, with snow-white skin that was smooth and tender and a lazy look. She peeled the grapes with her red fingers and fed them to Lu Xing's mouth. Lu Xing had just focused on eating, and the sweet taste of grapes filled his mouth. Just as he was about to find a trash can to spit out the core, he found Liu Ruyan's delicate hand already on his mouth. "Give it to me." This service is simply meticulous. Lu Xing is happy both physically and mentally. It's so comfortable to have a wife. I can indulge in her tenderness and eat grapes. It's really wonderful. At this moment, the system reward also arrived. Ding, interaction value plus 34, rewarding the host with the sprint ability, allowing you to flash, speed up, and avoid danger in an instant. That's good, it gives him enough ability to defend himself. Luckily you are at home, I was afraid I would have missed the place. After a moment, a laughing voice sounded. Lu Xing looked in the direction of the sound, and saw the Lu couple and Lu Yunting entering the house openly. "Why are they here? Is there something wrong?" Lu Xing said in a very cold tone. Father Lu was stunned. You know, his adopted son used to be very enthusiastic and fawning towards him, but now he is very cold and distant. It's obvious that his wings have become hard. However, since he had something to ask for today, Father Lu couldn't get angry. He could only force a smile and said, "I'm your father, can't I come to see you? Now that I see that you two are living a good life, I'm relieved." Mother Lu also agreed with a hypocritical smile. "That's right, you should have brought your wife home to see us the day after your wedding and offered tea. We know you two are busy, so we didn't have to make the trip. We came to see if you're used to living here." Lu Xing sneered in his heart. "No matter how much you pretend, we are all foxes with a history of thousands of years. Who doesn't understand each other's little tricks?" Lu Xing was well aware of how the Lu couple targeted him at home. Now that he thought he had married a beautiful, rich woman, he was acting like a good parent. How hypocritical. "Everything is fine, I'm used to it, now you can go without worry." Lu Xing shrugged with a frivolous look in his eyes. Lu's mother was unhappy. "Xing, how can you say that? We all mean well. Look, I know you love durian pastry the most, so I brought some specially for you." Brother Xing has something better now, so why would he care about our little gift? I'm afraid he will even despise our things, Lu Yunting said sourly. He looked at Lu Xing, who lived in a mansion bigger than his own and had a beautiful girl in his arms. He looked at Liu Ruyan's figure, which made him drool, and felt very unbalanced. If Lu Xing hadn't been despicable and intercepted the deal, wouldn't I be the one enjoying it now? After hearing what Lu Yunting said, Lu Xing rolled his eyes. You say green tea bitch, she is pretty and a girl. But you are a green tea dog, aren't you evil? You have to know that the original owner was often tricked by Lu Yunting, and even sold out and had to count money for others. With such a green tea dog around, it is no wonder that the original owner's status plummeted, and even the goddess was snatched away by Lu Yunting. Who said that? How could I dislike it? Liu Ruyan, who had been silent all this time, spoke. Her eyes sparkled as she took the durian pastry. Father Lu laughed so hard that he couldn't stop. Xing, you have to learn from your wife. He didn't take Lu Xing seriously at all. Lu Xing was just a useless little guy who lived off him. As long as Liu Ruyan was on his side, they could control her and gain a lot of benefits. However, Liu Ruyan's next move shocked him. Chapter 16. Not very harmful, but extremely insulting. When Father Lu was praising him, he saw Liu Ruyan turn sideways and call out, Lila. A moment later, a Samoyed came running over with its tongue hanging out and its tail wagging. Liu Ruyan tore open a piece of durian pastry and threw it to the Samoyed, who was eating it happily. It quite likes it. I was just worried that the dog food would run out, so it looks like I can use this as a substitute. Liu Ruyan's beautiful peach blossom eyes were slightly raised, seemingly smiling, but they were as cold as frost. The smiles on the faces of the Lu couple became stiff. Lu Xing slapped his thigh and laughed. Yes, I have to learn from my wife. Ha 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 ha, it's not very harmful, but extremely insulting. This dog is not raised by Liu Ruyan, but by Liu's father. However, Liu's father has to go on a business trip for the next 2 days, so the dog was sent to his home for foster care for a few days. I didn't expect that I would become a tool to insult the Lu family. No, a tool dog. Father Lu didn't expect that Liu Ruyan would be so disrespectful. His face was as ugly as a pallet. Lu Yunting was smarter and came to the rescue immediately. Sister-in-law, do you like pets? Me too. This Samoyed is so cute, it really looks like its owner. I hate pets, Liu Ruyan said unhappily without even looking at Lu Yunting. Lu Xinghe suppressed a laugh and said, This is my father-in-law's foster child. He's been fostering him for a few days. My father-in-law is indeed quite cute. Lu Yunting's face darkened. This is flattery that hits the horse's hoof. How shameful. However, Lu Yunting didn't give up and said, Sister-in-law, dogs need to be walked every day. The weather outside is nice. Why don't we go for a walk together? In fact, his real intention was not to drink. The most important thing was to create an opportunity to be alone with Liu Ruyan under the moonlight. When the time comes, it will be like dry wood meeting a raging fire, and you will have everything you want. He wished that Lu Xing would have a Hulenbure grassland on his head. Liu Ruyan snorted coldly, then leaned softly against Lu Xing and ordered Lu Yunting, Go walk the dog by yourself. Remember to let it poop before bringing it back. Lu Yunting was dumbfounded. He has slept with countless women, and many of them have fallen for his genes. Just click F14. And now she was being turned away by Liu Ruyan. She didn't even bother looking at her. Was Lu Xing's charm so great that he had her completely under his control? Lu's mother refused to accept this. She was always partial and said, Yunting doesn't know anyone here. If we let him go for a walk, what if he gets lost? Lu Xinghe nodded and said in agreement, Yes, he is still a child. He doesn't even know how to use a map to navigate. He is also dumb and doesn't know how to ask for directions. His memory is also poor. He doesn't know the way home and needs his mother to take him home. Lu Yunting. Why did he feel that Lu Xinghe described him as a mentally retarded child and a mama's boy in just a few words? Lu Yunting was definitely not convinced in his heart, but he just wanted to create conflict and pretended to be generous. Mom, it's okay. Isn't it just walking the dog? It's okay. It's normal for my brother to give me an errand. I'm not wronged. I'll be back soon. Just when Lu Yunting was about to take the Samoyed away, the Samoyed refused to go. It sniffed Lu Yunting's shoes, then limped and, Lu Yunting was about to collapse. The dog actually hugged his legs and started peeing. His new limited edition sneakers, worn for the first time today, were already ruined. His feet were wet and smelly, and it was awful. Lu Xing laughed out loud. This dog is so smart. He did a great job. He knew how to avenge his master. Lu's mother immediately started to question him. How did you teach your dog? Why didn't you stop him from bullying your brother? You're still so uneducated. You're so arrogant after getting married. His tone was so fierce that Liu Ruyan stood up straight. There was a hint of anger in her beautiful eyes as she openly confronted Lu Ma. I didn't stop him, so why are you pointing fingers at Hua and scolding Sang? I can't even bear to scold my husband, so what right do you have? Can't he be so arrogant? I dote on him, so if you're upset, just come at me. If you say something mean again, I'll sew you up. She couldn't bear to scold her husband, but someone was so presumptuous that she didn't want to live anymore. Lu's mother was stunned. She didn't expect Liu Ruyan to target her like this for Lu Xing. Seeing his wife supporting him, Lu Xing felt happy both physically and mentally, and felt that he had gotten rid of his anger. You are a woman, why are you butting in? Especially Father Lu was obviously unhappy with Mother Lu's talkativeness. He glared at Mother Lu in annoyance and slapped her thigh. After being scolded by her husband, Lu's mother looked aggrieved, but she could only endure it. After all, the financial power was in the hands of her husband. Father Lu directly flattered Liu Ruyan. She is outspoken, so don't bother with her. He then explained to Lu Xing, your mother is a person who speaks her mind. She has a sharp tongue but a soft heart. Don't take it to heart. Although you are our adopted son, we have long regarded you as our own son. After all, we have lived together for 20 years. Look, even now that there are benefits, we haven't forgotten you. Father Lu took out a document from his bag and handed it to Lu Xing. Don't you want to join the company? You can come to the company as a manager. We recently won a bidding project. With just a small investment, you can multiply the profits several times. Once you sign, you will become the legal representative. If the project is successful, you can get a larger share. I can also make you the general manager at that time. Lu Xingha understood. Mr. Lu's words were all just to trick him into investing money in the project, and to trick him into being a legal guarantor. If something goes wrong, he will be held responsible and will go to jail. If nothing happened, the Lu family would reap the benefits, securing a stable investment. They could easily reap high returns without taking any risks. This calculation was so well known that even the people of Kyoto heard about it. Even the author heard it. See how he counters your moves. Chapter 17. If I make you angry, will you poison my food? Dad, I can't help you. I have to start a business. Lu Xing said lazily. It is impossible for me to work. I will never work in this life. Starting a business? You. Lu's father's eyes widened with disdain. Lu Yunting also poured cold water on the idea. There are many risks in starting a business now. Many people fail, and not only do they lose all their invested money, but they also have to pay a lot of money back. Just listen to Dad. Isn't it nice to just sit back and collect the interest? Lu Xinghe sneered in his heart as he watched Lu's father and Lu Yunting, father and son, singing the same tune. This is clearly a plot against him, and he is jumping into the fire pit. Is your project risk-free? Who can be sure that I will fail in my business venture? Lu Xinghe said bluntly. Besides, he has a system, connections and relationships, so it's almost certain to happen. Liu Ruyan crossed her legs and turned towards Lu Xinghe, her voice firm. Husband, I believe in you. If you succeed, I will help you become famous. If you fail, I will help you make a comeback. She then said to Lu's father, I have status and connections. At most, I can play with him for 5 billion. The profit will be his and the loss will be mine. When Liu Ruyan said 5 billion, everyone gasped. This isn't 50, it's 5 billion. Liu Ruyan is willing to spend a fortune just to support Lu Xinghe's business. What other wife can be so generous? Lu Yunting was so envious and regretful. It's all his parents' fault for interfering in the first place. If he had been the one going on the blind date, he would be the one indulging in the pleasures of life now. With the Liu family's wealth, he could just lie down and relax. The corners of Lu Xinghe's mouth rose. His wife is really a great helper. Now the Lu family hates him and envies him at the same time. He is so powerful. Father Lu didn't give up and pleaded, please think about it again. We have raised you for so many years. Even if you haven't done anything for us, you have worked hard. Now the company is having some financial difficulties. It's time for you to repay us. Moral kidnapping? Sorry, I don't buy it. Dad, you probably don't have the energy to focus on your career. Lu Xinghe thought of something and said meaningfully. What? Father Lu was confused and didn't understand what he meant. Mom, I'm in an online relationship, and it's so intense. I'm afraid she'll run off with another guy if we meet in person one day. Is this true? Father Lu was dumbfounded. He has a green hat on his head. Lu Ma's eyes widened. What the hell? How did Lu Xing know her little secret? Lu Xinghe looked at Lu Ma's dejected look and smiled secretly. He came from a book, so how could he not know the plot? He also knew an even more explosive secret, but it was kept secret for the time being. No wonder I always see you playing with your phone secretly, talking and laughing, Lu's father questioned. Lu's mother was about to cry. We just chatted, we never met. Father Lu gnashed his teeth and said, We're about to meet, what's going on? He angrily pulled Mother Lu's hair and said, You're such a fickle woman, you have no sense of shame. Just wait and see how I'll deal with you when I get back. I was wrong, I won't do it again. Lu's mother cried bitterly, and begging for mercy was useless. Father Lu was furious and dragged Mother Lu out. Before leaving, he did not forget to thank Lu Xing. Xing, thank you. If you hadn't told me, I don't know how long your mother would have kept it a secret. I might even become a father in the future. Lu Xing smiled and said, Do you think that's it? The best is yet to come. Mom, Dad, I saw Dad touching the legs of his female secretary last time, Lu Xing added. When Lu's mother heard this, she felt confident. When I saw you flirting with each other, I felt something was wrong. Sure enough, you are having an affair. Tell me the truth, how long have you been together? She went straight to slap Lu's father's body, acting like a shrew. Father Lu was hurt by the beating and started to fight back, and the two men started to wrestle. Lu Yunting was dumbfounded. He had come here to solicit investment, but how did it turn into a farce? Dad, Mom, stop fighting. He went to stop the fight, but ended up getting hit hard in the eye by a punch, which made him see stars and feel dizzy. Lu Xing was very excited. Melon seeds, peanuts, and tree nuts are sold in the front row. He loves watching dog eat dog scenes the most. It's good, he loves watching it, and he wants to watch it again. The scene was filled with chaos and confusion. Father Lu was beaten and fled in panic, while Mother Lu chased him relentlessly, leaving Lu Yunting with a miserable look on his face, who had no choice but to chase after him. Seeing this, Liu Ruyan stretched lazily, feeling a little tired. She muttered through her red lips, You just chased them away like that. It's really not fun. You should have kept them for dinner. She thought of something, her charming eyes flashing with excitement. It would be fun to put some poison in the food and make them vomit and have diarrhea. After hearing Liu Ruyan's plan, Lu Xing sighed. She is indeed a Yandere. Her methods are so vicious. He narrowed his eyes and asked, Could it be that I made you angry and you poisoned my food too? Liu Ruyan leaned over with her delicate body, and she used her red fingertips to stroke Lu Xing's thin lips in an ambiguous way. It's itchy and arousing, carefully depicting the shape of Lu Xing's lips. Her eyes kept following the position where her fingers passed, and her voice was a little alluring and dangerous. It's hard to say. If you dare to look for other young ladies, I will use Psyche's technology on you, and you won't be able to rest at night. As she spoke, Liu Ruyan moved closer and kissed Lu Xing's thin lips fiercely. With his sexy groan, everything was out of control. Ding, interaction value plus 54. Congratulations to the host for having super mental arithmetic abilities. As the saying goes, a boss who can't do accounting isn't a good boss. Checking accounts is a good topic of conversation. Lu Xing felt that this ability could be of great help to his business. After all, if you can't even calculate the interest and principal, how can you start a company? Having this skill directly saved Lu Xing a lot of trouble. Lula, you are a great hero today. Give me a hug. Lu Xing said with a smile as he looked at the Samoyed coming over with its tail wagging. The Samoyed stuck out its tongue and rubbed against Lu Xing happily. When Lu Xing picked up the Samoyed, he felt a warm air surrounding him from behind, and a beautiful little face rested on his shoulder. She stared at him with resentful eyes, her red lips curled up like a funnel. You hold it, not me. No, you have to hold it. Lu Xing smiled, and seeing that Liu Ruyan had already opened her arms to embrace him, he smiled and said, Okay, hug me. She was like a koala, with both her legs and hands entangled. Lu Xing benefited a lot from it. Awa, after seeing its owner's favor being snatched away, the Samoyed groaned in grievance. Lu Xing's heart also melted. Are you hungry? I'll get you some dog food. Seeing the dog pretending to be pitiful, Liu Ruyan's eyes widened and she scolded it fiercely. My husband, mine, don't take him away. If you do, I'll cook you in hot pot. Lu Xing laughed. Are you still competing with a dog for favor? P.S. Actually, I am also jealous of many authors. Why do they all compete with me for fans? Humph, I can't appease them. Chapter 18, The Best Way to Pamper Your Husband. Liu Ruyan, who was lying in Lu Xing's arms, frowned and snorted. No matter what, you can only spoil me. Her arrogant look made Lu Xing smile. He scratched her nose and said, Okay, I'll spoil you. I'll be away for a while. You just wait for me to come back. Lu Xing heard the dog whimpering with hunger and wanted to go get some dog food. He put Liu Ruyan on the sofa and went to find some dog food when the system reminder sounded. Ding, intimate behavior detected. Intimacy value plus 30. rewarding the host with a health potion, reducing illness rate, making everything delicious, and not easily becoming a whimpering monster like the boss's cute sister. This is great. A healthy body can create a bright future. Who wants to be weak and sickly? After taking the potion, Lu Xing felt full of strength and refreshed. His waist and legs no longer hurt, and he can even kill a bunch of crying monsters with one punch. Haha, he's not a thin dog anymore. However, Lu Xing also thought of an important issue. Liu Ruyan's possessiveness is so strong. Is this a case of dog abuse? I can't think too much about the hatred Liu Ruyan had for the dog just now. Lu Xing was afraid that if he left for a while, when he came back, he would see a bloody murder scene. When Lu Xing returned to the living room, he did not hear any dog barking. He felt even more uneasy. The dog is not really cold, is it? As a result, Lu Xing found Liu Ruyan slumped on the sofa with a bag of chicken jerky in her hand. The Samoyed was so greedy that he snatched the dried chicken and ate it with relish. Liu Ruyan educated him arrogantly, with a domineering look on her pretty face. If you eat it, you must recognize me as your master. Listen to me and stay away from him. He is my husband, not yours. Stay away from him if you see him next time. His tone was arrogant and domineering, but not at all annoying. On the contrary, it was so cute that Lu Xing's mouth corners were harder to suppress than AK. The boyish heart of an old man. You like chicken jerky so much. How about I buy you a box of chicken jerky? Lu Xing walked over, squatted down, and when he was about to stroke the Samoyed's little head, his palm went soft. Lu Xing found that it was Liu Ruyan who crawled down and propped up his palm with her head. Rub my head, not its humph. Liu Ruyan pinched the corner of her clothes, pouting her red lips, and her cheeks were puffed out like a goldfish. This made Lu Xing laugh. Okay, rub yours. As soon as he stroked her head, her little face was filled with happiness and satisfaction. She glanced at Lu Xing and said softly, I like chicken jerky too. Bye. Looking at her soft and coquettish tone, Lu Xing felt that he could give her his life. Ding, intimacy detected, intimacy value plus 35. Congratulations to the host for receiving a bottle of stamina replenishment fluid. Whenever you feel tired, drink this to boost your energy and vitality. The item has been placed in the warehouse and can be used anytime you need it. You know, with such a lovely wife, it's hard to stop loving her. If you're weak, it's better than Viagra. Lu Xing felt like he had to get a bottle anyway. At this moment, Lu Xing noticed that Liu Ruyan was showing off again, and she cunningly showed off to Samoyed. Look, I'm still the most important tilde you're far behind. It is said that no spirits can be formed after the founding of the People's Republic of China. But the Samoyed seemed to understand what people were saying. It jumped directly into Lu Xing's arms and rubbed its head against Lu Xing's chest. Ha ha ha, Itchy, you love to act cute, so adorable. Lu Xing couldn't help laughing out loud because of the itch. Then Liu Ruyan sighed angrily. You broke the rules, it's so annoying. Then Lu Xing saw Liu Ruyan stand up and walk out angrily. Yan, where are you going? Lu Xing asked in confusion. But Liu Ruyan didn't even turn around. Lu Xing thought, could it be that she went to the kitchen to get a kitchen knife? It's very likely, after all, this is a complete Yandere. However, the next scene shocked Lu Xing for 100 million years. Meow, isn't this cute? A sweet and gentle voice reached Lu Xing's ears. Lu Xing looked over, following the sound, and saw a graceful and voluptuous figure. She had long, curly ponytails with fluffy bangs and black, pink cat ears on her head. Her skin was whiter and smoother than mutton fat, and her dark eyes gleamed with a sly glint. She had a small, delicate nose, and her pink lips curled slightly upwards. She was cunning and cute, yet playful and lively. She has cat ears on her slender neck, a black and white lace cat costume on her body, cat gloves on her hands, and a long black cat tail behind her skin. The little skirt highlights her graceful figure, which can be said to be curvy. Not to mention that when she winked at him, she waved her little pink paws to her cheeks, blinked her eyes, and her long eyelashes wiggled. It's really tempting. Lu Xing felt that the air around him was scorching hot. Let me ask you, can you stand a sexy and charming little kitten? The most important thing is that her eyes are full of herself. Liu Ruyan trotted over. Although she was wearing a miniskirt, her snow-white thighs still knelt on the blanket. Then, imitating the Samoyed's behavior, she rubbed her face against Lu Xing's black suit pants. Her chubby little face looked so tender. She raised her watery and bright eyes and said pitifully, who is cuter, me or him? Lu Xing's Adam's apple slid up and down, looking at the silly Samoyed, and then at Liu Ruyan, who was seeking pleasure wantonly. Is there any choice? Of course. Our Lil is so cute. Lu Xing picked up the Samoyed and started to play with it. Liu Ruyan was almost going crazy. She desperately came to Lu Xing to seek a sense of existence. She either clung to Lu Xing crazily or asked Lu Xing to touch her little face. How could it be? I'm obviously the cutest Tilda. How can I be inferior to this guy? Damn it. Lu Xing found it interesting to see her angry. It's so fun to tease her. Liu Ruyan is so cute now. Lu Xing likes to be noticed by Liu Ruyan and see her worrying about him. Look, she is even more aggressive in seducing herself. She sat up directly, threw the Samyet aside, and then held Lu Xing's handsome face. You can only have eyes for me, husband. What do you think? Do you think I'm the cutest? Chapter 19. What should I do if my wife is jealous? Liu Ruyan frowned, seemed a little mad, and moaned silently. Lu Xing reached out and pinched her little face. Are you ashamed to be jealous of a dog? It's a female, Liu Ruyan muttered. Lu Xing couldn't help laughing. Is that it? The possessiveness of the little Yandere is really special, but that's what Yanderes are like. They just hope that you like her. Liu Ruyan nodded straightly. No matter, you can only pay attention to me. You think I'm not cute in this, then what kind of me do you like? I have many small skirts, which one do you like? Wow, it turns out his wife has so many hidden treasures. As the atmosphere became more romantic, a single guy started to walk around in circles in a hurry. Okay, wife, it's time for me to give Lil a bath. Lu Xing was deliberately teasing Liu Ruyan. Just as he thought, Liu Ruyan was clinging to him like an octopus, even more clingy than before, and her tone was filled with anxious dissatisfaction, even a little aggrieved. Her eyes suddenly turned red. I am your wife, not it. Don't wash it. I will wash it, Tilda. Lu Xing asked, Are you sure? Yes, Liu Ruyan rubbed Lu Xing with her arms and refused to let go. Ding, interaction value plus 35, rewarding the host with ban privileges. Whether in the forum or in the game, you can freely ban or ban other people's accounts. Lu Xing was excited. You know, when playing games, it's especially easy to encounter teammates who love to talk nonsense. The other team is a bad player and will curse when they lose. Sometimes, after being cursed, if you report it but it fails, you will be counter-reported, which can make you furious. That way, he won't have to be afraid of elementary school kids anymore. The faint stars seemed to be covered behind a layer of darkness, and were vague. After taking a shower, the room was filled with the scent of roses, which was quite fragrant. Lu Xing was lying on the bed playing with his mobile phone, with Liu Ruyan watching a TV series beside him. Her hands were twirling around her long chestnut ponytail, and her attention was not focused on the TV. Her round eyes looked towards Lu Xing, and she wrinkled her pink nose like a little dolphin. Looking at him, she raised the corners of her mouth in satisfaction. Lu Xing felt her smile and was a little confused, but his heart felt as sweet as honey. I didn't expect my wife to be jealous even of a pet, but it's also pretty cute. The system's lowly voice also sounded. Ding, rewarding the host with esports god skills. All game platforms are not limited to any game. Self-taught beat IG fiercely, RNG is far behind. Lu Xing was very excited when he heard the reward. That's awesome. He just wants to be an esports god to be worshipped by everyone, and he's had enough of being betrayed by his teammates. Sometimes he really feels powerless and can't lead the team. You no longer have to hope to team up with a great player to lead the team. You can become a great player yourself. Coincidentally, in his college WeChat group, his roommate Zha hooey at him. Lu Xing, what are you doing? Playing King of Glory in a 5-person team. Lu Xing originally wanted to say something more extreme, but he was afraid of torturing the dog. After all, most men nowadays are quite fragile, so it's better not to hurt them. So I changed it to, I'm accompanying my wife. As soon as these words were spoken, a cry of grief instantly rang out in the group. Small theater. Liu Ruyan. Why do people call me Emperor Ruyan? There are also rumors that I have 61,005 husbands, 9,425 white moonlights, 9,760 childhood sweethearts, and have been married to male protagonists 9,156 times. Lu Xing, it's definitely a rumor. I'm obviously missing one. You should have 61006 tilde. P.S. I beg you to add it to the bookshelf. Bookshelves are very important and can be updated in time. Chapter 20, A Glimpse of the Beauty. Sister-in-law beats the school beauty. Who's still diving? They're all exhausted. Zha hooey, can you give single people a way out? I'm still alone, staying up all night, but you have a beautiful woman by your side. Su Mingqiao, the most infuriating thing is that my sister-in-law is so beautiful. I saw her at the wedding and I was stunned at first sight. She's stunning. She's easily the most beautiful girl on campus. Who's still saying you're just settling for second best because you can't reach Jiang Mengmeng? Shut up. Zinjiju, some people have spread rumors that my sister-in-law is unattractive and mentally ill. If she's ugly, then what am I? A homeless dog. I need to be remade. My sister-in-law's appearance shocked everyone. Haha, I still remember Lu Yunting's scowl. It was so satisfying. Hugh, when will you bring my sister-in-law over to meet me? The last wedding was so rushed that I didn't even have time to greet her. This group of people are all Lu Xinghe's good friends, and now they are starting to make fun of him. It's true, Lu Xinghe was really proud at the wedding. After all, without even meeting Liu Ruyan, the outside world mocked Lu Xinghe for having no bottom line by marrying an ugly, mentally ill woman just to live off her. Especially in the class, rumors were everywhere, which made several brothers very dissatisfied with people gossiping behind their backs, and they also broke out in a cold sweat for Lu Xinghe. The result, at the wedding, Liu Ruyan's appearance slapped those little black haters in the face. It also made the brothers look much happier, and they were happy for Lu Xinghe. In the past, Lu Xinghe had been pursuing Jiang Mengmeng and acting like a bootlicker for her. He was completely in love, and his brothers couldn't persuade him to wake up. But now he has come to his senses and won a beautiful and rich wife, making others envious. His brothers must be very happy. Lu Xinghe felt a little embarrassed by the compliment and replied, "I'll bring him over to meet you guys someday when I'm free. Okay, let's get back to business and play King of Glory." The main person, Lu Xinghe, also felt a little itchy. But before playing games, Lu Xinghe had to let his beloved wife sleep first. "Baby, are you asleep?" Lu Xinghe gently caressed Liu Ruyan, trying to coax her to sleep. Liu Ruyan pursed her lips and said, "I'm not sleepy, I don't want to sleep." Lu Xinghe continued to coax, "Good boy, go to bed early. I'm not a child anymore. I have breasts, a waist, and a nice butt tilde," Liu Ruyan said as she was about to untie the quilt and show off. Being in the same bed with her, how could he not know whether she was curvy or not? Seeing that she was about to do something extreme, Lu Xinghe had lost his composure. "From now on, you can only play couple games. Why play King of Glory?" Lu Xinghe patted Liu Ruyan's back and said, Okay, I know. If you're not sleepy, what else do you want to do?" Liu Ruyan threw herself on Lu Xinghe's chest, drawing circles with her fingers, her delicate face full of cunning. "Let's play games together, tilde." Lu Xinghe was surprised. "Can you?" Liu Ruyan blinked and said to Lu Xinghe, "I don't know how to do it, but I can learn tilde." Lu Xinghe was a little excited. He used to fantasize about playing games with his significant other, but unfortunately he has always been single. Now that he has traveled through the book and has a beautiful wife who is willing to play games with him, why wouldn't he want to? Even if she doesn't know how to do it, he can still teach her. Besides, he is now an esports master, so it's easy for him to take care of girls. "Do you have an account? If not, I can lend you one." Lu Xinghe can get any account as long as he shouts in the group. "No, but you can use her number," Liu Ruyan snorted. Lu Xinghe understood that Liu Ruyan planned to use another personality account, but the other person looks like a cool and handsome academic master. He also plays games. He probably plays occasionally, so his level should be quite low. Lu Xinghe thought, at worst he could just play matching games instead of ranked games. So Lu Xinghe went to the group to make a call, and soon called over 3 people, all of whom came because of his reputation. When Lu Xinghe set up the room, Jia Hui turned on the microphone and shouted, "Where is my sister-in-law? Hurry up and invite her in." Su Mingqiao couldn't contain his excitement. "I didn't expect my sister-in-law would also play games. Don't worry, our 5-person team is very stable, don't be afraid. Shinasuk, my Xiaoyu is pretty solid, I can carry you this time." Lu Xinghe also looked at Liu Ruyan. "Where's the account? You can open it now. If you don't want to play ranked, you can also play matched." Liu Ruyan clicked on Lu Xinghe's shared link. In an instant, the logo of the national server Nakroth floated inconspicuously. 100-star King 105 stars. Nickname, game C position. Lu Xinghe was stunned. This is indeed the C position in the game. Boss. Just now he said that if it doesn't work, they can just play in a match. Now it seems that they really can only play in a match. After all, their rank is just the strongest king. Su Mingqiao was still yelling. "Wow, how come a big guy came in? National server Nakalulu, where's my sister-in-law?" Lu Xinghe started talking on the microphone. "Is it possible that this boss is your sister-in-law?" There was a moment of complete silence. Because they play King of Glory every day, their rank at most is King of Warriors. But the new sister-in-law is actually so high-ranking, and her ranking is amazing. It really makes these game fans feel ashamed. Just now he said he would take Liu Ruyan with him. What a shameless boast. What a slap in the face. "Brother Xing, you are so strong, and the wife you married is so amazing. She is beautiful, rich, and good at playing games. Is there anything she can't do? Zinjiju was shocked. Zha Hui licked wildly. Sister-in-law, please take me with you. I will definitely hold your thighs tightly. Huo, sister-in-law, how did you become such a great fighter? Can you teach us? If my brother could learn a few moves from you, we wouldn't be at this level. Who wouldn't envy Lu Xinghe now? He was the first among his group of brothers to get married, and he married such a wonderful wife, while they don't even know whether their wives graduated from kindergarten. Those little black fans who slandered Lu Xinghe in the past are probably crying in the toilet now. However, Liu Ruyan, who was being praised by a bunch of people, blinked her wet eyes and looked at him helplessly. What should I do? I don't know how. Lu Xinghe's heart was about to melt. He confidently said to Liu Ruyan, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Just play Yao and win without any effort." Okay, Liu Ruyan nodded and followed Lu Xinghe's advice. So the matching started. When choosing a hero, Lu Xinghe chose Nakroth without hesitation. Zha Hui smiled and said, "Love your wife. Xingji knows that it is better to strike first and then let your wife play with it later." Lu Xinghe, however, said on the microphone, "I'll leave it for me to play with." After a moment, everyone saw Liu Ruyan choose a Yao. Now the brothers were anxious. Shinasuk, alas, even if your wife is a god, you can't be so deceptive, right? We all know that you are the worst at playing Nakroth. You can give away more than a dozen kills in a single game. Huo, you play mid lane totally without any awareness. I'm playing tank, let's trade heroes. Zha Hui agreed. Yeah, don't be so stubborn, play something you are good at, you can play Arthur, right? They were a little desperate. As a great player, Liu Ruyan could have carried the team, but she ended up playing Yao. Lu Xinghe only knew how to give away gifts during the game, and he actually chose Nakroth. Could it be that this is just a game between Lu Xinghe and his wife, and they are just a part of the game? This is not the way to abuse a dog. P.S. I also want a sweet double row dog abuse. Please urge the update, pick people to form a team. Chapter 21, our growth skyrocketed, burning up my CPU. Lu Xinghe did not agree to his brother's suggestion to exchange heroes. Instead, he said firmly, "No, don't worry, leave it to me and I will lead the team." Everyone just thought Lu Xinghe was bragging. It would be strange if they could hold their own in this game. They would probably have to give up 6 points. They could only choose the heroes they were good at, try to be steady, and not lose too badly. However, when the game started, they were shocked. As Nakroth, Lu Xinghe was able to kill the opponent without leaving a single piece of armor in less than a minute. He started the game with a pentakill. Zha Hui, okay, you gave your phone to your sister-in-law to make the call. Huo, of course it is. Otherwise, how could Lu Xinghe be able to perform such a god-like operation? Shinasuk, I finally got to see the strength of the national server Nakoruru. It's so awesome. After a moment, they heard an anxious, lowly voice coming from Lu Xinghe's microphone. He fought on his own. How do I buy equipment? Where is the return to the city? Is this Liu Ruyan's voice? No, why is she asking Lu Xinghe for advice? A national server, Nakalulu, but she doesn't know the basics. Could it be that Lu Xinghe has been playing dumb and playing for Liu Ruyan? No way. Lu Xinghe used to play mid-lane and he was so bad, how could he possibly reach the national server? But Lu Xinghe's current level is obvious to all. It's too awesome. When and how did Lu Xinghe's level improve so rapidly? Brother Xing, have you been secretly practicing on your trumpet? Your mid-lane is so powerful. This operation is too cool. The opponent hasn't even farmed yet. Haha, the opponent's jungler didn't even go to farm. Is he not struggling anymore? Teach me some tricks. How can you play Nakalu so well? The admiring voices of his brothers made Lu Xinghe feel flattered. How lonely it is to be invincible. There will be no rivals in the Canyon of Kings in the future. It's so cool just thinking about it. Lu Xinghe was being admired and was in a good mood, but he heard a noise next to him, which scared him so much that he immediately turned off the microphone. Ah, oui. Liu Ruyan's face was extremely hot. She clutched the quilt tightly, feeling as if her whole body was in a steamer. When did you get together? No need to think about it. It must have been Yanyan who did it. Lu Xinghe was stunned. He had never expected that Liu Ruyan's main personality would awaken at the moment he was playing the game. Cough, Lu Xinghe coughed. Are you awake? This is quite complicated to explain. Liu Ruyan bit her red lips with her pearly teeth, her eyes reddening. That's too much. I can't even remember a single thing. I'm sorry it happened anyway. It's a long story and we all have to accept the fact. Lu Xinghe scratched his hair and laughed dryly. Liu Ruyan lowered her dense black eyelashes and took a deep breath. I don't blame you. You're also a victim. It must have been Yanyan who forced you to do this. When Lu Xinghe heard this, he almost laughed out loud. Victim, not really. But Lu Xing certainly didn't want to be the perpetrator, so in order not to irritate Liu Ruyan, he just touched his nose and said, "Yeah, I'll bear the injustice a little. It's just that it's really strange. She doesn't seem to have any strange symptoms, so how did she become the dominant personality?" No, he had to find a way to figure it out. Liu Ruyan nodded and turned her face away. Her heart was beating very fast. The person in front of her is her husband, but she has a psychological shadow and is afraid of physical contact with people. How should she face Lu Xing when there was an ambiguous and awkward atmosphere between them? Lu Xing's cell phone suddenly rang with a cry for help. "Brother Xing, sister-in-law, where are you? Don't hang up." "Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. The crystal is going to be pushed. Could he have fallen asleep?" It's over, this game is really over. There's no way I can win." Lu Xing then realized that both of them were AFK, and the game was not being played. By this time, the opponent has been fattened up and started to attack by crossing the tower. Chapter 22, Are you planning to attack me late at night? The enemy team's elementary school kids were even more cocky on the public screen. Wasn't he so awesome just now? How come everyone is acting like sick cats? It's nothing special. How did you get to this level when you're playing like this? Hahaha, even Nakalu was scared and just ran away. What a coward, that's all. I heard you have a Nakroth from the Chinese server here. Seeing us scared him, he just went to Yao. He's a RMB player, maybe he's looking for someone to play for him. Lu Xing saw it and was so angry that he gritted his teeth. Just playing a game, why are you so arrogant? Let me show you my strength. Wait, when Lu Xing picked up his phone, he found that Liu Ruyan had also picked up her phone. Come together. Liu Ruyan's desire to win was aroused, especially since she was a game addict and couldn't bear to see herself lose the game. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan's determined eyes and began to get excited. Yes, the main character is the national server Nakroth, the 100-star king. Lu Xing raised the corner of his mouth and said, "Let the other party be afraid and see the power of the unity of husband and wife." When the brothers called for help, they heard a steady male voice, "We're back." This moment gave everyone hope. However, after learning that Lu Xing had returned, the other side did not back down. Vote now, what are you still struggling for? That's right, what a waste of time. Victory is ours anyway, a bunch of useless rookies. However, the more arrogantly they shout now, the more tragically they will lose later. Lu Xing brought Liu Ruyan back to the top, and the originally losing game suddenly turned into a comeback game. Not only was Lu Xing's operation smooth, but Liu Ruyan also played very well. The two of them cooperated perfectly, and even when there was a big economic gap, they could defeat the opponent in an instant. What a powerful operation. Everyone was stunned. Even the other side couldn't believe it. Don't believe in evil. The previous one was destroyed, and the next one was destroyed as well. Finally, the whole team was wiped out. The game was lost. How can you lose this? You must be cheating. Not only did the other side not believe it, even Lu Xing's brothers didn't believe it. Zundu Fake Do won. I felt like I was watching a heavyweight esports match. Brother Xing, your moves were truly impressive, and your sister-in-law is amazing too. Perfect teamwork, it makes my blood boil. Let's see if the other side is still complaining. After winning the game, Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan looked at each other in surprise. Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with admiration. You are quite amazing. Lu Xing curled his lips and smiled meaningfully. You are not bad either. Liu Ruyan frowned. It's a pity we'll be reported and punished for AFK. No, Lu Xing said firmly. Impossible, it will definitely happen. Liu Ruyan shook her head. Do you want to make a bet? Lu Xing smiled mysteriously. Okay, what are we betting on? Liu Ruyan asked. Whoever loses will make breakfast tomorrow. Lu Xing heard that Liu Ruyan was an excellent cook, so she wanted to see it for herself. Liu Ruyan said confidently, Okay, let's make a bet. You're doomed to lose. You'll have to get up early to make breakfast tomorrow. Lu Xing raised the corner of his lips. I bet. Not only will he not be reported, but the other party will also be reported and banned. Liu Ruyan thought it was a joke. That's even more ridiculous. I've been playing games for so long, and this has never happened before. Then you wait and see. Lu Xing shrugged, smiled faintly, and prepared to see Liu Ruyan's shocked expression. Sure enough, when I returned to the page, there was no report notification. Liu Ruyan questioned her life. Is the internet down, or am I delayed? Lu Xing tried hard to hold back his laughter. He has the skills to prevent being reported, and no one can report his account. Not only that, those elementary school kids were very arrogant just now, and he had already successfully reported them and notified him. I guess some of those elementary school kids are so angry that they are jumping up and down now. But we can only blame them for their foul mouths, so he will punish them. After repeated confirmation, Liu Ruyan accepted the fact that she had not been reported. She was puzzled. How strange, there really wasn't any. You're right. Is this a bug? Lu Xing smiled and said, I guess I win. Liu Ruyan, okay, I'll make breakfast tomorrow. After hearing this, Lu Xing was overjoyed and thought he would have a great meal tomorrow. The brothers were still urging Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan to play a few more games and lead the team to victory. However, Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan's embarrassed appearance wrapped in the sheets and decided not to play anymore. It's late. We have to go to bed. You guys play. The brothers felt a little regretful, but they were not unreasonable. It was late at night, and the other man had a wife, so he could hug his sweet-smelling wife and go to bed early, while they, as single dogs, must have been unable to sleep alone. Oh, it's so nice to have a wife. Lu Xing must be sleeping very sweetly at night. When will they be able to sleep with their wives in their arms? But they don't know that the situation today remains unchanged, and Lu Xing is facing the biggest problem of the century. At this moment, Liu Ruyan lowered her blushing face and deliberately kept a distance from Lu Xing. Well, no matter what, you can't sleep with me. Okay, then I'll sleep in the guest room. Lu Xing did not force Liu Ruyan and respected her wishes. Okay. Liu Ruyan breathed a sigh of relief when she saw that Lu Xing did not push his luck any further. So Lu Xing went to the guest bedroom to sleep. He was not used to being alone. After all, he hadn't slept well in the past few days. However, he missed the passionate and enthusiastic nature of his sickly wife so much. She would lie in his arms and sob, and would cling to him tightly like an octopus, and put her legs on him. Alas, it's a pity that now I have a wife, but she has become a decoration. When will my dear sickly wife come back? I can't figure out where the switch is. Why did my personality start switching for no apparent reason? Just as Lu Xing was wondering and thinking about a problem in the dark, he heard a sneaky sound. The door was actually pushed open, and someone walked in groping in the darkness. Who? A thief. Lu Xing was very alert and was about to pick up the desk lamp next to him. Be prepared to wait for the enemy to get close, then strike them at their weakest point by surprise. Feeling the dark shadow approaching, Lu Xing held his breath. When he was about to attack, he heard a muffled groan. MMMMMs. This sound. Lu Xing suddenly turned on the desk lamp. Chapter 23. I'm not afraid of the bad girl being ambiguous. I'm just afraid that the aunt will be 30 years old. It turned out that the girl had hit her leg against the corner of the table and was in great pain. Liu Ruyan, why are you in my room? Lu Xing was surprised. There was panic on her cold and arrogant little face, especially after Lu Xing had discovered her sneaking into the room. Her ears turned red, but she quickly remained calm and said proudly, This is my house and I can come and go freely. It's not normal. There are mosquitoes in my room. I suspect that you opened the window here and attracted the mosquitoes here. Turn on the mosquito repellent lamp for me. I don't want mosquitoes everywhere in my house. As she spoke, she took out the mosquito repellent lamp hidden behind her and placed it on the table with a pop. Lu Xing had finally understood. It turned out that she came to deliver a mosquito repellent lamp because she was afraid that mosquitoes would bite him. She obviously cares about him, but she pretends to be indifferent and cold, being quite stubborn. Lu Xing looked at her cold face and thought she was quite interesting. Thank you. He paused and said, Next time you can turn on the light and don't worry about disturbing my sleep. Liu Ruyan's face flushed, and she responded coldly, I'm doing this for myself, not for you. Does your leg still hurt? Lu Xing noticed her snow-white, slender legs, which were red and swollen. He subconsciously wanted to rub them, but Liu Ruyan suddenly took a quick step and her face flushed. It's okay, I'm sleepy. Liu Ruyan walked out. But to Lu Xing, it was more like she was running away. Why was she running so fast? He couldn't possibly eat her alive. But the owner is quite considerate and is worried that he will be bitten by mosquitoes and have trouble sleeping. With the mosquito repellent lamp that Liu Ruyan gave him at night, there were really no mosquitoes, and Lu Xing slept much more comfortably. The next day, Lu Xing's stomach was growling with hunger. I'm really hungry and want to eat something. He got up and washed, and when he went downstairs, he smelled the fragrance in the house. What did Auntie cook? It smells so good. Lu Xing was so greedy that he followed the smell to the kitchen. I'm not afraid of the bad girl being ambiguous. I'm just afraid that the aunt is 30 years old. Of course, the person in front of me was not the charming cook, but a beautiful girl wearing an apron. She was wearing a plain white long dress, looking otherworldly and aloof, but with a red plaid apron, she had the grace of a good wife and mother. She was very serious when doing things, which added a touch of attraction to her beautiful and delicate appearance. Lu Xing couldn't take his eyes off it at all. He was extremely surprised. If he hadn't remembered the bet last night, he would have really suspected that he was dreaming. "Can you cook?" Lu Xing saw that she was easily cooking a pot of steaming porridge without any aunt to help her. "Yes, just wait a moment, you can eat soon." Liu Ruyan smiled lightly at Lu Xing and then handled the kitchen work with ease. Lu Xing breathed a sigh of relief. "Fortunately, I don't have to eat dark food anymore." Judging from her methodical actions, what she made must be delicious. Lu Xing moved his position and returned the kitchen to her. Afraid that he would be bored while waiting, Lu Xing went to the study to get some documents and went to the dining table to read them. As a result, I found that the messy books and scattered files in the study had all been sorted and classified, so they were not difficult to find. Lu Xing was very surprised. You know, what he hates most is organizing things. Sometimes he has to spend a long time looking for things, but now someone is secretly organizing them for him. Which snail girl did this? Liu Ruyan. Lu Xing took the documents and went downstairs. Just then, she saw Liu Ruyan bring over a cup of soy milk. She said, "I was worried you might be hungry, so I ground some fresh soy milk for you to fill your stomach." "You can actually make soy milk." Lu Xing sniffed the scent, and it had a strong bean aroma. It was rich and mellow after a sip, exactly the same as the one sold outside. Very delicious, not too sweet, and retains the original flavor. "Not only can I make soy milk, I can also make tofu pudding, double skim milk, sesame paste, strawberry milk mochi, chocolate snow ice, mango pudding, coconut milk grass jelly, plum jelly, cat's paw pudding, osmanthus and brown sugar ice jelly, matcha milk tofu, purple sweet potato, and taro hot pot." Liu Ruyan counted on her fingers. "Stop talking, the more you talk, the more greedy I become." Lu Xing's eyes lit up. He hadn't expected Liu Ruyan to cook so many delicious dishes. He had truly underestimated her abilities. She was completely different from those wealthy young ladies who had never touched a single finger. He was in for a treat. Liu Ruyan raised her red lips slightly and went to the kitchen to busy herself. Lu Xing drank the soy milk happily and then continued to look at the list of applicants, feeling a little distressed. The main reason is that he has not yet entered society. It is not enough to have an entrepreneurial idea, he must have a mature team. Currently, every job position is vacant and needs manpower. You want to start a business and recruit people. When Lu Xing was feeling worried, he found that Liu Ruyan had brought breakfast over. She must have glanced at the resumes and guessed something. "Yes, starting a business requires a team. I can't do it alone. But these applicants are a mixed bunch and I don't know which ones are more reliable." Lu Xing frowned. "If you trust me, I can introduce you to an excellent HR," Liu Ruyan said to Lu Xing. "She was my former partner. She's good at socializing and communication and has a wide network of contacts." Lu Xing saw hope and asked in surprise, "Really? That's great. However, this kind of HR will be very popular. Can you come to the new company?" Liu Ruyan raised the corner of her lips confidently. "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." She also considered Lu Xing. "If you want to set up a company and encounter some problems with the procedures and can't complete them, I can also ask my father's secretary to help. I will also help you solve the problems." Lu Xing was somewhat flattered and looked at Liu Ruyan with some suspicion. "Why are you helping me?" Liu Ruyan held her chin high and said calmly, "We are husband and wife, and we are in the same boat. If your business fails, I will bear the debt. If you succeed, I can also enjoy the benefits. So not only do you get a wife, you also get a stable and capable business partner. She helps with business, won't cause any damage, and can even help pay off debts. There are benefits like this." Lu Xing must be happy. Liu Ruyan's abilities are obvious to all. She is a super academic master. The novel mentions that many of Liu's father's successful industries were the result of Liu Ruyan's behind-the-scenes advice. Otherwise, the Liu family would not have grown so big and strong and developed so prosperously. With Liu Ruyan's help, we are like a tiger with wings. The main personality is a good wife, and the secondary personality is a little wife. Ha ha ha, isn't this the life of an emperor? When there is something to do, there is Zhang Wuyan, and when there is nothing to do, there is Xia Yingchun. When Lu Xing was immersed in happiness, Liu Ruyan urged, "Okay, eat first, otherwise it will get cold. We can talk while we eat." Lu Xing's attention was focused on the breakfast Liu Ruyan mentioned. No wonder he said it smelled so good. It turned out that Liu Ruyan made beef porridge, thin-skinned egg yolk steamed buns, a plate of beef pot stickers, egg and milk short rib buns, thick vegetable omelet, and a small plate of side dishes. It was really very rich. Lu Xinghe was drooling when he saw it. It's so well made, just like eating at a restaurant. Just by smelling it, you know it must be delicious. You made so many delicious foods so quickly in one morning. Lu Xinghe was stunned. P.S. Is there anyone who wants to see more beauties than handsome men, or more handsome men than beauties? Chapter 24, Shouldn't you be learning how to take care of children? Why are you here for class? So amazing. You know, cooking is not that simple. For example, Lu Xing can only cook beef noodles, so he admires Liu Ruyan very much. It's okay, it wasn't difficult, it didn't take long, Liu Ruyan said calmly. It took less than an hour. Lu Xinghe was so shocked that he couldn't speak. Is this too much? Less than an hour, that's already incredibly fast. Lu Xinghe couldn't wait to taste the raw beef porridge. The main reason was that the taste was so fragrant that it tempted him. As soon as the boiling hot porridge entered his mouth, it was so delicious that Lu Xinghe breathed a sigh of relief. The porridge was not too soft, and the wonderful combination of minced beef and celery mixed with the porridge was simply amazing. The porridge was obviously very hot, but Lu Xinghe couldn't wait for it to cool down. He blew on it and swallowed it down, one mouthful after another. It was too hot and burned the tip of his tongue. Lu Xinghe coughed and his face turned red. Liu Ruyan was eating steamed buns, but after seeing Lu Xinghe's reaction, she didn't bother to eat anymore and quickly handed him the soy milk. No one is arguing with you, so eat slowly. Lu Xinghe took the soy milk immediately, as if he had seen timely rain. But the moment he took the cup, his fingertips accidentally touched Liu Ruyan. Huh. Liu Ruyan suddenly retracted her hand, her whole body trembling with fear. That pale little face instantly showed a perverted look. Her breathing became more and more frequent and rapid. She covered her chest in agony and arched her body. Is the condition flaring up? Lu Xinghe remembered that Liu Ruyan had a fear of physical contact. How can I alleviate it? Although we don't know what caused Liu Ruyan's condition, it seems very serious at the moment. When Lu Xinghe was worried, Liu Ruyan took a hard, even breath and said, It's okay. It's okay. Don't touch me and I'll be fine. Lu Xinghe didn't dare touch her again. I saw her forehead covered with cold sweat, but she forced herself to hold back the discomfort, and then her complexion slowly returned to normal. I'm sorry I scared you. Liu Ruyan let out a long sigh, and her breathing became much calmer. No, but are you okay? Do you want to go to the hospital for a checkup? Lu Xinghe asked. No, it's an old problem. I'm used to it. Liu Ruyan shook her head. It's incurable. I've had it for 6 years, and the hospital can't do anything about it. Liu Ruyan couldn't remember why she got this strange disease. After all, 6 years ago, she suddenly fell seriously ill and became like this. Lu Xinghe suddenly felt some sympathy for Liu Ruyan. Although she said it lightly, it was obvious that she had been patient for a long time. I have to say, she is very strong. If an ordinary person had experienced what she did, they would have collapsed long ago, not to mention that she was locked up in a mental hospital and isolated from the world for 6 years. There must be a way to cure your disease. Don't give up. Lu Xinghe had a desire to protect her. He would find a way to cure Liu Ruyan's condition. After all, he is a man with a system. But there is also a problem. He must increase his intimacy with Liu Ruyan to get the reward. There is a bug now, that is, Liu Ruyan cannot have physical contact with him at all, so how to brush it? Just when Lu Xinghe was feeling depressed, Liu Ruyan reminded him, Hurry up and eat. Don't worry about me. Don't you have to go to class today? Lu Xinghe finally reacted. By the way, he has to go to university for classes today. After all, his honeymoon leave is only a few days, and he is the only student who can openly take honeymoon leave. Who else has the ability like him to marry a beautiful wife in college? After all, there are many people talking about love on campus, but very few can change from school uniforms to wedding dresses. I almost forgot. I'll go to school and you'll be home alone. Is that okay? Lu Xinghe was still a little worried about Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan curled her lips slightly and said, I'm not as delicate as you think. I can't take care of myself. Besides, I have servants at home, so it's no problem. Lu Xinghe thought about it, and it made sense. Apart from having a dual personality, Liu Ruyan was no different from a normal person. She was even more capable than a normal person. Seeing her do everything in an orderly manner made people feel at ease. Okay, then I'll go to school after dinner. Lu Xinghe enjoyed his breakfast happily. It was so delicious, much cleaner than what he ate outside, and every single item tasted delicious in his mouth. Lu Xinghe ate more than usual, and his stomach was bloated. After eating, Lu Xing went to university. Lu Xing is a sophomore in the Department of Interior Design at Nanchang University, so he successfully found the classroom based on the original owner's memory. When he entered, he saw Zha Hui, Su Mingqiao, and others had already taken their seats and waved at him. "This way, Brother Xing." Lu Xing looked at the familiar face and felt very happy. He was about to walk over immediately. Unexpectedly, someone on the other side shouted at him, "Brother, sit here." When Lu Xing saw Lu Yunting with a fake smile on his smile disappeared. The setting of the novel is that the original owner and Lu Yunting are classmates, so they meet each other every day. Lu Yunting asked him to sit with him. What good could come of that? Lu Xing didn't even bother to look at him, and sat down next to his brothers without hesitation. Lu Yunting was very unhappy when he saw that Lu Xing ignored him. He originally wanted to get closer to Lu Xing and ask some questions. After all, knowing both yourself and your enemy will ensure victory in every battle. Only then could he take advantage of the situation, break up Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan, and take the position himself. Who would have thought that Lu Xing would not give her any face at all in public? Tisk, the fox, borrows the tiger's power to bully others, and the dog relies on the power of the master. Without Liu Ruyan, he is nothing. When Lu Xing sat down, Zha Hui asked curiously, "What is Lu Yunting doing? Does he want to sit with you?" Huo snorted. "He wants to curry favor with our Brother Xing. After all, Brother Xing is in a high position and has great power. He is the son-in-law of the Liu family." Xin Zhizhu became excited. "Yes, Lu Yunting must be unconvinced. You know, when he heard about the blind date with the Liu family's eldest daughter, he was 100% unwilling. In the end, our Brother Xing took advantage of him. He must be furious." After hearing this, Lu Xinghe raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Of course, he knew that Lu Yunting was extremely dissatisfied, but he still had to look at his expression. However, there will be more things that will make Lu Yunting unhappy in the future, and Lu Yunting has to hold it in even if he is dissatisfied. When Lu Xing was talking and laughing with his brothers, he heard a teasing. "Hey, Lu Xing, you came to class today? You didn't bother to please your rich wife and came to class. Aren't you afraid that she won't give you pocket money? Besides, you shouldn't come to our department. You should go to the nursing department next door and learn how to take care of children. You'll need it sooner or later." Lu Xinghe looked in the direction of the sound and saw Lu Yunting's good brother Qi Yang being particularly proud. "You don't have to worry about finding a job. You can just stay at home and breastfeed the baby. Feeding and changing diapers must be your expertise. Only then can you keep your job, right? Would you like to borrow a doll from next door? But I want one that's large enough for adults. After all, I have to get back to my old job and learn some skills so I can serve rich women. Rich women probably have more fetishes than normal people, so having some skills is always a plus." As soon as Qi Yang said this, the boys around him immediately laughed. Chapter 25, Wife, why are you here? Everyone is tacitly aware of this, and it's obvious that they are just sour grapes. Liu Ruyan is very beautiful, but she is a psychopath. Lu Xing is just a gigolo and a womanizer. If it weren't for Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing would be nothing. At home, Lu Xing must be extremely humble in order to appease his psychotic wife, and he might even have to kneel in front of the keyboard. After all, everyone has seen that Liu Ruyan is beautiful and has a good figure, so she can only stimulate Lu Xinghe in this aspect and find a balance. If Lu Xing was still living comfortably at home, they would be very unhappy. You know, Lu Xing was suppressed by them before. How could he turn things around so easily? Lu Yunting secretly curled his lips, feeling very proud. You have to know that the reason these brothers of his were willing to come forward to provoke was entirely because he had been sowing discord behind the scenes, just to embarrass Lu Xing. Now the goal has been achieved, and everyone is laughing at Lu Xing. Let Lu Xing be proud, huh? He will just become a jumping clown. Let's see how Lu Xinghe explodes in a while. However, Lu Xing remained calm and was not at all angered by a few words. Instead, he sneered disdainfully. This actually angered Zha Hui and a few others. Qi Yang didn't brush his teeth this morning. He spews feces as soon as he opens his mouth. How disgusting. That's right, shut up, you want to be beaten up. I'm really sick of hearing this. He's just jealous and can't stand seeing others do well. When the brothers stood up for Lu Xing, Lu Yunting jumped out and defended him, saying, "Okay, we are all classmates, don't quarrel." Just then, a lazy voice sounded. "That's quite right. I really need to learn how to take care of a child. After all, I have a wife who is willing to bear children for me. It's better than some people who are forced by their families to go on several blind dates and still can't find a partner. It will be so cool to receive my diploma with a baby in my arms. I heard that students with families like me are given priority for admission to graduate school. Lu Xing attracted a wave of hatred with just one sentence. The male students who had just been laughing now had dark faces. Unexpectedly, Lu Xing found out about their secret blind date and was rejected, and he even spread the news widely. Especially when it comes to admission to graduate school, their eyes light up. Having children in college is a plus point and gives you priority for admission to graduate school. Unlike those single people who have to stay up late to study, they may not even be able to pass the postgraduate entrance examination. It turns out they are the real clowns. Jia Hui and others admired Lu Xing very much when they saw the male classmates looking so dejected. They all gave Lu Xing a thumbs up. Brother Xing, you are really a ruthless person who doesn't talk much. It's not very harmful, but it's extremely insulting. Amidst all the praise, Lu Xing looked at Qi Yang again. But if I go to study nursing, won't your mother be laid off? I heard that your mother is working as a confinement nanny and is looking for a new employer. She came to our house to apply for the job a few days ago. I'm considering it. Qi Yang's face was full of surprise. He never expected that Lu Xing would know his family situation. You should know that he is quite vain. He doesn't want others to know that his family conditions are ordinary, and he always brags to others that his family is quite rich. Not to mention that Lu Xing was so capable that he could handle his mother's job, which made Qi Yang feel very embarrassed. As soon as Lu Xing's words came out, it caused an uproar. Oh my God, Lu Xing, you recognized the right person, didn't you? Isn't Qi Yang wearing a famous brand? Is he a rich second generation? Qi Yang said his mom was a female CEO who ran a clothing company, but she turned out to be a confinement nanny. So there's a liar in our class. Those brand name items can't be fakes. It turns out we've all been fooled. Qi Yang, surrounded by his classmates' questions, was obviously panicked. No, that's not the case. Lu Xing looked at the nervous Qi Yang and raised the corners of his mouth. He knew Qi Yang's little secret, which was of course mentioned in the book, and why Qi Yang flattered Lu Yunting and was willing to be Lu Yunting's lackey. It's because Lu Yunting is rich, so he bullies others by taking advantage of his power. Afterwards, Lu Yunting will give Qi Yang some unwanted brand name items to prevent Qi Yang from being exposed. Lu Xing has a golden finger that can read the entire book, and he also has a system. Would he be afraid of such a small cannon fodder? While Lu Xing was enjoying himself, Qi Yang immediately vented his anger on him. Lu Xing, you are slandering me on purpose. You are a liar and you can't stand seeing others doing well. Don't think that you can distort the truth just because the eldest daughter of the Liu family is here. Lu Xing's eyes turned cold and he was annoyed. He was just about to use his ultimate move and was about to throw a dart at Qi Yang, when suddenly a dart flew out from nowhere and pierced Qi Yang's mouth. Then a heart-wrenching scream of pain was heard. Qi Yang was already covering his lips, bleeding profusely, and fell to the ground. The piercing pain stung everyone's eardrums, especially through the gaps between Qi Yang's hands covering his mouth, where one could vaguely see bloody flesh and blood flowing from between his fingers. Everyone was shocked by the scene before them. Even Lu Xing had gasped. This scene is comparable to a horror movie. He was so cruel it must have hurt so much. Luckily, he didn't stab me. What a pity I didn't hit the bull's eye and shot into your mouth. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made such an unpleasant sound of pain. The cold and arrogant voice startled Lu Xing. Isn't this familiar voice? Lu Xing suddenly looked over in the direction of the sound. He had already seen the girl in JK clothes, with her long, curly hair draped over her shoulders, a light gray V-neck vest over a white shirt with a thin red bow clip on the collar, a light plaid white miniskirt, a black over-the-knee bra, and burgundy leather shoes, which highlighted her curvy figure with the right curves and curves. However, while she looks fresh and beautiful, she also exudes an indescribable danger. The corners of her eyes are upturned, filled with a hint of arrogance and coldness, and her red lips have a hint of mocking arc, which makes her bloodthirsty and attractive. It's Liu Ruyan. However, this should be a secondary personality. Switching so quickly, how come she is here? It was Jia Hui, and the others who blurted out the name faster than Lu Xing. They were all excited. Sister-in-law is here. Her moves are extraordinary. Brother Xing, the eldest sister-in-law, is here to protect her husband. Let's see who dares to act rashly. Sister-in-law is so awesome. She deserves it for letting this bitch talk. Lu Xing felt a little embarrassed after hearing this. Who could stand their teasing? Lu Xing immediately walked up. Yan, why are you here? Husband, Liu Ruyan, who had originally looked unhappy, suddenly brightened up when she saw Lu Xing. However, after hearing Lu Xing's words, she pouted her red lips and said, "What's wrong? Can you see that I'm unhappy?" "How could that be?" Lu Xing was afraid that the girl would turn evil, so he would definitely not say anything bad. The smile in Liu Ruyan's beautiful eyes became more and more intense. She didn't care whether anyone was watching or not. She just gave Lu Xing a koala hug without thinking twice, holding her arms around Lu Xing's neck and wrapping her legs around his waist. "Hey, I love my husband the most. Tilda, come on, give me a kiss." As she spoke, Liu Ruyan kissed Lu Xing's thin lips as if no one was around. Chapter 26. My wife is crowned the campus beauty. The pleasant strawberry scent spreads between the lips and teeth. Although he had kissed Liu Ruyan many times, Lu Xing had never been asked for a kiss in public except at a wedding. Wow, the brothers winked and made faces, obviously enjoying the show. For a moment, Lu Xing's adrenaline surged, and he couldn't help feeling sweet in his heart. He was proud, but also a little shy. His wife is so passionate when kissing him. Doesn't she have any shame? Although it was very sweet, Lu Xing's hands still felt a little sore from having his wife hanging on him. Ding, intimacy detected. Congratulations to the host for achieving an intimacy value of +56. Rewarding the host with the Power King skill. No weight will be too heavy, and you can easily carry anything. The system seemed to understand what Lu Xing wanted, and immediately gave Lu Xing the reward he wanted most. Now Lu Xing felt that he had infinite strength. He didn't feel anything when holding her. He even felt that she was too light. Even carrying the refrigerator up and down the stairs had no problem. He is not afraid of being called a thin dog, and he can show off his masculinity at the same time. The other boys were shocked when they saw Liu Ruyan become Lu Xing's little pendant. Shouldn't the rumored Miss Liu be going crazy all day long and taking her anger out on Lu Xing? Why does he always want Lu Xing to kiss, hug, and lift him up now? He is just a clingy little guy. It's completely different from what they thought. Oh my God, this is so sweet. My young heart has melted. Who doesn't want to have such a coquettish and clingy girlfriend? The problem is no. Now everyone is regretting their decision. If they had not backed out, they would have been the ones to go on a blind date with Liu Ruyan. Would they have been able to have such an amazing encounter? Lu Yunting's eyes were almost staring through. He regretted it more and more. Damn it, why did all the good things happen to Lu Xing? If I had gone on a blind date, Lu Xing would have had no part in it. Lu Xing could have gone wherever he wanted to cool off. It would be fine if Liu Ruyan didn't see him normally, but now Liu Ruyan ran to the school, kissed and hugged Lu Xing, and showed off their love in public. Isn't this stimulating him? Qi Yang on the side was about to cry. Is this the world where he is the only one hurt? Is there no one to care about him? It hurts so much, I'm going to call the police. Lu Yunting cursed jealously. This is intentional injury. I want to get a medical examination. Lu Xing's attention shifted to Lu Yunting, and he asked with a hint of warning, "Are you sure?" Liu Ruyan didn't take Lu Yunting seriously at all. She said lazily, "Go ahead and report it. They have to be willing to handle this case. Of course, the premise is that you can still walk out of here alive." After she jumped off Lu Xing's body, she took out a dart and fiddled with it. Her voice was not loud, but it made people sweat on their backs. This also made Lu Yunting shudder. The Liu family's background cannot be underestimated. They are ranked high on the global rich list, especially in the domestic industry where they are the only dominant company and make stable profits through monopoly. The Liu family is no longer a wealthy family, but a capital family. Capital can cover the sky with one hand, and it is easy for them to do so. Besides, he is just an ordinary citizen and does not have a good family background. He is no match for them at all. Lu Xing said calmly, "My wife has just been discharged from the hospital. Her condition is not stable. It's normal for her to do anything after being provoked by you. You don't need to pursue any criminal responsibility." Lu Yunting's heart trembled, and his face turned pale. Yes, although Liu Ruyan looks normal, she is actually mentally ill. If she really kills herself, she won't even have to go to jail. In other words, Lu Xing has a super life-saving gold medal. If he displeased Lu Xing would allow Liu Ruyan to kill him at will. Wow, how do you play this? Not only Qi Yang discovered this loophole, but Lu Yunting also discovered it. What Lu Xing does is, if he meets a god, he will kill the god, and if he meets a ghost, he will kill the ghost. Now he felt even more regretful. "No, I'm not going. Just pretend I didn't say anything and forget about it." Qi Yang was dejected and apologized to Lu Xing anxiously. "I'm sorry, it's all my fault for bumping into you. Please don't take it to heart." He quickly went to the infirmary to get bandaged. thinking that he was unlucky. Not only Qi Yang, but also several male classmates who had just followed in mocking Lu Xinghe were frightened, fearing that they would be targeted. I feel both regret and fear. He didn't dare to look Lu Xing in the eye, for fear that Lu Xing would pick on him. Lu Xing naturally also noticed that the characters who were more rampant before have now become much more low-key, and this is all thanks to Liu Ruyan. It's so cool to have a Yandere wife who dares to mess with her. At this moment, the counselor came in. After seeing Liu Ruyan, he was very surprised. I was looking for you. I didn't expect you to come here to familiarize yourself with the environment first. Hearing this familiar tone, Lu Xing frowned. Could it be? As expected, just as Lu Xing had thought, the counselor took the lead in announcing, "We have a new transfer student in our class today. You all know her. She is Liu Ruyan, the newlywed wife of our classmate Lu Xing. You all must get along well with each other from now on. Money makes the world go round." The Liu family was so powerful that they easily stuffed Liu Ruyan into Lu Xing's class. As long as they can get the money, the school will definitely turn a blind eye. Lu Xing had looked at Liu Ruyan in astonishment. Are you sure you want to come to school? Liu Ruyan has a dual personality. Isn't she afraid of being exposed? Besides, her condition is unstable. Can she adapt to school life? 27, you've been a dog for 6.5 years, and you have so many fans. Liu Ruyan, however, had a look of infatuation in her eyes and smiled at Lu Xing. This way, I can be with you forever, isn't that good? Lu Xing, okay. The Yandere physique is really full of buffs. When everyone heard that Liu Ruyan was coming to the class to study, they were extremely surprised. I've seen men bringing their girlfriends to school, but Lu Xing is the first one to bring his wife to school. No one will care if you just date someone casually. After all, you are a legal couple. Jia Hui and his brothers were all envious. Brother Xing, you are so lucky to have your wife as your classmate. This way you can date and study at the same time. It's really the best of both worlds, and you can accomplish two important things in life. Brother Xing, are you going to have a baby? I'm still single and have to eat your sister's dog food every day. When will I ever be able to live a good life like? Lu Xing's face flushed with joy, and he smiled widely. In fact, he didn't mind going to and from school with Liu Ruyan, who doesn't want to stick with his wife all the time. Moreover, so many people envy him, and he has the opportunity that so many people long for. Since Liu Ruyan transferred to the school, she naturally became Lu Xingha's deskmate. She was sitting very close to him, and their two little hands under the desk had already been silently intertwined. When Lu Xinghe saw the resentful look in Lu Yunting's eyes, the corners of his mouth couldn't help but rise. If I had known earlier, I would have sat next to Lu Yunting and showed him off directly. This guy must be regretting it now. Thinking of this, Lu Xing was happy. Honey, are you thirsty? I bought you a coffee. If I'm not mistaken, it's a lightly sweet, lightly iced, whipped coconut latte. Lu Xing was feeling a little thirsty, and her words were like timely help, making him very happy. You are so thoughtful. Lu Xing raised the corner of his mouth. You must be careful with my husband. Liu Ruyan said as she took out a coconut latte from her bag and handed it to Lu Xing. Lu Xing drank the raw coconut latte happily, feeling refreshed. The people around licked their lips and looked at Lu Xing drinking coffee eagerly. The air was already filled with the rich and sweet aroma of Lu Xing's coffee. It's a pity that they don't have coffee sent by their wives. Not only that, it would be great if they didn't send coffee to the goddess. Lu Yunting drew circles on the book in annoyance and drank water desperately, but his nose was still lured by the tempting aroma of coffee. Damn it, can you please not affect others when drinking coffee? Do you think that's it? No, there's more. Honey, are you hot? I brought you a small fan, a U-shaped pillow, and a wrist pad. This way you won't get sore and will be more comfortable. Is there Doraemon's treasure box in Liu Ruyan's bag? Why is there everything in it? Lu Xing was very surprised, and the things she gave him were obviously to his liking and were really comfortable to use. The weather was not very hot and the air conditioner was not on, so the room was a bit stuffy. Now Liu Ruyan was holding a small fan, and the wind was blowing, making the air much fresher, making Lu Xing feel very comfortable. The other male students were about to cry. Sister, you are so beautiful. Why are you so lovesick? Lu Xing said he would treat you like a slavish servant at home, but it turned out to be all fake. Lu Xing lives such a comfortable life at home, so who would be afraid of marriage? It turns out there are such good things in the world. Then they laughed at Lu Xinghe for marrying a mentally ill person, which was simply a slap in the face. Even Lu Xing's brothers couldn't hold back and asked Lu Xing, Brother, How did you manage to make the eldest sister-in-law so obedient that she is willing to be your bootlicker? Ask my sister-in-law if there are any other sisters in the mental hospital, and introduce some to her. Yeah, now everything I see is beautiful, I'm not picky. This made Lu Xing laugh. I'm afraid they will be disappointed. There is only one such good daughter-in-law in the world, and she has been abducted away by him. Liu Ruyan was obviously not interested in the professor's boring content, and her eyelids were drooping. The sleepy little baby voice contained grievance. Hubby, I'm sleepy. Then you sleep for a while? Lu Xing was very pleased and coaxed her. Okay, I'm going to sleep then. Liu Ruyan rested her chubby little face on the white and tender arms and fell asleep. She is very well behaved and soft, breathing shallowly, and looks very cute when she sleeps. Lu Xing almost lost control and wanted to kiss her, but fortunately he controlled himself at the critical moment. After class, Lu Xing woke her up. Honey, it's time to wake up. Get out of class is over. Liu Ruyan opened her eyes sleepily, purring like a kitten, stretched herself, and snored sleepily. Woo, so fast, Tilda, then I'm going to the bathroom. Good. As soon as Liu Ruyan left, the brothers looked at her with envy. Who doesn't want to have a wife who is so good at acting like a spoiled child? Lu Xing is so lucky. Before Liu Ruyan came back, the squad leader announced the bad news. The next class will be a self-study session. Everyone, please review. We have the CET4 exam next week. As soon as these words were spoken, there was a burst of wailing. Jia Hui was speechless. The level 4 exam is too difficult. I'm almost bald from studying. Hugh smiled helplessly. We are Chinese, why do we have to learn foreign languages? Su Mingqiu sighed, is it too late to cram now? In the panic atmosphere, Lu Xing was very calm. While others were studying with English textbooks, Lu Xing was playing Candy Crush on his computer. If it were before, Lu Xing would definitely be very panicked, but now he has a system. What are you afraid of? Just get full marks and make a big splash. At this moment, a black shadow appeared in front of Lu Xing. Brother, if you don't understand, just ask me. Even though your English is at the bottom and the CET4 is very difficult for you, and it's embarrassing to be used as a negative example by the professor in public, you should still practice every question. Lu Xing raised his eyes and saw Lu Yunting's hypocritical face. He was very disgusted. Why was this guy pretending to be a good guy here? But Lu Yunting had a very loud voice, and a lot of people in the classroom could hear what he said. The students all lowered their heads and tried to suppress their laughter. Lu Xing had previously scored last in the English test in the whole grade and was severely criticized by the professor. Lu Yunting's words immediately awakened their long, dormant memories. Lu Xing raised his eyebrows. Level 4, can you do it? Lu Yunting started to boast. I am more than capable of handling the CET4. After all, I have won the championship in a college English lecture, won first prize in an English writing competition, worked as a translator for the school, and hosted exchange students. N awards omitted here. However, some fairies are quite stupid. It was clearly the green tea dog barking, but he started to praise her awkwardly. Lu Yunting, you are so awesome. Lu Xing, don't be embarrassed. If you don't understand, just ask him. Otherwise, the professor will publicize your deeds in class again. Do you want to embarrass our class again? Jia Hui was very disgusted and immediately said, What does it have to do with you? Why are you meddling in this? They knew Lu Xing has English level, but they didn't like their brother being maliciously targeted. Lu Xing looked at Lu Yunting's smug look, raised his eyelids indifferently, and directly said a paragraph of English. Atten percentatan percent at percentan percent. In an instant, the classroom fell silent. What a fluent spoken language. There's not a single accent, the grammar is correct, and the pronunciation is very pure English. It's not just simple language, it's very difficult. But this perfect pronunciation came from Lu Xing's mouth. Chapter 28. We agreed to be poor students together, but you secretly became a top student. Lu Xing actually knows such a difficult sentence structure. We agreed to be poor students together, but you ended up being the top student. What did you say? Lu Yunting was completely confused. Why couldn't he understand what Lu Xing said? It was clearly familiar English, but when he put it together, he didn't understand at all. You don't even understand this, and you still want to teach me? Lu Xing smiled with contempt. Some people around were already laughing. Lu Yunting's face lost its glow. Just now he was showing off how good his English was, but he couldn't understand a random sentence Lu Xing said in English. Isn't this a slap in the face? Lu Yunting's face immediately turned red. You are talking nonsense, how would I know? Nonsense? Lu Xing repeated what he had just said in English as if he had just heard a joke. Then he snorted coldly. I told you in words that I can handle it myself and I don't need your help. You can't even understand such a simple sentence. And you still think you are capable of being my teacher. Lu Xinghe and his brothers all widened their eyes. Jia Jiahui pulled Lu Xinghe over and was very impressed. Wow, where did you go for tutoring? Your level has improved by leaps and bounds. Lu Xinghe curled his lips and smiled meaningfully. 30 years in the East, 30 years in the West. I have made up for it, so level 4 is not a problem for me. The little fairy who was boxing for Lu Yunting just now is now getting hit on the face, and it hurts. They originally regarded Lu Yunting as their idol and thought he was so outstanding, but it turns out he is just so-so. On the contrary, Lu Xinghe, whom they looked down upon, turned out to be so skilled. Not only that, Lu Xinghe's brothers are also very rampant. Hey, weren't you so cool just now? Turns out you were just showing off in front of our brother Xing. I think you're the one who needs to cram. You're just a common man. Go study English now, or it'll be hilarious if you fail the CET4. Lu Yunting was at a loss for words. Couldn't he see through the tinted glasses of outsiders? Lu Xinghe used only a few words to destroy his image as a top student. He never expected that Lu Xinghe was so capable. And make yourself look bad in public. Lu Yunting was still quite unconvinced. Seeing Lu Xinghe playing the game so carefully, his anger suddenly rose. Before leaving, he deliberately touched Lu Xinghe's water cup. There was a loud bang, and all the water poured onto the computer, and the screen went black instantly. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Let me wipe it for you. Lu Yunting's mouth curled up slightly. He pretended to wipe the computer with a tissue, but it was no use, and the computer was definitely broken. Lu Xinghe would definitely feel distressed, and then get angry and mad at him. Then he would create a conflict, stir up trouble, pretend to be pitiful, make everyone feel sorry for him, and also make Lu Xinghe's image worse. It's okay, you didn't mean it. When Lu Yunting heard Lu Xinghe's words, he was dumbfounded. No, brother, don't you follow the script. You want to be cruel to me, cruel to me. How can you forgive me now? When Lu Yunting was puzzled, he heard Lu Xinghe reply. After all, this is not my computer, but your computer. This plot is becoming increasingly incomprehensible. This made Lu Yunting completely confused. Lu Xinghe could see that Lu Yunting was dumbfounded. He said cheerfully, Yes, it's yours. I took your computer when I left home. I was just about to return it to you when you spilled water on it. It's okay, just buy another one. Lu Yunting. Boy, I dug my own grave. Damn, why does this computer look so familiar? It turns out to be the Alienware laptop that he has been looking for a long time, but it costs tens of thousands. Now Lu Yunting is about to break into pieces. Lu Xinghe could see that Lu Yunting was in pain, which made him feel very comfortable. Doesn't he know how scheming Lu Yunting is? Unfortunately, it was him that Lu Yunting plotted against. He had hit a wall, as he was no pushover, and this whole scene was captured by a strange gaze outside the door. His eyes were dark and gloomy, almost staring through Lu Yunting's back. Lu Yunting felt a cold wind blowing, and his back felt cold. He looked back suddenly, but didn't see anyone. Strange, was it his imagination? He had always felt like someone was watching him, but how could it disappear just like that? Lu Xinghe found that Liu Ruyan had not appeared yet. He is very strange. Did she lose her way in the toilet? Or did the main personality appear and get lost? When Lu Xinghe was thinking about calling Liu Ruyan, he didn't expect that the moment he picked up the phone, a familiar voice sounded on the radio. Lu Yunting, Class 2, Interior Design Department, I found your laptop. Come to the broadcasting room and claim it. Lu Xinghe trembled. Isn't this Liu Ruyan's voice? Why is she reporting on the radio? When did you pick up Lu Yunting's computer? Lu Yunting was completely confused. He darted to the drawer. Empty. Sure enough, there is no laptop. However, they are classmates, so Liu Ruyan could just give it to him directly. Why would she have to go to the broadcasting room to report it? That would be a waste of time. When Lu Yunting was confused, he heard Liu Ruyan's voice continue. I think I found the right owner. There are 52 GB of files in your computer. Please confirm. Lu Yunting's pupils widened several times. No, don't. It was too late. The radio started playing very explosive content. Do you like me wearing women's clothes? Do you want a boyfriend who likes to wear short skirts? Your feet are so pink and tender, I want to kiss them. 50,000 words of various small plots are omitted here. Please fill in the blanks yourself. Anyway, it revolves around cross-dressing, foot fetish, and all sorts of other stuff. It also made Lu Yunting's hobby known to the public. Lu Yunting was killed on the spot. He could see that the girls who used to admire him were now frowning and saying, at him. Even the boys moved away from Liu Yunting. Liu Yunting, are you a pervert? You don't like men, do you? You won't use Jiang Mengmeng as your shield, right? I didn't expect you to be so extravagant. Liu Yunting was speechless. No, 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 this is slander, it's not like that. His face turned completely red. No matter how he explained, it was useless. Everyone had already determined that he was a super pervert. Lu Xing watched this scene and just wanted to clap his hands. This happened in school. If word spread from 1 person to 10, and from 10 to 100, everyone would know about it. Liu Yunting's reputation would be ruined, and he would be socially ruined. He would never be able to stand up again. Lu Xing gloated over his misfortune. His beloved wife is really awesome. She can even come up with this trick. He could easily guess her dark and cute appearance through the radio. She is a little sickly girl, but she is his great helper. Liu Yunting's life is over if he offends Liu Ruyan. Chapter 29. The school beauty wife takes action, and she is indeed extraordinary. Jia Hui and the others immediately gave Lu Xing a thumbs up. Sister-in-law's move is truly extraordinary. He easily kills people in 1 second. Now Liu Yunting is so cute. Lu Xing raised the corner of his mouth and said with a smile, "Of course, she is my wife." Lu Xing had witnessed the entire process of Liu Yunting's splitting. Liu Yunting didn't even dare to go to the toilet. After all, he had attracted a crowd of onlookers at the classroom door. His heroic deeds were well known, and it was said that even students from the neighboring school knew about it. Liu Yunting didn't even have time to finish his afternoon classes and ran home directly. Without seeing Liu Yunting, Lu Xing felt that the air was a lot fresher. Not only Liu Yunting, but also Jiang Mengmeng suffered. They were talked about together and hid in the dormitory and refused to come out. Everyone was teasing Liu Yunting and Jiang Mengmeng, and this public opinion didn't die down for a while. Lu Xing likes it very much. Just when I was enjoying myself, I heard a familiar coquettish voice. "Hubby, take a look and see if you like it." Only then did Lu Xing realize that Liu Ruyan had handed him a computer bag. He guessed, "Is it Liu Yunting's?" Liu Ruyan muttered, "Of course not. I threw his notebook directly into the trash can. This is the notebook I picked out especially for you. It just happens to be something you can use." When Liu Ruyan's words were heard by the brothers, they were completely sour. Lu Xing is so lucky. Not only did he pick up a beautiful wife also gave me a laptop. Lu Xing was also surprised. He didn't expect there would be an unexpected surprise. She was so thoughtful that she knew his computer was broken and still went to buy him a new one. No wonder he disappeared for a while. It turns out that he was quietly creating surprises. Lu Xing felt a warm feeling in his heart, and he happily opened his computer bag. When he took out the notebook, he was stunned. It was a famous brand gaming notebook. "How did you buy it? This is the latest model and it's limited edition." Lu Xing was extremely excited. Lu Xing had seen the introduction of this gaming laptop before, but unfortunately it required a reservation, so he didn't get it right away. As soon as he got it, Lu Xing couldn't put it down. The computer runs so smoothly, without any lag at all. It really shows that you get what you pay for. Jia Hui was shocked. "This one must be worth 80,000, and you're willing to buy it." Hu sighed with emotion. "The world of the rich is really unimaginable. My sister-in-law dotes on my brother too much. When will I have such a fairy wife like this? I will wake up laughing in my dreams at night." Su Mingqiao was envious. "I will use my sister-in-law as a model when looking for a wife. Girls nowadays are very materialistic. Forget about her buying you a notebook. It's already very good if she doesn't nag you to buy one." This resonated with the boys. After all, many girls are gold diggers who only want to get benefits from you, but don't want to have a future with you. Lu Xing was also very proud, and felt particularly proud. Liu Ruyan's pretty face was filled with a beaming smile. "Whatever my husband wants, I will definitely buy it, Tilda. Wife, you are so nice. Come, give me a hug." Lu Xing pulled her into his arms without saying a word. She gave him a bear hug and put her palms on Lu Xing's back. "Hubby, I love you. Whatever you want, I will buy it for you." "That's enough, your husband has bought it for you too. Now I'll take you to drink milk tea." Lu Xing leaned close to her ear and asked with a smile. "Okay, let's go drink milk tea." Liu Ruyan enjoyed it with her eyes curved. Ding, interaction detected. Interaction value plus 32, rewarding the host with GPS search capabilities. The system reminded. Lu Xing learned that this skill can determine the location of anyone. As long as you want to know whose it is, you can track it accurately. If she becomes Yandere and really attacks someone else, he can easily locate her address without having to track her phone. It is very convenient for his family. Lu Xing had tried it out, and sure enough, when his mind decided to track Liu Ruyan's address, the address and navigation appeared immediately. This is very convenient. This way he doesn't have to worry about Liu Ruyan suddenly disappearing and not being able to find her. Then Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan to buy milk tea. The milk tea shop was in full swing, packed with students and bustling with activity. Seeing this, Liu Ruyan muttered, "There are so many people, let's go somewhere else where the sun is better." Just as she was about to leave, Lu Xing grabbed her hand. "No, this is our store, you can get it easily without queuing," Lu Xing has said. "Ah, what method?" Liu Ruyan was puzzled. Lu Xing smiled without saying anything, took her hand and went to the milk tea shop to order food. When the clerk saw Lu Xing, he was flattered and immediately asked, "Hello, what would you like to drink?" The students who were originally in the back of the line were very unhappy. "First come, first served, why did you cut in line?" After hearing this, Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Lu Xing held her hand and signaled her with his eyes not to explode. Liu Ruyan was like a sick cat being bullied. She snorted and was still angry. She can't stand others bullying her husband. But her husband doesn't let her teach him a lesson. "I'm so angry." The clerk said to the student, "Sorry, he is not a customer." The student was aggressive. "He is very famous in our school. If he is not a student, then what is he?" Stop joking. Chapter 30. I thought you were a gigolo, but you secretly started your own business and became rich. The clerk said awkwardly, "He is our boss." These words shocked everyone. Even the student who had just argued was stunned. They knew that Lu Xing had married Miss Liu and became rich, but they didn't expect that the milk tea shop actually belonged to Lu Xing. In this way, as a boss, you don't have to queue up. After all, they are your own products, so you don't have to sell them even if you close the shop. Now the students' faces were as colorful as a palette, and they all felt that their words were too rude. "I'm sorry for causing you trouble. I'll give you a 50% discount today." Lu Xing, whose identity was exposed, simply stopped pretending and announced it in public. He did feel that it disrupted public order and was inappropriate, so he fought for benefits for everyone. The clerk looked at Lu Xing, the boss, and since he had said so, he dared not refute him. Naturally, he let Lu Xing make the decision. Who wouldn't be unhappy now? Everyone is excited about this. "Mr. Lu, you are such a nice person. No wonder your store is doing so well. Thank you so much. It's finally on sale. I can have more pocket money. If anyone dares to confront you in the future, I will confront them back." Lu Xing was surrounded by praise and gratitude, and he felt very happy. After the discount event, the business became even more prosperous, and there was a much larger group of people than those who had just arrived. Lu Xing sat on a chair, and the waiter enthusiastically handed them the milk tea they ordered. Boss lady, your milk tea is ready." Lu Xing felt very happy when he heard someone calling him boss. When he heard the word boss lady again, his ears turned red. He subconsciously looked at the obedient and pretty Liu Ruyan beside him. He didn't get to drink the milk tea, so why did he feel so sweet in his heart? The clerk gave Lu Xing a new way to drink milk tea. After pouring out half of the pure green tea, add more than half of the strawberry sundae and shake it. Then add 2 portions of Oreo chocolate chips, a lot of crispy bobos, taro balls, spray on a lot of cream, sprinkle with nuts and add half a strawberry, less sugar and less ice. Definitely top-notch ingredients. The milk tea shop does not provide unified configuration for the public. But if the boss wants to drink it, does the clerk dare to say no? No matter how complicated the requirements are, they must be done according to Lu Xing's requirements. The waiter even said to Lu Xing warmly, "If you finish your milk tea, you can have a refill. You can add as many toppings as you want." Who doesn't want to drink the cup of milk tea in Lu Xing's hand? But the problem is that only the boss has this privilege. He can get free refills and unlimited toppings, and he can even DIY his milk tea. Lu Xing noticed the envious looks from others, and the corners of his mouth curled up. Being the owner of a milk tea shop was indeed quite happy. You can sit in the best private seats and drink the most fragrant milk tea. Liu Ruyan was drinking a mulberry shake milkshake. After watching Lu Xing drink milk tea, she felt bored. She licked her lips and stared at Lu Xing's milk tea. "Yours seems to be particularly delicious. Give me a drink, Tilda." The soft and coquettish behavior made Lu Xing feel soft. Okay, I'll give it to you." Lu Xing pushed the milk tea towards Liu Ruyan. But I found that she actually took a bite and bit the cream on top. This eating method is not elegant, but it is very cute. She swallowed it with a humming sound, her little face filled with satisfaction. But she herself didn't know that her bright red lips, and even the corners of her mouth, were covered with cream, making her look like a little kitten. She didn't even notice it herself, and was still eating stupidly and foolishly. Lu Xinghe stretched out his hand and lifted Liu Ruyan's small chin. When Liu Ruyan saw Lu Xing's face approaching, she couldn't help but pout her red lips, obviously wanting a kiss. Seeing this, Lu Xing was amused. He directly wiped the cream off Liu Ruyan's lips with a tissue and said, "Silly girl, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm just wiping your little cat's mouth." Liu Ruyan was stunned for a moment, her face showing a look of grievance. "I thought you wanted to kiss me." She obviously felt sorry for him, her eyelashes fluttering, and she looked pitiful. Lu Xing wanted to coax his wife, so he used his fingertips to gently knead Liu Ruyan's red lips, then leaned close to her ear and whispered, kiss her enough when we get home." Liu Ruyan's eyes lit up. She was obviously very excited. The corners of her mouth were raised. She was extremely happy. She leaned against Lu Xinghe's chest like a little bird and said, "It's a deal. You can't break it." Lu Xinghe looked at her coquettish appearance and said with a smile, "Why do you need to cheat? When have we ever kissed less?" Liu Ruyan nodded secretly and was so happy that she almost danced with joy. Ding, interactive behavior detected. Interaction value plus 65, rewarding the host with 15 million yuan in startup funds. Lu Xing was very satisfied. Who wouldn't want a rich man who comes from heaven? Lu Xing would definitely not mind having too much money, and starting a business does cost a lot of money. Now I can give him a wave of startup capital, which can be regarded as saving him money. When Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan were deeply in love, they heard someone pouring cold water on them. "It's great to have a rich wife. I can live off her and even become a boss." Lu Xing looked over and found that a male classmate was speaking in a sarcastic tone, obviously jealous that Lu Xing could show his affection with such a beautiful woman. Before Lu Xing could reply, Liu Ruyan had already taken the initiative and said, "What's wrong? You can't get a free meal yourself, so you start to envy others." "Sorry, I didn't spend any money on him to open the shop. It's my own money." Liu Ruyan was firing at the male classmate, and now the male classmate became the target of public criticism. His face turned red, and he no longer had the courage to fight back. Others were also surprised. Everyone originally thought that Lu Xing was able to buy the milk tea shop because of Liu Ruyan's help. Who would have thought that Lu Xing opened a milk tea shop solely by his own ability? He is just a college student. This is really awesome. Did you hear me? Don't be sour grapes. You're such a man of integrity, don't take advantage of me. That's right. For example, Mr. Liu was able to marry the eldest daughter of the Liu family because he was outstanding enough. The two of them were well matched. What's the meaning of living off a gigolo? The male student was ashamed and embarrassed. He was so embarrassed that he ran away immediately. "Thank you," Lu Xing smiled at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan hummed, "I'm the only one who can say husband. No one else is allowed to. Anyway, she will kill anyone who dislikes her husband." Lu Xing looked at the husband-protecting maniac in front of him and felt particularly proud. She originally thought she was a dangerous person, but since she had her under her control, she has become like a fangirl, protecting her everywhere. Lu Xing felt so lucky to have such a wonderful wife for free, and he was even more grateful that he did not run away from the marriage. Women's bedroom. Jiang Mengmeng hid in the quilt, feeling very worried. Lu Yunting made a fool of himself at school and ended up getting himself into trouble. After all, she is a school beauty. So many people are laughing at her. Even she herself didn't expect Lu Yunting to have such a strong taste. But Jiang Mengmeng sent Lu Yunting a lot of messages, but he didn't read them and didn't reply. I called, but he didn't answer. Lu Yunting wouldn't disappear and dump her, right? In this case, all my efforts would be in vain. Not only would it be wasted, but I wouldn't get any benefit from Lu Yunting. When Jiang Mengmeng was upset, she discovered that something even more outrageous had happened. Chapter 31. Lu Xinghe is obviously a good man. You have suffered a great loss this time. Jiang Mengmeng saw her roommates walking in with milk tea in their hands, chatting and laughing. Lu Xinghe and his wife are such a perfect match. So sweet, I'm a fan of them. I heard that Ruyan Liu just had some mental illness, but then people spread rumors that she was mentally ill. Everyone said that Ruyan Liu had a great deal, but I think it was clearly her who had a great deal, having such a good husband Tilda. Who says it's not true? He even tied her hair and wiped her mouth. So gentle. I wonder if anyone has written a novel like this. I really want to read it. Some people were jealous and said Lu Xing was a gigolo, but they were proven wrong. I didn't expect Lu Xing to be the owner of a milk tea shop. He must have made a fortune. The business is booming. What a promising young man. After hearing her roommates' excited discussions, Jiang Mengmeng felt that her CPU was about to burn out. What did she hear? Are you all praising Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan for being a good match? He also praised Lu Xing for being young and promising. He opened the milk tea shop. Did we get something wrong? When did Lu Xing become the boss? Jiang Mengmeng became excited. Are you sure Liu Ruyan didn't buy it for him? As a result, he was given the cold shoulder by his roommate. He earned his keep and bought it with his own money. He didn't take any advantage of Liu Ruyan. I used to think Lu Yunting was better than Lu Xing, but now I see Lu Yunting as just a rich second generation who lived off his savings. There's no comparison between the two. Who said he wasn't? Lu Yunting is still a pervert. Jiang Mengmeng, how dare you associate with such a person? Aren't you worried about your personal safety? The roommate's words clearly slapped Jiang Mengmeng hard in the face. You have to know that Jiang Mengmeng gave up Lu Xing for Lu Yunting. Now tell her that Lu Xing opened a milk tea shop and made a lot of money. The roommates were particularly puzzled and asked, Jiang Mengmeng, why didn't you choose Lu Xing? Lu Xing looks like a good man. You've lost a lot this time. That's right. If it were me, I would definitely not choose Lu Yunting. I would cling to Lu Xing no matter what. You're so stupid. Now Liu Ruyan has gotten the advantage. She's super happy now. Jiang Mengmeng felt very aggrieved and naturally regretted it. She never dreamed that Lu Xing was so capable that he could start a business. At the beginning, she was attracted by Lu Yunting's good reputation and the fact that he was the heir of the Lu family, so she dumped Lu Xing. Knowing that Lu Xing is so capable, she would never let him go no matter what. Now Lu Yunting is rumored to be a pervert, and he has been cold and violent towards her, being hot and cold. Jiang Mengmeng feels particularly aggrieved. Her eyes were filled with tears, and she was extremely anxious. Lu Xing was too much. How could he be so lacking in perseverance and no longer insist on pursuing her? Then she wouldn't have been so easily coaxed away by Lu Yunting. Now Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan are happy, and she has become a fool when people are eating their sugar. Jiang Mengmeng, who has always been popular, could not bear such grievances. So Jiang Mengmeng was not convinced. She didn't believe that she was easily defeated by a madman. It is even more impossible that Lu Xing doesn't have himself in his heart at all. So a bold idea suddenly emerged in Jiang Mengmeng's mind. In the milk tea shop, Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan finished their milk tea and were about to leave. A graceful figure appeared before my eyes. It was Jiang Mengmeng. Her hair was in big, fluffy waves, draped over her shoulders. She was clearly wearing delicate makeup, and her Barbie-like eyes were sparkling at Lu Xing. She was wearing a one-shoulder, belly-bearing dress that revealed her beautiful right-angled shoulders and collarbone, as well as her fair, slim waist. She was wearing a pair of hot pants, and a meaningful smile appeared on her face when she looked at Lu Xing. She was holding a registration form in her hand, and deliberately showing off her body curves to Lu Xing. She deliberately tucked her hair behind her ears, then smiled at Lu Xing. Our model club is recruiting people. You should come and join us. You are handsome and tall. With you joining us, our club will definitely be even better. A good match. Liu Ruyan is just so-so. Is she worthy of Lu Xing? It was obviously Liu Ruyan who interfered. Otherwise, he would still be circling around her. Jiang Mengmeng felt that her charm was still there. So what if Lu Xing married Liu Ruyan? She is still his goddess. Even if they can't be together, it doesn't stop him from being her lapdog. Jiang Mengmeng's coquettish look made Lu Xing frown. Moreover, he was not used to the smell of perfume on the other person, which smelled pungent and cheap to him. At this moment, Lu Xing's wrist was gently pulled. He was pulled to the side, with a soft little hand resting on his ribs, away from Jiang Mengmeng. The pleasant scent of tangerine and grapefruit purifies the air. Lu Xing discovered that it was Liu Ruyan who domineeringly pulled him to her side. Liu Ruyan's eyes, like black grapes, emitted a cold and sharp light, which brought people an infinite sense of oppression and clearly declared war on sovereignty. My husband won't join such a boring club, right, husband? Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing with her eyes curved and a sweet look on her face. However, she quickly snatched the registration form from Jiang Mengmeng's hand, tore it into pieces neatly, and threw it directly in Jiang Mengmeng's face. There were so many people watching around. This was obviously embarrassing for Jiang Mengmeng. Jiang Mengmeng's competitive spirit was also ignited. What are you doing? She acted on her own without even asking for your opinion, Tilda. Jiang Mengmeng immediately became anxious. She pretended to be aggrieved and said to Lu Xing, "Look at her, how could she bully me like this?" Jiang Mengmeng's voice is a little more coquettish than usual. She thought that Lu Xing still had feelings for her, and she would definitely be able to control Lu Xing easily. Unexpectedly, Lu Xing's eyes were cold. He rubbed Liu Ruyan's shoulders directly and showed his affection in front of Jiang Mengmeng. My wife's meaning is my meaning. Lu Xing didn't even look at Jiang Mengmeng and left with his arms around Liu Ruyan. The system also began to remind. Ding, intimacy detected, intimacy value plus 28, rewarding the host with super driving ability and will not cause car accidents due to improper safe driving. Although Lu Xinghe now has a sports car, the sports car has airbags. However, sports cars often get into accidents. With this skill, there is no need to worry about car accidents, and Lu Xing's safety is also guaranteed. Lu Xing no longer has to worry about the three-piece set of novels. Amnesia, car accident, cancer. Jiang Mengmeng's eyes widened. Is he crazy? She has lowered her posture, but he doesn't even pay attention to her. Was she brainwashed by that crazy Liu Ruyan? Otherwise, why couldn't she attract Lu Xing? If it were in the past, he would have signed up eagerly. Jiang Mengmeng bit her red lips unwillingly and clenched her fists. When Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan into the sports car, her eyes widened, her arms crossed in front of her chest, and she looked so unconvinced, like a kitten with its fur standing on end, throwing a tantrum. You are not allowed to go near her. Your body belongs only to me. I won't allow you to have contact with other women. No one can take you away, or I'll kill her. While she was still throwing a tantrum, her head was gently rubbed. Okay, stop yelling about fighting and killing every day. It's uncivilized, let's be gentle. Lu Xing moved closer, spraying his hot air on Liu Ruyan's smooth neck, and gently scratched Liu Ruyan's chin with his fingers as if teasing a cat. I only have one wife, don't worry, no one else can replace you. Liu Ruyan surrendered and enjoyed it very much, looking soft and cute. She was easy to coax, her eyelashes fluttering and her red lips pouting. That's better than hubby give me. Lu Xing raised the corners of his lips, immersed in the soft fragrance and warmth of jade, and said, Okay, hug. Liu Ruyan is obviously a little pet vying for favor. She will scratch you when she is angry, but it won't be too disturbing. When she knows she has made a mistake, she will wag her tail and meow at you. How could you not be soft-hearted and love her? Ding, intimacy detected. Intimacy value plus 35, rewarding the host with the skill of eating as much as you want without gaining weight. No more dieting. You can enjoy as much food as you want without gaining weight. Lu Xinghe was particularly satisfied with the skills rewarded by the system. You know how many people are at a loss because of gaining weight and dare not eat delicious food at all. Now with this skill, Lu Xing can let go of his belly without worrying about gaining weight, and he can still maintain a good figure. When Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan were hugging each other, Liu Ruyan's cell phone rang. The phone is ringing, Lu Xing reminded Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan was furious, pouting her red lips. Who calls me at this time? How annoying. If you don't answer, I'll hug my husband. Her little paws wouldn't let go and stuck to Lu Xing's arms. Looking at Liu Ruyan's appearance, Lu Xinghe was amused. Isn't this just a fool? Not answering the phone just to hug him a little longer. Lu Xinghe shook his head, fearing that it was an urgent call, but he still picked up the phone for her. When I looked, it turned out to be someone unexpected calling. Chapter 32. Becoming the group's favorite actually caused the father-in-law to behave in such an incredible way. When I looked, it was my father-in-law calling. Lu Xinghe picked up the phone immediately and shouted, Dad, what's going on? Ever since he married Liu Ruyan, he hasn't had much contact with his father-in-law. Is there anything to inform them at this time? Xinghe, where is my baby daughter? Father Liu asked with a smile. Liu Ruyan, who was buried in Lu Xinghe's arms, didn't reply but snorted coldly. HMPH. Father Liu had sharp ears and heard it, laughing happily. Okay, I'm here. In this case, you can go home for dinner tonight. Today is the day to go back to Ningyan, and according to custom, we have to go back to my mother's house together. Only then did Lu Xing remember this. Indeed, the woman has to go back to her parents' home with her husband 3 days after the wedding. He has been so busy lately that he has forgotten about it. Okay, Dad, let's go back now, Lu Xinghe responded. Father Liu was happy now. Okay, then I'll wait for you to come over. The system's skills are given at the right time. Look, my father-in-law is about to prepare delicious food and wine. You don't have to worry about gaining weight, just eat as much as you want. After hanging up the phone, Lu Xing coaxed Liu Ruyan. Okay, sit down nicely, we're going to your dad's house. Liu Ruyan curled her lips and said, okay. She wanted to stick with Lu Xinghe, but she couldn't always be willful and affect his driving. Anyway, Lu Xing is hers and he can't escape, so she will be patient for a while and hug him to her heart's content when she gets back. If Lu Xing knew what Liu Ruyan was thinking, he would probably laugh for a long time. With super driving ability, Lu Xing is an experienced driver. He can drive freely without affecting traffic order and has no worries. Lu Xing was not afraid of any accidents at all. After all, the system rewarded him with skills. He found that even if he was driving with his eyes closed, the car was controlled by the system and was driving safely. This is amazing. Soon, Lu Xing drove Liu Ruyan back to the Liu family. The Liu family's villa is a super large villa as big as a castle. However, it was designed by a famous designer and is full of artistic atmosphere. It is luxurious and elegant and has everything. The garden alone is breathtaking. Anyway, the low price will not be cheap. After all, it has its own golf course. You can imagine how big the Liu family is. There are tour buses going in and out, which is very exaggerated. Otherwise, you will be really tired if you walk. After Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan entered the house, Liu's father was very excited. "My good son-in-law, you are finally here. I missed you so much." As he said that, Father Liu was about to hug Lu Xing. A dark shadow passed by, and Liu Ruyan was seen clinging to Lu Xing, refusing to let her father hold her. She declared in a particularly domineering manner, "Mine." Ding, intimacy detected. Intimacy value plus 21, rewarding the host's phone with the ability to consume less power, no longer having to search for a socket to charge. Lu Xing likes to play mobile games, but the battery runs out very quickly. It is very uncomfortable to play games while charging, and it is also troublesome to find an outlet outside. Now that he has this skill, Lu Xing no longer has to worry about running out of power and can play freely. Father Liu saw that Liu Ruyan had a strong possessiveness, but he was not angry but happy instead. He was almost in tears, feeling relieved. "You two have such a good relationship. This makes me feel relieved." Originally, Liu's father felt that blind dating and marriage were not very reliable, but his daughter insisted. Besides, if she wanted to be discharged from the hospital, she had to get married and have a good guardian. When it came to finding a marriage partner, who knew that only a few people dared to come for the blind date, Lu Xing was the first one to come for the blind date, and it became a success directly, which made Liu's father feel it was too dreamy. Father Liu originally thought that Lu Xing was only after money, but after getting to know Lu Xing, he felt that he was a real son and agreed to the marriage. Now seeing his daughter's happy face, Father Liu became more convinced that his original decision was correct. "Dad, if I marry her, I will definitely treat her well, don't worry," Lu Xing and Liu's father promised. Father Liu said with a smile, "Okay, let's talk at the dinner table. The food has been prepared a long time ago, so don't let it get cold." He warmly invited Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan to sit down and have dinner. Lu Xing was surprised when he saw the table full of delicious food. "Is this definitely not a Manchuhan banquet? It's really too sumptuous, and it's presented in various ways. It's simply so delicious and looks so expensive. If you don't know, you might think you are eating in the hotel. Come have some lotus root and pork ribs soup. I cooked it myself and spent more than 3 hours cooking it for you." Father Liu smiled and personally scooped soup for Lu Xing to drink. She didn't care about eating herself and kept picking up food for Lu Xing. "Eat more, you look so thin, whatever you like, just tell me, I'll make it for you next time." This scene shocked the butler. You have to know that Father Liu is the kind of person who just opens his mouth to eat and has everything served by his servants. He is arrogant to others. When had I ever seen Father Liu be so gentle and so welcoming? He even cooked for us himself, which was unprecedented. How can we not look up to Lu Xing? This guy is very capable and can control the father and daughter completely. Don't be picky about food. Eat only meat and no vegetables. Liu Ruyan seemed to be competing with her father, scrambling to pick up food for Lu Xing. The food in Lu Xing's bowl had piled up like a small mountain and was about to overflow. "Enough, it's too much." Lu Xing was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. Could it be that his wife is even jealous of her father? However, Lu Xing really experienced what it felt like to be the group's favorite. "The dishes cooked by my father-in-law are truly unique and delicious." He finally knew who Liu Ruyan inherited her cooking skills from. He wanted to take the crab apart, but Liu Ruyan got anxious and said, "Put it down. Who told you to do that?" Lu Xing was stunned. "What's wrong? Can't we eat crabs at home?" "If you dare to get your hands dirty, you're dead. Let me do it." Liu Ruyan wore disposable gloves and carefully removed the crab meat. It is actually very troublesome to peel the crab meat, but Liu Ruyan has rare patience. She carefully squeezed out the crab meat, leaving it intact without any residue, and put it in Lu Xing's bowl. It is more careful and clean than the ones opened by the waiters in the store. Lu Xinghe ate happily, feeling that this was the peak of his life. Father Liu even opened a jewelry box and said, "Son-in-law, this is my gift for meeting you. I bought it specially for you. I don't know if you will like it." As soon as he opened the box, Lu Xing's carbon alloy dog eyes were almost blinded by the light. "This is too flashy." It is said that broken diamonds below 1 carat are worthless, but the diamond in front of you is a full 100 carats in size. The watch cut out of this valuable pure diamond is obviously worth a lot of money at first glance. This is a diamond watch once worn by the British royal family. It is estimated to be worth 130 million. I bought it specially for you at the auction. It is the only one of its kind in the world and is of great collection value, Father Liu introduced with a smile. Chapter 33. Sure enough, the plot in the novel is still conservative, and the reality is even more shocking. Lu Xinghe was shocked when he heard this. "Father-in-law, you are too rich." "How much did you say?" 130 million. "You just gave it to me casually, or was it a meeting gift?" Sure enough, the plot in the novel is still conservative, and the reality is even more shocking. I guess even big guys and cute girls wouldn't dare to write novels like this. "Yes, mainly because time is tight and I prepared it in a hurry. I will give you a better one next time." Father Liu nodded. Lu Xinghe. Better? How much better could it be? Lu Xing felt like his CPU was about to burn out. I didn't expect that Liu's father would be so willing to spend money on his son-in-law. I finally understand why Liu Ruyan is so generous. She inherits this from her father. "Thank you, Dad. If you don't accept such a luxurious gift, you're a fool." Lu Xinghe naturally couldn't refuse. You know, jewelry appreciates in value, especially precious jewelry like this, which will double in value in a few years. Lu Xinghe didn't expect that he would be so successful. "I can wear 100 million on my hand." When Lu Xing was happily about to take off the watch on his wrist, he noticed a resentful look. "It's only 130 million, that's all." Liu Ruyan was seen huffing. She immediately said to the housekeeper, "Uncle Wang, bring me the Graf watch from my safe." She bought a watch for Lu Xinghe, but he doesn't wear it anymore. Her father was too much. How could he easily snatch away her exclusive power? Well, if we compare them this way, she definitely won't lose to her father. Even the housekeeper was confused. "Miss, are you sure?" Liu Ruyan raised her red lips and replied confidently, "Of course." "Okay, I'll get it for you now." The butler looked at Lu Xing with special admiration and hurried upstairs. Lu Xing hadn't realized the seriousness of the matter yet, and was still a little stunned. It wasn't until the housekeeper came downstairs that he opened the box. Lu Xinghe was shocked when he saw the watch in the box. 110 carats of rare and large diamonds set in platinum bracelet, of rare color and extraordinary value. Most importantly, it has a catchy name. The Graf Diamond Hallucination, the most expensive watch in the world, worth 384 million, now belongs to you, Liu Ruyan announced proudly. She personally grabbed Lu Xinghe's hand and put it on him. Lu Xinghe was about to faint. "You gave him such an expensive watch." Father Liu was also surprised. "Daughter, are you sure?" "I didn't expect my daughter to be so bold. After all, this watch is very rare and expensive. My daughter likes it very much and has kept it for many years and is reluctant to take it out. Now she gives it directly to Lu Xing." Liu Ruyan said firmly, "It's mine, it belongs to my husband, of course I have to give it to him. If I had to choose between my husband and a watch, I would of course choose my husband." Lu Xing felt mixed emotions. He didn't expect Liu Ruyan to give him an expensive gift. No matter what her purpose was, it was obvious that Liu Ruyan was not on guard against him. He was so lucky today. After having a meal, he actually bought 2 limited edition watches. However, things also turned wrong. Liu Ruyan was very possessive and said, "Look, whose are you wearing?" Father Liu didn't want to bow his head either, so he said, "Wear my watch. It's very stylish and suits your status." Liu Ruyan said arrogantly, "Of course it's my watch. It suits my husband better, right? Honey, you wear mine, Tilda." Father Liu said, "Mine looks more like a men's watch, and it makes me look more presentable when I wear it." The two of them secretly compared themselves to each other, and they were comparable to the king of the role. This made Lu Xing feel very embarrassed. Especially Liu Ruyan shook Lu Xing's wrist and acted coquettishly. "Husband, you choose. Whose one do you want to wear?" Just like a jealous little pet, she wanted to monopolize all of Lu Xing's love. Ding, intimate behavior detected. "Congratulations to the host, your intimacy value has reached +36. Reward the host with super coaxing abilities. No longer afraid of chasing your wife to the crematorium, you can easily control your wife." At this moment, Lu Xinghe faces 2 choices. One, he accepted a watch from his father-in-law, and his wife was so angry that she took back the watches and refused to give him any money. She also refused to warm his bed at night, and even had a sickly temper and locked him in the basement to forcibly possess him. Two, accepting your wife's proposal will make your father-in-law lose face and bear a grudge against you, which will make things difficult for you in the future and force you to divorce. No matter which one it is, it's a sure field. When Liu Ruyan and Liu's father looked at him intently, Lu Xing said, "I don't wear either watch." Both of them were stunned. Liu Ruyan muttered, "Why, you don't like me, or do you think my dad has better taste?" Father Liu shook his head. "After all, I put a lot of thought into choosing it. Don't you want to think about it again?" Even the housekeeper thought Lu Xing was too young and didn't know what was good for him. How many people were hoping to get one watch? But Lu Xing had the chance to get both, but ended up not wanting either. Oh, how nice it would be to give it to myself. Lu Xing was not in a hurry. He already had an idea in his mind. He put the watch his father-in-law had given him on Ruyan Liu's wrist and said, "What's mine is yours. The best should of course be given to my wife." Liu Ruyan's wrists were slender and white, so the bracelet fit her perfectly, as if it were for display. Lu Xing then handed Liu Ruyan's watch to Liu's father. "Dad, this is too expensive. I think it will look more classy on you. Besides, you are good at investing, so it would be perfect for you to collect." Father Liu was a little excited. If it were someone else, they would be eager to get the two famous watches. But Lu Xing would rather not keep a single piece for their sake. Not vain, not greedy for money, good boy. "I have plenty of collections, so I'll leave this watch to you." "Dad doesn't want it." Liu's father refused, adding, "I heard you're starting a business. Have you gotten any investment? How about Dad becoming a shareholder? Is 1 billion enough?" "Enough, it's really enough. But Dad, aren't you afraid of losing money?" Lu Xing was very excited. "Is there such a good thing in the world?" Lu Xing was originally worried about finding shareholders, but now that his father-in-law is willing to be a backer, he is definitely willing. It's nice to sit under a big tree and enjoy the shade. "So what if I lose money? I'll give it to you to play with. Just make sure you have fun." Father Liu said with a smile, "If your business fails, you can become the CEO of my company. 10 billion is nothing to his family. The main thing is that it can help his son-in-law. If he succeeds, he will also be proud." "Dad, I won't let you down. I will try my best to come back and be the CEO," Lu Xing said sincerely. The housekeeper next to him was envious and jealous. Did he hear correctly? Just giving his son-in-law 1 billion to start a business. And if it didn't work out, he could still become the CEO of the massive Liu Group. Others racked their brains to please the master, but still cannot get any approval from him. Lu Xing didn't do anything, but he was able to control the master so easily. Chapter 34, Exclusive Possessiveness. This Yandere is a little cute. After hearing what Lu Xing said, Liu Ruyan's eyes turned red. She apologized to Lu Xing. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so willful. It's okay if you don't wear the watch I gave you." She took off her watch and then gave Liu's father's watch to Lu Xing. "Take both." After hearing her guilty tone, Lu Xing smiled faintly and said, "It's okay. The watch is too expensive and too heavy. I'll put it in the safe for collection. How about I wear the watch you bought?" Liu Ruyan nodded and replied, "Okay." She put the watch on him with a smile, very satisfied. "Husband, you are so nice." The system also reminds, "Ding, intimacy value detected, intimacy value plus 23. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the collection value added double card. It will be effective." The system's rewards were also very appropriate. Who wouldn't want the value of their luxury items to skyrocket? Lu Xing was no exception. Lu Xing immediately used the value-added doubling card, as the two watches were originally worth over 100 million yuan. Now he doesn't have to do anything, and these things can still rise like crazy. If he really needs to make emergency funds in the future, he will make a profit, and there is no need to worry about the price falling. The housekeeper on the side was stunned. The eldest daughter, who has always been arrogant and hot-tempered, actually has to bow her head and apologize one day. "I've never seen this before." Lu Xing is a bit capable. The housekeeper's gaze suddenly slid from Lu Xing's face to his pants. He must have special skills. Lu Xing came to the Liu family and returned with a full load. Not only does he own 2 priceless watches, he also attracted investment. Lu Xing was naturally happy, but when Lu Xing drove Liu Ruyan home, he found that Liu Ruyan had fallen asleep in the passenger seat. Her skin is so smooth and her eyelashes are long and charming. Being young is good. She is full of collagen and her skin is really soft and creamy. Of course, it's not just the skin that's soft. Lu Xing has experienced that feeling before. Wow, it's really a place that makes people linger. Lu Xing was immersed in it, but he didn't forget the main topic. He has to take his wife upstairs. I can't let my wife lie in the car. It would be so stuffy and dangerous. Lu Xing saw that she was sleeping soundly, so he couldn't bear to wake her up. He has the systematic Hercules skill, so he wouldn't feel tired even if he carried her upstairs. Lu Xing got out of the car, opened the door, held her carefully, and then walked into the villa. Ding, intimacy value detected plus 23, rewarding the host with muscle soreness protection. No longer need to worry about fractures, dislocations, or injuries. With this skill, Lu Xing felt more relaxed and at ease holding Liu Ruyan. Who would have thought that before Lu Xing carried her to the room? He discovered that Liu Ruyan's eyelashes were fluttering. She opened her eyes blearily. Lu Xing smiled. "Wife, you're awake." As soon as the words fell, the girl's eyes were filled with fear. Her breathing became rapid, especially after she found out that Lu Xing was carrying her like a princess. Her pupils dilated twice as much. Ugh! Cries of fear rang out. Liu Ruyan seemed to be in some danger, like a fish jumping onto the shore. She struggled violently regardless of being held by Lu Xing. He broke free from Lu Xing's hands in an instant and fell to the ground in an instant. "You know, we are on the stairs now." Lu Xing felt pain just looking at it. Especially since she fell on the hard stairs, she must have gotten bruises. However, Liu Ruyan didn't care about the pain. She curled up into a ball, her breathing became rapid. Her face turned extremely pale, and she gasped violently. She looked so pitiful and sickly weak. She bit her red lips and her eyes were full of fear. It's like encountering some shadow. "Are you okay?" Lu Xing realized something was wrong. Now it's not a secondary personality, but the main personality. The real me appears again. That's not right. Sleeping is not the switch to switch between main and secondary personalities. Why did it change again? Lu Xing was confused, and he didn't notice anything wrong with Liu Ruyan. "What's the problem?" Lu Xing had no idea what was going on, but Liu Ruyan was in a very uncomfortable state. Especially when he approached her, she went crazy and yelled, "Don't come near me." Lu Xing didn't dare to act rashly, so he naturally moved back a little. After Lu Xing was farther away, he discovered that Liu Ruyan's condition had improved. Her pale face finally turned a little redder, and her palms were placed on her heaving chest. "Are you feeling better? Do you want some water?" Lu Xing cared about her. Liu Ruyan raised her head and saw those clear eyes. He is very gentle, and his eyes are very passionate. It also made her feel a little guilty that she had been too aggressive and had caused him trouble. "I'm sorry I scared you." Liu Ruyan turned her face away and apologized. "It's okay, you should be the one who's scared." Lu Xing tried to calm her down. "Are you injured? Do you want to go to the hospital?" "No, it's not that serious. My lower back is just a little sore." Liu Ruyan shook her head. "Or should I ask the maid to apply medicine for you?" Lu Xing originally wanted to do it himself, but he considered that Liu Ruyan would reject his touch. "I can't stand being touched by anyone unless I'm hypnotized or anesthetized. It's useless," Liu Ruyan said with a hint of mockery in her eyes. "I've long been accustomed to treating my own wounds." She has been imprisoned all along, and ordinary medicines are of no use to her. Without finding the cause of the disease, there is no way to solve it. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing frowned. He felt quite distressed because he didn't know what she had experienced in the past. But this illness must have caused her great distress. "Believe me, it will be cured," Lu Xing said with a firm look in his eyes. "I will help you find the best doctor in the world. He also has a system, and he can always find a way to find help to solve the problem and help Liu Ruyan." Liu Ruyan was stunned. She could clearly see that he did not despise her but was sincere and serious. You know, when she was sick before, the nurses avoided her. Even she herself hated herself for being like this, but he didn't have any prejudice at all. After returning to the room, Liu Ruyan found that Lu Xing picked up the quilt and walked out without saying a word, and did not seem to want to stay overnight. "Go to bed early and don't stay up late, understand?" Lu Xing had already walked out of the room, then turned back. "Staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning is bad for your health. You don't want me to rush you to bed today, do you?" Liu Ruyan was stunned for a moment, looked at the serious Lu Xing and nodded unconsciously. "Also, I put the ointment on the table. Check it later to see if there are any injuries. Remember to apply it," Lu Xing reminded. Seeing Liu Ruyan nod, Lu Xing left. Liu Ruyan looked at the ointment on the table and picked it up. There is still the warmth left by Lu Xing on it. Warmth? This seemed to be the only way for her to feel his body temperature. Liu Ruyan's mind was wandering, thinking about how strong his arms were. He looks like he has biceps. Anyway, it's definitely not a thin dog. Thinking of this, Liu Ruyan's face became hot. She suddenly felt a little regretful. Yanyan can possess him unscrupulously. And what about her? If you touch him, you will tremble with fear. P.S. Ha, the two personalities fight each other, jealous of each other, the female competes. The male protagonist has some choices, tilde. Chapter 35, if Yanyan wasn't there, would she be the one who would be happy with Lu Xing? After the personality switch, she can no longer possess the memories that belong to Yanyan, so she didn't know what Yanyan did behind her back. But the huge wedding photo hanging on the wall, the messy bed, and the closet full of men's shirts and women's skirts all bear traces of the two people's lives. In fact, it was closer than she thought. Liu Ruyan suddenly felt a little breathless. She actually felt a little envious of Yanyan. If Yanyan wasn't there, would she be the one who would be happy with Lu Xing? She felt a dull pain in the back of her shoulder, so she took off her clothes and looked through the full-length mirror to see a noticeable bruise on the back of her shoulder. However, it was too far back, and she couldn't reach the right spot when she applied the ointment herself. "Do you want an ice pack?" Lu Xing pushed the door open and walked in. You will be amazed even if you see it right away. Her long curly hair draped lazily over her shoulders, and her soft, fragrant white back with distinct ribs was incredibly beautiful. She is cool and clear, like a frightened deer, pure and pitiful. Even though they had lived together before, Lu Xing still felt that the woman in front of him was very strange. His face also began to heat up, a little embarrassed, and he immediately looked away. "Sorry, I'm used to not knocking when I go back to my room." Lu Xing was about to close the door and leave with a guilty conscience, as if he had done something wrong when he heard a cold voice. Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes and said, "Apply medicine to me, I can't touch it." Even though she was a little nervous and shy, she still made the request under his burning gaze. "Don't you have a fear of physical contact?" "Yes, but I want to overcome it," Liu Ruyan said stubbornly. "We're half a couple, right? It can't always be like this. If Yanyan can do it, she can definitely do it too." Lu Xing was stunned, but seeing her determined look, he could only do as she said. Even though he was only using a cotton swab, he could still see with his naked eyes that her body was shaking violently. She was pure and innocent, and the way she shivered but still endured it was so pitiful. Lu Xing felt a little sorry when he saw her trembling so violently. "You do it yourself." He was about to retract his hand, but Liu Ruyan stopped him. "Continue." Her watery eyes held a hint of encouragement. Lu Xing finally mustered up the courage to apply the ointment to her. "It's done." Liu Ruyan was stunned. "So fast." "Fortunately, it's not that serious. The swelling will probably go away tomorrow," Lu Xing said. Liu Ruyan blushed slightly and said thank you. "Well, it's getting late." Lu Xing sat by the bed and could see that her little face was white with a rosy glow, and she lowered her head with her little hands resting on her chest. "It feels like he is bullying her." "Then, good night." Liu Ruyan tried hard to calm down her disordered emotions, then lay down on the bed shyly. Lu Xing slept on the other side, with a pillow between him and Liu Ruyan. But I could feel the two people's hearts colliding violently. Looking at Liu Ruyan, who was also blushing beside him, his breathing became a little rapid. He and Liu Ruyan actually turned off the lights at the same time. "You turn it off too." Lu Xing was surprised by this tacit understanding. Liu Ruyan blushed slightly, pretending to be calm and giving him a lecture in a domineering tone. "Go to sleep." Then he turned off the light with a click. The room was dark, but when he heard her breathing, Lu Xing became even more confused. "Where is your company located?" She started talking. The deadlock in the atmosphere was finally broken. "I haven't thought about it yet," Lu Xing said. Liu Ruyan helped analyze calmly. "The Chengxi building is nice, in the city center, with nice greenery and surrounded by business districts, making shopping and consumption very convenient. Lingdu building overlooks the river, has convenient transportation, and is also an industrial area, making it easy to recruit workers. Kangyuan building has a large area, is backed by an amusement park, has a large flow of people, and has skywalks, movie screens, and a revolving restaurant. You can refer to these." Lu Xing was embarrassed. "There is still a problem." "Worried about the rent? Don't worry, I'll help you solve it. It depends on which one you like." Liu Ruyan was very calm. Lu Xing denied. "No, the main thing is that these 3 buildings are all my properties. Which one should I use?" Liu Ruyan was very surprised. "Are you sure? Any building here is definitely not cheap. Not to mention owning 3 buildings. That's simply a fantasy." "It's true, you heard me right. I have made some investments before and made a lot of money. By chance, I got the ownership of the building. Lu Xing was just talking nonsense to prevent Liu Ruyan from getting suspicious. Liu Ruyan thought this was a bit ridiculous, but from Lu Xing's firm tone, it didn't sound like a joke. Lu Xing in particular spoke eloquently about his plans, using a lot of professional terms. His knowledge is definitely unmatched by boys his age. He's so knowledgeable that he's even better than his peers. He really has a good business sense. Now, Liu Ruyan had a deeper appreciation for Lu Xing. Originally, Liu Ruyan thought that Lu Xing was an adopted son living under someone else's roof, but she never expected that Lu Xing was such a hidden talent. If it was true, she was just showing off her skills in front of him. Not only Liu Ruyan admired Lu Xing, but Lu Xing was also surprised by Liu Ruyan's talent. During their business exchanges, her views gave him a lot of ideas. She is indeed a business elite. She has a unique vision. He is a talent that cannot be hired even at a high price, but now he can get it for free. Lu Xing immediately decided to set up a company in Lingdu Building, and with the help